show. How much he does love gaming still. Awesome to hear. Met him at a networking event. Just quick since. Obviously getting everybody involved now with the show, just trying to get as many people in. Then he had a chance to play overseas, had a chance with the Spurs as well. So big ball knowledge coming in. And then obviously the other man to my right, Denzel, a man of many talents, has done I don't even know how much stuff but is doing pretty much everything possible to continue to build himself and build his company and build his plethora of skills. Currently a fan of the Knicks, also a fan of the Lakers, but with plenty of hot takes as of late. You guys didn't hear everything we were talking about before that. In the past 3 weeks, it's been pretty interesting because Denzel and Derek both have different opinions than I do on a plethora of things. One of them being LeBron's legacy and who LeBron is, which is chat again as a 25-year-old, maybe a little bit different. But real quick, getting ready for the game tonight. We got the Wolves and the Warriors. Warriors, I believe, still without Steph. I don't believe Steph's going to play this game, so they're just going to have Jimmy Butler as their quote-unquote star player. And then you got, obviously, the up-and-coming, who might be one of the most exciting players to watch right now, in Anthony Edwards. Personally, I think he's been the second best in this series. Julius Randle's been on an absolute tear when it comes to anything within the paint, and just getting fouls and getting the Warriors into foul trouble. Jimmy Butler, kind of story of the day, has been in the headlines as being maybe kind of absent and not caring too terribly much about how the team does. It seems like he's probably in a spot where, this is kind of patented Jimmy Butler, where stuff doesn't really seem to go his way. It seems like Jimmy Butler kind of starts to give up, as we saw with the Miami Heat. But yeah, real quick, want to say anything, Derek? Want to say anything, Denzel, before we get obviously started with the topics of the day?
I've always liked Julius Randle.
Okay.
I never understood why he never fit on a team for too long. Like he's like a Rodman.
Okay.
Dependable. Gonna get you there. He's consistent. Maybe a few injuries here and there, but he's consistent. So I never understood why he always, maybe more as a back end thing, why he never sticks to a place.
Yeah.
I knew he was never gonna be on the Lakers. Like him and Kobe.
Right.
Kobe got that dog. He got that dog, but those are two different dogs.
Completely.
Yeah, two different type of dogs. So that wasn't like I'm gonna play my way, and Kobe's like, nah, you need to kind of fit into the system so it works out.
Yeah, it's been interesting because
Didn't he get traded and go back to the Lakers with LeBron?
I don't remember if he was ever back in the Lakers, but I do know, obviously, one of the biggest trades in the offseason was Karl Anthony Towns for Julius Randle. So you got the Wolves now with Julius Randle and Karl Anthony Towns now on the Knicks. It's played out quite well for both teams.
I think it's a good trade.
Honestly, it seems like
I didn't like it at first because he was so
it was
injury
weird.
prone.
Yeah, and Kat is someone who I think Kat is one of the most funny individuals. Like, I enjoy listening to Kat. He's just funny. He does zesty stuff. He talks in a zesty way every once in a while, and it is just so funny because he seems like a dude.
Right.
But personally, when watching him play basketball, I felt that he got into too much foul trouble when he was on the Wolves. Felt like he was always at 4 or 5 fouls going into the third, and it always felt like a problem. Comes over to the Knicks and immediately is an impact, can kind of do everything he needs to do. One of those, again, like we've seen with kind of like AD being able to play. When AD plays at the 4, he's obviously much better than when he plays at the 5.
Right.
So a lot of that kind of stuff I think is translated similarly for both guys. Julius being allowed to get into the paint. You've got other guys like Naz Reid who can fit into being the big guy that can go and get rebounds while Julius can go down there and get free throws, layups, whatever he wants.
Right.
And then, I think Katz just fits in with the Knicks. He's got a good young group. He was friends with McHale when he played on the Suns. And one of those just where I think that trade did work out fairly well. It's pretty impressive to see. It's weird to see trades work out well like that.
I didn't think it was going to work out well with Cat. I thought it'd be an injury or something like that, and I felt like you gave up too much of a playoff team. Like there was no star players.
Yeah, as a Knicks fan, you watched a lot of Venture, or New York fan.
Yeah,
you had to watch a lot of it too.
It was kind of like what I thought OKC was going to be, what they are now. Like, I thought they were going to develop and build something like that. I don't even know the star player on that team, but he's a dog. I don't know his name. Yeah.
OKC?
Shea.
Shea. Yeah,
but he's a dog. Like,
fantastic,
when you get older, you kind of just like watch it. You don't really care about the names and all that. Like, Derek can attest to that too. Grew up in one of the best eras of basketball.
Yeah,
hands down.
I got to see Magic out from Kareem all the way to LeBron play.
Right.
Think of all
everybody.
Players.
Yeah, which it's interesting for me not having that. Like for me, very much. Again, it's interesting because my generation is so much of the back and forth on MJ and LeBron.
Sure.
And which it's interesting because like my dad, who my dad does not watch sports. Like, my dad is so far removed. He played a lot of hockey growing up in Alaska.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But one of those where he got so, like, as animated as I am with all the sports teams now, he was just doing that for longer than I'd been doing it. And it was just like one of those where he got fed up with it at some point. But every time we have a conversation about MJ and LeBron, he's like, Joe, like,
It's not a comparison.
yeah, like it's not.
It's not even comparing apples
And like
and
he does,
oranges.
and literally his conversations are like, it's not like it's hard for him to put into words like how different it really is. Like, it's not just like, oh yeah, MJ was better than LeBron. It's like, no, dude, like MJ was
A prodigy.
yeah, MJ is his own
Very well
being,
said,
bro. It's his
yeah.
own thing. Like it's
Literally a prodigy.
it's so different to
Freak of
watch
nature.
MJ play and see what he was doing, especially like in the time frame. And again, as someone like me who I take a lot of your impact on the game, which is why I put Steph in a lot of those like just interesting conversations
in
of
there.
like
Yeah,
Steph's
sure,
done
sure.
Steph has changed the league to such a 3-point heavy game. And
But
just
he's
like
an anomaly too.
but that's my point is like the anomaly side of things is what I personally favor as a younger individual watching basketball develop now, watching football develop and stuff.
So here's the thing about Michael that people don't understand. Now I liked Magic more. If I'm building a team, I'm putting Magic before I'm putting Michael. Just because that's a
It's a
subjective
great
bias.
selection.
Yeah.
It's a subjective bias.
However,
There's just if we're talking about Roman gods, if we're talking about Roman gods, you got Ares, you got Venus, you got all this stuff, and then you got Zeus. Michael is Zeus.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
straight up, yes.
Like Michael is Zeus. There's nothing, and then it's everybody else.
And then and again it's everyone else. It's not
Nobody's fighting for number one. You're fighting for number two.
you're fighting for two, which is what I think is crazy because like football, not really the case. Like I mean, even with like Mahomes, as of like Brady took the best quarterback spot, but
He did.
Nobody is
Yeah,
like
but
nobody
Brady-
is like oh
I can
Brady's
debate that, but yes.
Brady, but nobody's like oh Brady's not the greatest football player ever. It's
Brady's
like, no, he's
a
the best
Zeus.
quarterback. He can be the best quarterback ever. But you're never like arguing
football? Absolutely not.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
no,
it's
no, no.
interesting because basketball, it is clear cut. Even like baseball, you have a little bit of it. Just with like, oh, you have Babe Ruth, anything like Jack.
Barry
like you think of
Bonds,
like Barry Bonds. You got like
Jackie
You can
Robinson.
think of a bunch of people who are all in that
Exactly.
upper echelon.
Right.
And basketball, it like literally is like that upper echelon. It's like everyone is the upper echelon, and then it's MJ above
Michael
it, and
Jordan
that's
is a demigod.
And
Yeah,
that's how
literally.
it's shown to me as
Yeah.
someone who I didn't watch a single minute of MJ playing basketball.
What you have to do?
Oh my God.
What you watch it? Yeah, you and I'm not even. I'm not a Jordan fan. I was never a Jordan fan. I just wasn't. Like I can objectively say like no, that's like Shaq fighting a toddler.
Yeah.
Like I genuinely feel like that man did stuff to make the game harder for him just to make it easier for everybody else. I genuinely believe
And I do
that.
think it's
agree.
crazy. I think were we talking about him playing baseball? Was that a conversation?
Very
we were talking about?
briefly.
Very
Yeah, I
briefly.
remember
But it
talking
was one
about
of those where,
yeah.
in my head, again, when you think about like these multi-sport athletes, which again, it's a little bit different now. You have a lot of people who are like, oh, I can go play. Kyler Murray's a good example where like bro got drafted second in the
Stud,
MLB
actually,
draft.
baseball.
Yeah,
Stud.
really
Yeah,
good at
true stud.
baseball,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
has been obviously whatever you want about Kyler, but has been a starting quarterback in the NFL. Has had his moments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was like. It's not as necessarily common now, but you hear about it more often. Like, oh yeah, this guy used to play pro college basketball or college basketball, and then when he played pro football or whatever. MJ was like, yeah, you know what? I think I'm just gonna go play baseball.
But they said he
grew
was
up
good
playing
at that
baseball.
too.
But that's my point is,
They said he was really good at it too. He
One
just
of
was inconsistent. Like,
and one of those where, again, like we talked about it, he just didn't develop it. Like he just chose basketball and went with basketball.
Do you think Michael would, someone said recently he would have never been as good in baseball, even if he really focused on baseball as he was in basketball? And my rebuttal to that was, with basketball, he's like a dragon. He's like, he literally wants to humiliate you and be the most
I
dominant.
don't even think it was about humiliating other people.
I think it was a lot of different factors because he just had a homicidal mentality. So if he had that mentality going into baseball, I think he could have been that. I just can't see it.
But I'll put it like this: what Robert Jones said at the meeting. If someone's more passionate than you are about your passion, you need to check your passion.
Facts.
And I don't think Michael had the same passion for baseball that he did for
Well said,
basketball.
D. Yep.
Yeah,
I think that's all it was.
I said again, I think
That's a good point.
It's one of those two where like if the idea is like, could he have been as like stardom? Like, if the question is, could we have seen him be as nasty at baseball as he was at basketball, or like stardom wise? It's different. Like again, we're putting.
I'll say no, but
we're putting MJ in a spot that is like that is untouchable currently. Like going into baseball, I think he probably would have been in that same upper echelon. And I just think it would have been more difficult to separate yourself as like the demigod of baseball.
Because in basketball, he gets the ball, and it's such you can see such physical dexterity in how he plays. Whereas in baseball, it's a lot of at bats. What's he doing in the outfield? It's a slower paced game. Whereas in basketball, like he's on defense and offense consistently
all the time,
right? And he's such. And then you got to look at his cultural impact. I mean, it's just it's so wild.
Which is why I a lot of times when I talk about the progression of like celebrity athletes, I usually am like, dude, it like legitimately started with MJ. Like you didn't have guys who were like,
the
I don't know.
league was failing before MJ. The league was
about to go
failing.
bankrupt.
And you didn't have like
failing.
obviously money and stuff now it's just out of this world with the amount of money people make in sports. But one of those were like MJ was creating shoes, was in commercial. Like he went from just being
the movie
being a
about
basketball.
MJ? Was it a movie? I think
Air.
Wonderful
movie.
But
they never showed his face.
I've just watched the documentary that they released.
Last Dance.
Yeah, Last
Air
Dance.
is amazing.
You got to watch the movie,
recommend
especially when they made his shoe.
The shoe?
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Which, by the way, random. I had a pair of his UNC ones.
Really?
I sold them so I could go to Antarctica for $2,000. It was kind of crazy. But it was pretty sick. But those, random point.
We got to talk about the Antarctica trip, like, cause that's I went to Antarctica,
not today. We can talk about it another time.
Hold on, I just went to Mars last week, okay, everybody goes there, and I'm like, oh, that's nice. How was it? How was the weather?
Another time. We'll keep it to basketball for right now. We'll talk about again. Adventure to Guess we'll have you guys on another time too. Doing this stuff. Obviously, I hope you guys have fun. Again, appreciate everybody who's stopping by, getting the chance. If you guys haven't already, if you guys don't mind, if you want to share it out to just one person.
Shout out?
Just like if you wanted to send the link to someone so they could hop in real quick, I'd appreciate it. But one of those where I can send you guys the link. But one of those where it'll be interesting to see again. We'll get a little bit more back on track with where we're going, kind of the direction. Again, we could talk about MJ forever. Oh,
yeah. This game is over.
Oh, it's Tatum. I didn't think that was Tatum. I thought they were saying someone else did it, and I was like, oh my god, someone else tore their.
Again, I'm getting rid of Tatum. I'm getting rid of Tatum. After this game, for a big man, I'm getting rid of Tatum for a big man. Why not? Because your big men are old.
But you gotta look at who's gonna take those fossils. I wouldn't take them.
I'm not saying nobody would take them. I'm saying I'm getting rid of Tatum for a big man and keeping my fossils.
To go get a big man.
And keeping my fossils to train the young big man.
Okay, who we think about getting?
I don't know. That was what me and Denzel were having a conversation about.
Though. Like Wemby is probably the best option.
Wemby?
Yeah. If Spurs let him go, I think I would do that. Because that man's gonna be an animal.
They're not gonna let him go.
He's too young.
Oh my God, Jalen fouled out. Yeah, today was a terrible game for Jalen. Actually, fouled out.
22 points.
7 minutes, and then fourth, you still. I mean, that's pretty wild to foul out. He had 22 points, so I mean, it's not a terrible.
No,
game,
but his shots were terrible.
I think he shot
selection,
4-14, 4-14 or something like that. So,
this series won't go.
Ime's real upset.
Yeah, this will go 6 games. That's it.
Yeah, this is end. This is the end of it for them. They lost this game. They're gonna talk trash.
But can they win? Can they win Game 6 in New York? I don't know, bro.
Yeah,
there'll be some ride in New York.
It's over. No Jason Tatum. It's just a ride.
Yeah. I do think we were at a spot where it was expected.
Now, if they win in New York, I'm just proving my.
If it's coming back to Boston, Boston's winning.
But
if he gets back to Boston,
I'll say this. I'll say this in the Garden. If that game is close,
okay,
I'm getting rid of Tatum.
What? I'm confused on the get rid of Tatum thing. Okay, I don't understand the.
There's no way I'm getting rid of that kid.
I just don't understand it more.
For big.
Yeah, for big.
But what you were talking, we were talking about what big. The Greek, that was the one that I could, because I was like, you could get Joel.
Consider it. People were so upset about Steve Kerr sitting that man during the Olympics or not playing him.
Who?
Tatum.
Yeah, they were so oh my gosh, why would you do this? He's such a great player. Every time that man played, he didn't play that well.
Devin Booker was well.
But
the role player Devin Booker, sure.
Yeah. But he did not play well during the Olympics.
Jason Tatum?
No, he didn't. He didn't play well at all.
Well, and he wasn't good in practice. KD didn't like him in practice. LeBron didn't like him in practice. Steph didn't like him.
Interesting. Huh.
What?
The idea of them not liking him?
It was just KD said that it was just one of those where it was like a.
It's the ego. You think you're better than what you are.
And he was like but I think it was, they had talked about, KD's talked about it on Draymond's podcast, and it was just like a calm. He was just too calm. It didn't seem like he wanted to go and abuse the teams in Europe. It was like yeah, I'm here to play basketball. Whereas like Taylor, LeBron, and Steph were like, nah, dude, people are making fun of us and saying that they can. Yeah, people are saying that they can beat us in basketball. We cannot allow them to actually think that that's possible. Which is why you saw Steph do what Steph does in that last game, which was great.
But that's my thing. Like,
too nonchalant.
That's the thing about the game. Like I said about the passion thing. He doesn't have a passion for it. He's just playing because it's good money, great money.
Yeah.
And he's decent at it. He's decent enough to play in the NBA level. Well, good enough. I won't say decent enough. He's good enough to play at the NBA level. But he's not a Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown has a dog in him. Al Horford, as old as he is, still has that dog. The entire team has a dog in them. To me, Tatum is like
Josh, I thought he was going to get that shot off.
I did too.
To me, Tatum is like
don't say Ben Simmons.
No.
We were making fun of Ben Simmons earlier,
I don't even want to discuss that nonsense.
He's trash.
He's
he's the truth. They were expecting.
He's like a. To me, Tatum is like Carmelo without the talent.
Tatum does the exact same thing that is my problem that Book does, which is the nonchalantness.
It's the hunger.
When Book
Book has hunger.
But this year it is Book emulates whoever his leader is. When Chris Paul was their dude, bro, Book would go out there and he would yam on dudes and be talking trash to you. Again, people like to trash him for talking shit about Luka and doing the Luka special thing at the end in Game 6 against the Mavs. But I was like, at that point as a fan, I was like, yeah, F Luka, bro. I don't like Luka. I'm all about the Luka special type of stuff. And then he went and dropped his junk on your forehead, and it was like, all right, what are we supposed to do, man? Right. But one of those where with KD being the individual he is, which I love KD. I'm a big KD guy. I love watching KD. Yeah, sure. I love KD though. I've liked him in just like.
I'm not gonna say he's overrated. I'm just saying he's too soft.
Kevin Durant?
Yeah, just too soft.
I'll double down. He is too soft, but for me, when I look at a player, I want to know how hungry he is when it matters, and he'll settle for his jumper. His jumper is beautiful, but when his jumper's not working, I've never seen him just get down on defense and just lock up.
No,
and then
he's not
say, I got to get the ball, give me the ball, and be a dog about it. Like, if you're not that guy, that's okay.
Yeah, it's that. This is what if he doesn't get the ball, he's like sitting in the corner. He's like sitting in the corner and just.
Yeah.
And then it's a transition. He's like, I'm going to walk down the court. Oh, yep. Okay,
exactly.
James Harden played the same way too, though.
Yeah, James Harden is a phenomenal regular season player. Come playoff times, he goes on vacation mentally. He wants a cheesecake and peach cobbler.
I think it's too many games. 82. I think it's
too many games.
82 is too many games.
I
cannot give these guys that. They already have changed the rules for these young men. No hand checking, no arm burn, not even minus the
hand checking stuff is crazy.
Oh my
to me.
God, that's crazy.
I'm saying this as a psychologist, but they also did not have to deal with social media.
Who, the players back in the day?
Yeah.
But look at the travel arrangements. Nowadays, these guys are traveling first class and it's sexy. Back in the day, they was on Greyhound buses, hopefully. Fred Flintstone's running to the next state.
You traveled a lot. I traveled a lot for work.
Yeah.
There's nothing sexy about traveling, doing that every day and day after a while. It don't matter if it's first class. It's mentally exhausting regardless.
I've never flown first class, so I have no idea. But
it's remarkable.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Jesus, it's insane.
Like you get off the plane a little bougier. It's like you peasants right
you
there.
feel like, and you refuse to ever go back to whatever's different.
Yeah, like it's just like, no, like even the legroom alone. We can speak to the legroom.
Oh my God.
I will get it.
Bro.
Only reason I may not get a first class seat is because I get more legroom in the exit row.
Bro.
Yeah, I do exit rows most. That's how I do my stuff.
I mean, think about this. When they changed the oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. I don't know if you wanted to go back to the point with Zol.
No, I was gonna talk about the whole traveling thing real quick. If you look at the Detroit Pistons when they won their first 2 championships, right? It was because they were the first team in the NBA to receive these exquisite traveling arrangements. Okay, do your homework on that. Look that up. They had treatment that was second to none. I mean, it was like amazing. And then the rest of the NBA caught up, and then it was like, okay, like those conveniences and resources and factors factored in major to how well they played, like the rest and the things that they could do when they're traveling. Like they were traveling in jets. The other guys was on Greyhound buses.
I'm not saying it doesn't attest to things, but again, that's still a point where you did not have social media.
Well, the social media factor, it matters. It does. Social media does matter. 100%. It does matter because when you think about it, you look at the Jordan era, I say the Jordan era, you know, the late 80s, 90s, all of 90s, you know, he was more of a mystique. There was more of a mystique around him because he wasn't as accessible, right?
100%.
There's no mystique around him.
Right.
I know girls that know James Harden on a first name basis, like literally hang out with this guy and all this other stuff.
Yeah, but how does that play into them being?
That's a crazy statement, by the way.
Because of accessibility, right? But Denzel, how does social media play into one's performance?
Because the stress and anxiety. I like back then.
When is back then?
Okay.
Clarify.
Let's
90s?
just we'll just
Yeah,
we're
not saying MJ. Are we saying MJ?
We won't even say that far.
No.
We'll just say from 2010 back.
Okay.
There was only a few players where your brand really mattered. Like your superstars or your all-stars or your brand mattered. Like your D-Wade.
Yeah.
Everybody's brand matters now. So you don't have to just keep up with just playing basketball. It's like same thing with rap and all that other stuff. Before you had to rap to be a good rapper. Your image, how you do this, how you do that, all this other stuff you have to keep up with now that you didn't have to keep up with before. I could just play ball and disappear for after the season was over, train and do whatever, then I got to come back out. There's no time when you get to disappear now.
Sorry, my bad. OG Anunoby is 1 of 11 for today.
Yeah, that's terrible.
They just had a bad game, like we said. I'd venture to guess this game's going to fit it. They wanted to win the series at home. That's how I usually say it.
No, I wish they would have won this game because then you get more rest against Indiana. Do I think they're going to swamp Indiana? For sure.
Yep.
But I still would want to.
I don't know, dude. I'm personally someone who hates getting rest. That's why the Cavs just got bounced.
I don't
too
know.
much
I love
time
the
to
rest.
sit, bro.
I was the guy.
That rest matters, baby.
Yeah, and I'm saying like there was some. Yes, there were some people who. There were some people who did not like to they wouldn't like fornicate or anything before a game. I was the guy who
back in the day.
Yeah, I was the guy who did it. Like, nah, I like to be chill. I like to be relaxed. Like, we're just playing. Let's get into this. It's like, I let the game come to me. Like the rest matters. Yeah,
that was a dime.
Yeah, that was
a fake double screen.
But that's what But look how well to me they play way better without Tatum. It's just more of an old machine.
Interesting point. You know,
he has been bad this series. For sure. Tatum was not doing well. That game where he tore his Achilles. His last game was it was nuts. He was going nuts.
I'm not saying that, but look at the last game he was going off. What we're seeing is when they go off like that, that's their limit. Can you do that the next game?
They won a chip last year.
Can you do that the game after that? I'm not saying they didn't win a chip, but
Brown was a big part of that, though. He was like
nuts,
the MVP of the team.
Jaylen
Brown.
Oh yeah, to your point. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Jaylen Brown was the like when LeBron won his first championship. Everybody says, "Oh, LeBron won the Cavs." It was Kyrie.
Hey, oh my God! Please preach.
It was Kyrie the reason why they won.
When that man said,
"Are we talking about the 3-1?"
Yes.
All right. That year of LeBron was nuts.
Sorry. He balled out, but Kyrie played out of control that year.
That
man averaged 28. He averaged 28 in that series. LeBron said, "That's the game that made me the greatest player ever." Bro, you had a teammate that averaged damn near 30.
Bro, but LeBron was doing whatever was needed. How many minutes did LeBron? Kyrie didn't play the entire game that time.
2 minutes less.
But that 2 minute, like you said, legs against the 3-1.
Undeniable. LeBron had an amazing year.
That they went to go get KD, not because of LeBron, because of Kyrie.
Right. Because Kyrie was cooking Steph Curry. Cooking.
What was...
You look at that series?
And
Kyrie Irving baptized Steph Curry.
What is KD doing against LeBron?
But
KD doing against LeBron.
You just need the extra help.
No, don't get me started on KD. I will bamboozle that young man.
No,
Going to a team that you couldn't beat.
I want to slander KD.
Yeah,
KD's my
but
man.
Well, let me say this. Let me say this.
Guy?
He is my guy.
Not mine.
He has to be my guy.
And let me say this about why KD left. I don't think KD left because he wanted to go to the enemy team. I think he left because of Westbrook. Because Westbrook ain't a good player. He's just extremely athletic. No skill set, no ball IQ.
His ball IQ is in question. But
in question, or is he like a retarded fish?
Okay. I think it's in question.
It's in question.
I still think Russ
I
is
would
pretty
never
nice.
leave a talent like that. Think about this. I would never leave a talent like that. And when you look at 90s basketball, not to be old school, but I'm just saying, back in the day, there is no way in the world, Denzel, if you're
I'm
my
not
competitor,
going to the enemy.
if you're beating me constantly, Denzel, I got to figure something out. Man.
Yeah,
I'm not.
yeah.
I'm never joining you.
100%.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he's right for that. But I mean, LeBron started that nonsense. But we'll go.
Agreed.
So yeah, he started that nonsense. Everybody
Agreed.
tried to say, "Oh, what about the Celtics with Ray Allen and Paul Pierce?" I'm like, bro, they all played maybe 5 years after that. They only won one championship. Should have got 2.
They should have got 2. Yeah.
Should have got 2 because the ref called some nonsense on the Heat.
Right.
Like the Heat, when you look at it holistically, the Heat, when they had all those players, should have only had one championship.
My thing is this.
And
Coming back 3-1 in the finals is brilliant basketball. Back to that original point. But I just cannot stand when Kyrie Irving is not even mentioned. The man averaged almost 30
that
a
man's
game.
an animal.
Like, if you're 30 a game, one game he had like 42.
And I think that was the year he was dating Kalani. I
Well,
was like,
and to be fair-
damn it, I want him to go back to Kalani, like, because I don't know what she was doing to that man, but boy, he was balling out of
and you
control.
think about like again like the
That's random, but that's a good point.
because of the
That's
because
a
of
good
the,
woman there. Make you doing that? That's a great woman. That man was.
He was cooking
Wasn't that the first team to come back from 3-1?
ever in the history of basketball in the finals. It's
Yeah,
never
and
happened.
they were like one of like 6 teams to ever do it.
Exactly.
In
Wait,
in sports.
Oh, in sports.
In sports
Gotcha,
ever.
gotcha.
Like overall.
Exactly. So Kyrie gets a lot of slack because he didn't want to get the
Oh
cold.
my
All right,
God.
they're just.
Wait, hold on. That was a circus.
All right, yeah, they're
This
just
is
operating on all
ridiculous,
cylinders.
bro.
Yeah, they're just
You see his
they're-
form? He shot that like a 12-year-old.
27-point lead for the
he's just
Boston
boy. They
Celtics.
about to cook. me
That
on
3 was
Instagram.
crazy. To be fair, that was crazy. Nah.
Look how he shoots it.
Shout out to Vanessa because she's about to cook me on Instagram.
Oh
like,
my
boy, what y'all
God.
doing? Da, da, da. I know they're about to cook me. It's like,
By the
all
way,
right.
his form was kind of.
Well, actually,
It was good
It
form.
was a pretty good shot. It was a pretty good shot.
But wow, looking like ludicrous.
More or less,
Yeah,
just didn't
shot.
expect it. Did you get the chance to watch the Nuggets game last night?
I did not.
Jokic had a pretty crazy.
He went hard.
Another. Well, I mean, he had 40, 15, and 6. I think.
Yeah, he was a dog.
Only in this
40
era
points,
could you do that.
40 points. Yeah, 100%.
I don't respect it.
But
You don't
all
respect
right,
him?
To be fair, Jokic.
You don't
In this era, yes, I do. But his numbers are just like
Oh, his numbers
comic
are
book
ignorant.
goofball. These type of numbers we see in this era of basketball, we wouldn't see these numbers in
No.
magazines.
But I think he still would do well because I think
he
still
would
got
do
that-
well, but he wouldn't be Luka. I mean, sorry, he wouldn't be who he
Jokic,
is.
yeah.
Jokic. He
I
wouldn't
don't
be who
know,
he is.
especially when I think he got more of a dog than Dirk in him.
Bro, but
Dirk
like,
Nowitzki?
but you're telling
Dirk
me.
got a dog.
I'm talking about a prime Patrick Ewing, a prime Lonzo.
Oh, you're talking about now. You're talking about 80s, 90s.
They eat him up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They would beat.
Hakeem Olajuwon, it's a baptism.
Yeah,
but
like,
they
even
beat
Shaq.
the
Even
hell out
Shaq, it's like, bro,
That's not
put
fair.
Shaq in. Yeah, like.
In this era, he's
Hey,
averaging 45 and 20.
Me,
Yeah.
I do think that, which I do think is a God. What the hell, dude?
Yeah,
what
they
the hell
just
is going
tossing
on?
the ball.
Yeah,
What
I
the
can't.
fuck?
I can't even say this was a bad game. It's like, Boston just when
25?
Yeah,
Hey, they're
no,
coming
when
off. I mean, they're coming off their star player tearing his Achilles, man. You're coming out with some fire. You want to win a game for him, even
Nah,
if you don't get
I'm
the chance to
looking-
win the series, bro. You want to win at least one more game without JT to be like, hey, bro.
I'm looking
We
at
got
it.
you, man,
No,
at least a little bit.
look, the bench players was making threes on Boston. The people you don't even know were making threes
Bro, I
this
was
game.
about to
It was
say that,
ignorant.
D.
It was just ignorant.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a pretty wild game. So 3-2, the Eastern Conference now waiting on their second attendee to the Eastern Conference Finals.
New York
Pacers
better
getting it
win.
done 4-1. Yeah, I am with Derek. I do think if you're gonna need to finish it at home.
Have to.
You do not want
Oh,
to.
yeah, if you don't finish at home,
Boston
they're out.
Game 7 would be insane.
Oh no, if they go to Game 7, Boston wins.
Yeah, it would be pretty nuts actually to see Boston go to a game.
Let me ask you a
Another Game
question.
7. Yeah.
Let me just say this real quick or ask. If it goes game 7, is the fix in and it wants it in Boston because of the ratings? What do you think?
I definitely think it would be questionable.
I will
There's
say-
been some questionable stuff this year.
I will say this. This game had more calls in it than the other games they played.
Yeah, I agree.
Enough to make a 30-point dub though.
I mean, yeah, their shooting was impressive. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say it wasn't. But this game was more impressive. I mean, their calls were more in this game than other games that I've seen them play. Like
And one
the
of those-
first 2 Boston games, they didn't call that many calls.
Do you think that they like one of those where if you do it in this game, then like you can do it the next game and it's not as suspicious to do it 2
becomes
games
more
in a row?
suspicious when the games are close. A game
Yeah.
like this, it's unnoticeable unless you
Yeah.
have a high IQ of like understanding. Like, okay, that doesn't make sense, but they're getting blowed. To
Yeah, or like the rhythm, like if
Yeah.
the rhythm was different, if the
Right.
Knicks were going on these like
Yeah,
like,
like-
these 8.80 runs,
like
and then
the-
it's like, oh, there's a foul to get free throws. And
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you're destroying the rhythm. But when it was like you said, like it was 30 points. They were getting
25,
crazy threes.
yeah,
Yeah, like they were.
killing them.
It
Yeah,
was,
it
it
was
was
the
it was a
15th man
distance
on the
game.
bench was making threes.
Bro.
Like, it was just everybody was
Madden.
making threes. They were like,
Sometimes it's like that.
Yeah, like that was just the game.
Like you said, like next game, if it is like a 5-point game getting down to the end, and it's like
the Knicks finna cheat. The ref and the Knicks, they finna cheat.
Offensive foul.
The Knicks finna cheat. Like I'm telling you, they finna cheat.
The idea of New York being like, wait, after the finals? No.
Eastern Conference. Yeah, I think the conference.
When's the last time New York been East Conference Finals?
70s.
Walt Frazier?
No, Pat.
Oh no, Pat Ewing. Yeah, Pat Ewing. Yeah.
When he made that dumb
Against
layup instead of the dunk.
Yes, 90s basketball, right?
Because
Eastern Conference, yes.
Because the only other chance they had was when you had Amon, JR, and Carmelo, and the league pulled that BS and suspended Amon and JR, so it messed up their entire rhythm. I felt like they were going to win the finals that year. They definitely would have made it to the finals that year. Remember that they went on like a 15-game streak. They were just dogging everybody. It was a chemistry. And then as soon as, I don't know what happened, but they suspended Amon and JR, and it just messed up their entire rhythm because they were going to dog walk Miami.
Last time they made the Eastern Conference Finals was in 2000, where they lost to the Indiana Pacers in 6 games.
In 2000?
In 2000,
Who was it?
yeah.
That was 25 years.
That had to be
2000.
What's crazy?
It had to be Allen Houston
if they
and
win,
Latrell.
Allen Houston.
And it had to be Allen Houston and Latrell.
If they win, they play the Pacers again in the Eastern Conference Finals. It'd be a rematch of the 2000 playoffs, which would be kind of.
But that's always
sick, actually.
But Indiana and Knicks has always been like a rivalry.
It has always been. Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
Knicks
probably
ain't beating the Pacers.
Probably
not this year.
I don't know about that one.
No.
The Pacers are so weird. The Pacers are.
I think the Knicks are gonna beat the Pacers.
Bro, but they're playing like dog. What is New York?
No, it's an objective thing. I think
no bias, D.
Who's on the Pacers?
I mean, you have Tyrese, obviously,
but how
Pascal.
they play well together though.
They are. I think the most.
Chemistry.
Other than maybe the Wolves are pretty good chemistry wise.
Yeah.
Right now,
who's their big? Who's gonna stop Carl?
probably Siakam.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody. So like I said, who's gonna hold Brunson?
Let me check.
Who's gonna hold Hart?
I don't know. I think
Who's gonna hold Hart?
But the Pacers put up.
They play so well
The
together.
Pacers put up 90 points and a half against the Cavs.
But the Cavs,
the games before
but
the last
Cavs
game.
also had injuries. A lot of
Bro,
injuries.
but 90 points is.
But
That's
injuries.
nuts.
You're talking about injuries with a young team too. You know what I'm saying? Like that's injuries with a young team. You think they doing that? Like no, that's not happening. Like
Yeah, Tyrese,
and look,
Nembhard.
and that's not a. You talking about 114 to 105? That's not a crazy. That's not a.
No.
crazy number.
This game wasn't crazy. It was the game before. They won. I think they didn't win by 30, but they were up by 40 at half. It was wild.
Yeah, with injuries.
And
you got to adjust for that. Like that's an adjustment period. You got to adjust. Like okay, this player's injured. This player down. This player down. This player down. After you had the #1 record in all of the league for the entire time,
Yeah, the
never
entire season.
dropped. Yep. You didn't win. You didn't lose your game, the first game until what 30 or 40 games in or something crazy like that.
No, it was like 20. But points still remains.
Yeah,
they lost one and then won like 15 in a row. Again.
Exactly. You get what I'm saying? Like what are we talking about here? Like no, they got lucky.
I don't know. I can't say get lucky.
I'm gonna say you got lucky that the Cavs got injured.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay, yes. Yeah, 100%.
That's a blessing.
But hey, that's the way it works. That's the way.
I'm not saying it doesn't.
You gotta be.
Oh, yeah.
You just gotta be healthy.
Yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't, but it's like it's just that's the game. But it's like
Steph playing.
they would not have this
Disappointing
would
to
not
me.
have would not have happened the same way.
All right, we're gonna get into the play-by-play.
I
now.
like Jimmy, but I think a lot of people dislike him because they think he's all moody and whatnot. But I think he's one of those people like
Love
a
Jimmy
Dirk,
Butler.
like he's like Dirk,
Dog.
where it's Tim
Straight
Duncan,
dog.
like a Tim Duncan, where it's internalized competitiveness and it's not outward.
Yeah, Draymond, you got it down.
Oh, yeah.
To Jimmy Butler, top
yeah.
left elbow, the three. He drives inside. He's got plenty of space. Rudy on him, absolute cone inside the paint. Get
Ballin'.
it over to Buddy Hield. Long three, but get the threes going early. They get it out on the rebound. Rudy with his first of the day. Ant brings it up the court now, top right elbow, the three. He's waiting for it.
This is actually my first time seeing Anthony Edwards actually play. I've never
Dude,
actually watched him play.
you're going to enjoy it. He gets it inside to
Oh.
Rudy. There's no one to match the
That wasn't
size
a
down
travel?
low. Rudy gets the easy
No,
lay.
one
This
step.
game
Okay.
in
It looked like
Minnesota,
two.
looking to finish up this series tonight, the Minnesota Timberwolves are. If they do get that, Ant will have gone 4, 8, 12
pass, good
and
pass.
1, or 12 and 2. A three-pointer comes in for Pochemski for
shot.
the Warriors.
shot, good
3-2,
pass.
the lead. Ant will have gone 12 and 2 against Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and Steph Curry. Granted, Steph's hurt, but that would be his record against those three guys in the past 2 years.
not
Another
gonna
three
count- I'm not gonna
here from
count
JD
Steph.
McDaniels. Doesn't get it.
I'm not
Trying to
gonna
get
count
his
Steph.
three going early. Podziemski brings it up.
I can't count somebody
gets
who's
inside of
injured.
their big man. I don't know what their big man's name is if it's not Kevon Looney.
Tonight.
Buddy Hield, yeah, I do think this series is probably over. Chat.
He looked like he can't play.
I'd be Buddy Hield. Have you seen? You must not have seen the clip of Buddy Hield in the play-in. Buddy Hield took a terrible three. Steve Kerr walks over and is like, Buddy Hield, I would like to introduce you to the greatest shooter ever, and then makes him shake hands with Steph Curry because he just passed up on giving an open shot to Steph Curry. It was kind of wild. Ant just past the elbow, gets it to Julius. Another three from Julius. That's cash. Julius has been cooking, chat.
Smooth.
Julius has been cooking. He's
face.
happy, having fun, man. Julius was not having this much fun in the Lakers, bro. You just getting bitched around, and it was just not fun. Or New York.
I think he liked being in New York. It was just hard to play in New York.
Yeah, 5-3. And the team, block from Ant now, just inside the paint. Julius out in transition. Draymond on him.
Shoot the ball.
Getting doubled by Jimmy and Draymond. Loses the ball. Podziemski gets the rebound. Going to be a steal for Draymond. Draymond playing with, I think, 3 techs. One more, and he's suspended for 2 games, I believe.
He's going to get this tech this game.
He is definitely going to get a tech this game, I'd venture to guess.
Oh, yeah.
If you're losing 3-1, I'd venture to guess, bro.
This series over with.
Julius just hugging Podziemski. Podziemski gets the easy lay inside, misses it. Big man gets the putback, 5-5 to score. I do think this game will be good today, though. 5-5. We saw another 3-1 game, obviously, just now.
I wouldn't be against Giannis going to the Warriors.
That'd be
wild,
Come on,
dude.
Steph, why not?
Steph,
why not?
Dude, I don't want to watch that.
Well,
man.
I forgot. Because, you got Steph, Jimmy. I don't count Draymond as like a big 3. I just don't. Never did.
No.
A healthy Steph with Greek Freak, with
Bro, they just...
Butler and Draymond.
Oh my God! Imagine the picks they would set, bro. Oh my God, the amount of picks Giannis would get, and then oops, and oh my God, it would be crazy. I want the Suns to get Giannis somehow, bro. Rudy Gobert gets the inbound though, gets it over to Ant. Ant gets doubled immediately, so the plan to get Ant doubled. Conley in the left corner. That's cash. Conley has been buckets from the corner
but
in
Mike
this
Conley
series so far. Mike Conley has always been a
solid player.
A great point guard. He's always been a great point guard. Jimmy gets the jump stop. Jamie McDaniel's his primary defender, so. Looking to stop Jimmy the whole night. Buddy Hield drives inside on Mike Conley, gets the bucket up. It's a bucket from Buddy. It looked like Buddy may have celebrated there, so give him a little shimmy. Get it inside now to Mike Conley. 8-7. The Wolves, 9:09 left in the first quarter. Conley with Draymond is his primary. They get it over to Podziemski now. Julius gets the ball, gives it back to Conley. Top of the 3. Gets it out to Julius. That's another,
good
pump fake.
Play,
Draymond,
good play. I wish
you
would have looked out
drives
to the corner.
Inside,
Yep.
Drove right into the center, gets it blocked away. It's another turnover, so that's 2 in the past 3 possessions for Julius Randle.
Hey, I wish he would have looked. He didn't look at him. He didn't see him.
Get to the big man, looking to get it to Buddy.
Pull up right there.
Buddy, another midi. Misses that one. It's a good shot, though. It's a good shot for Buddy.
Yeah, it was a good selection.
Get it up top to Draymond. Draymond now shooting a 3. It's always a great choice by the Wolves to let him shoot. Absolute ass. Ant gets it, now goes down the right side. Spin move on Podziemski. Still getting double, so the Wolves going to have to deal with the double off the rip. Conley puts up a 3, misses that one. Almost rebounded by Rudy.
Over the back.
Doesn't get the over the back call, though. Jimmy got the rebound instead. Yeah, 100%. I'm okay with it. Jimmy gets a pick, drives inside, just past the free throw line. Misses that one.
I like how Jimmy
almost gets his rebound.
His form is
it's going to be the Wolves
I like how Jimmy's
ball.
playing. He's trying to get the team involved before he.
Yeah, again, Jimmy's been in the headlines of being told he gave up in the past 2 games when Steph wasn't there. I ain't gonna lie.
That was actually a good foul.
I'm like,
I like that foul.
Hey,
I like that foul because it looked accidental, but it was like, all right.
Yeah, 100%. But
like,
I totally didn't mean to bump into Mike Conley as I was going out of bounds. You got to put the body on him. Let him know you're there. Julius Randle, ISO game now.
Throw him off.
Dude,
Too much dribble.
Goes to the left side. Gets his midi.
Okay.
That's cash.
I didn't like the shot, though.
Open, baby.
Julius Randle.
I didn't like the shot, though.
Julius
with the left hand.
Dude, it don't matter.
I agree.
If he gets it, he gets it. So it don't matter.
No, it matters because you do that later in the game.
Bro, he's cashing.
And it doesn't happen.
Bro,
but if he would with the left hand.
All that matters right now, though, is getting Ant not doubled. If you can get Julius to continue to get inside and force stuff up and you're making it, then you have to figure something else out.
Smart.
Yeah.
True.
But one of those where, it's 10-7 to start the game. Julius is getting going early. They're going to challenge. I think they're challenging this out of bounds call. Kind of crazy. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of wild to challenge a play.
I forgot about Gobert.
Definitely
forgot about him.
Gobert? Yeah,
Gobert.
Yeah, kind of wild. My buddy's a Jazz fan. When Gobert went crazy against the Lakers in that last game, he hated it. Yeah, dude. I think it was 30. It was 30 and 20.
No.
He had 30 points, 27 and 20 rebounds. It was kind of wild. Granted, little fluctuated numbers because the Lakers didn't play a center the entire game, but nonetheless still dropped 30 and 20, which is honestly kind of embarrassing. If Rudy Gobert's dropping 30 on your head, bro,
something's wrong.
Yeah, you got a problem because there's one thing that man has. It's 0 bag on the offensive side. Bro can't dribble the ball more than one time without forgetting how to play basketball. So, but yeah, that's another crazy trade. Gobert got traded for 5 first-round picks, I believe. I believe the Wolves traded 5 first-round
But
picks
it's
after
good.
they got Ant to the Jazz, and now the Jazz are starting to get those picks because
Good
it was like
trade.
2 years
But
ago.
it was
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
a good trade.
A good
Yeah,
trade
yeah.
because he's a solid defensive player.
He's a solid defensive player and is young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
he
solid
knows-
might be an understatement for Gobert.
But
I
I mean-
hate him, but he's nasty.
He's still a solid defensive player. He's gonna hold up the paint for you.
yeah.
He's not problematic.
No,
Ball IQ
not
is-
at all.
Ball IQ is there.
Solid. Yep.
Ball IQ is there, and you don't have to worry about all the ego that may come with it.
Yeah, I mean, he has
That's so true.
I mean, granted, he has zero
good
ego
point,
because he's not great at anything else other than playing defense.
No, Robin was not great at
it's a
anything.
valid, it's a valid
Was
point.
not
It's a
great at
valid
anything
point.
I
but
think
defense
Rodman
either.
was an exceptional specimen. And just
Yeah,
was
Rob-
yeah,
phenomenal.
yeah.
I mean,
to
when
your
you,
point,
I mean,
yes.
but when you look at the entire team is like
Who's
Michael
this?
Jordan's
Yeah,
hands.
Wolves are
Oh, the
Bulls.
Wolves?
Like
Oh,
Michael
that's
Jordan's
not
hands were like
fair.
a freaking gorillas. Like
Yeah, true
like
story.
I got
Dude,
big hands,
I
but
love
that
trying to
man's
do
hands
the.
was.
I love
Mike's
trying to do
hand.
the pump fake shot with my one
Mike's
hand going
hands
up.
are
I can
unreal
I can
good.
palm a ball.
Yeah, but Mike's
Was like
gloves, bro.
exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's interesting to see the Wolves and kind of the, like I said, like, so if they win this game tonight, quote unquote, again, like I say, Ants record, the Timberwolves record the past 2 years will have been 3 rounds of basketball, and they'll have gone our winning series of basketball because I think they lost in the second round last year.
They did.
They will have gone 12-2, and they'll have gone 8-1 in the past 2 first rounds, and then they'll have gone 4-1 this year.
That looks
in
good
the,
on paper.
in the second round. It looks great on paper. Again, I think they're kind of in an interesting spot. Julius hasn't had a ton of playoff experience, so this is a good opportunity for him, and he's showing out, which has been great. Ant's kind of the same boat, hasn't had a ton, but I mean, I don't know if you guys watched the.
I haven't watched Ant play, so I don't really know his
Well,
game.
in the
player.
documentary series that came out that they filmed during the Olympics, super funny. Ant is very much like
Studying Mike.
he's just like he doesn't have a lot of that like bro, he is just someone who you can tell like grew up hooping. And it's just like Obama met them at the hotel they were staying at.
I remember that.
He was like, "I'm the truth,"
Yes.
and Obama's like,
Excuse me?
"Yeah, have you guys talked to this guy?" He's like, "No, I'm the truth though. You watch," and it was like, "All right, and that's a former president."
He's like, yeah, I don't care about that.
But yes, exactly. That Ant is definitely in that mindset. I mean, like we saw last year against the Suns, he was talking about like who's your favorite player. He says he calls KD the GOAT. He says KD's his GOAT. And all we saw of him last year was just dog walking that man for 4 games and just being every time he made a bucket walking down to the other side. And he was doing it this year against Ant. He didn't like all the slander that they were getting as a team, the Wolves that is, all the slander they were getting against the Lakers. And Ant was like, yeah, I'm just going to take over and deal with it. So one of those where I personally do enjoy watching Ant quite a bit. Only thing I wish is that he was a little bit better with the fam stuff. He has like a ton of kids that people say he doesn't really take care of. So it's the only thing that's a little odd. But one of those where
I'll explain it. I'll explain it
I'll
this way.
explain it to you.
It's
Go ahead.
basically, how old are you?
25.
If I gave you $30 million right
Yes.
now, what would you do?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Everything ran through your
Buddy
mind.
Hield inside, crazy lay attempt, doesn't get it.
Exactly, and that's what it is. He
Yeah.
He's young.
yeah,
He's
with,
young.
with a bunch of money, and
Jaden
he
McDaniels.
feels invincible.
Inside, drives inside, up
Great
high.
play.
Gets up, goes strong against Draymond, and Buddy gets the lay, 12-7.
You know what? And I would keep pressing Dre because he doesn't want the
Draymond
tech.
drives inside, gets
Good lay.
Draymond
Good
Green
lay.
with a left-handed lay. I don't know if I've seen that in the past 15 years of watching that man play basketball. Mike, I say that he was actually really good a couple years.
Yeah, he was.
For a good amount of time.
Is that 1 year I think Clay was injured? He was balling
Dude,
that year.
one of the chip years, he was the minutes and points leader in one of the games, like in 2 of the games. It was
Draymond?
like, damn, yeah. Ant 3-pointer from deep.
great
And gets his
shot.
threes going, Chad. It's difficult to beat the Wolves. 15-9.
Why do they compare
2
him to
possessions in a row.
Jordan?
Because of the way he plays in the playoffs.
I see no similarities,
And
but that's just
people say like he looks like MJ. People say like he like actually looks like MJ because Ant doesn't
I
know.
can see that.
Ant doesn't know who his
real father
I believe he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't know who his real father is. Good job by Jimmy there.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll give him the shot. Like they might have given him the shot. Jaden McDaniels, obviously the best defender on the Wolves. MO for the Warriors
So
as
they-
of late
oh,
has
they
been
just-
get him into foul trouble immediately.
So they're just saying that okay, he just
They think
looks
that like the
he looks
ath-
like MJ.
They think the athletic ability of Ant. Like I don't know if this is a conspiracy. I don't actually know if it has any legs, but people like legitimately think that Ant might be MJ's kid, and he doesn't. Like they
Hilarious.
don't know that because of like the bounce, the way he plays, his like size, the like him growing up, and like photos of him do look like oddly similar to MJ.
Yeah.
I think I don't think it's true, but that is the
It's
debate.
just
And
a
then
troll.
he
It's a
also
troll.
has been nuts in the playoffs the past 2 years. So it is like a fair.
Recently, he
like
was
that.
he was noted to have watched a lot of content of Mike, and was like inspired by
Oh, yeah.
Michael's moves and his mindset, and so he's brought that to the playoffs, and you can see it, playing out.
How old is Anthony Edwards? Let me look that up.
Maybe 23. I say the
I'm gonna
first
say 24.
first series against the Lakers, the head coach of the Wolves, Chris Finch,
Chris Finch, okay.
I think, was in film with Ant after the first game because Ant had a bad first game against the Lakers. Real quick, Julius Randle, top of the
23.
three.
Damn, he's young.
It's a Naz Reid. Naz Reid looking to be a great man off the bench. Drives inside,
Good play.
gets it up, gets the foul. No bucket though. 15-11.
I like Nose Reid. He's a good role
I
player.
do like Naz Reid quite a
like
bit.
him.
Chris Finch told Ant on like 4 possessions where Ant saw LeBron in the paint or helping from like the weak side, dish the ball off to Julius. And Chris Finch said, if you want to be the king, you have to go through him. And then after that, Ant was like, if you watch then then he yammed on Jackson Hayes, and it was him going to the paint and stuff like that. So one of those where Ant has been very much on that mindset of like, you're just not better than me.
And the funny thing
prove
is-
to me that you're actually better than me.
And the funny thing is, he doesn't
Love
even
that
want to be the
mentality.
face of the league.
No.
He just wants to be better than everybody.
Yeah, he just wants to win. Like at the end of the day, which again, it's interesting because of my buddy I had on.
Damn, looking at Steph.
Naz Reid makes the
Steph
first
looked
one.
Pissed.
Yeah, dude, I am.
He's
not happy.
I'm not
he
gonna
wouldn't be
lie.
out there.
I do wish Steph had. You can't suit up though. He's too old to be
Hamstring?
risking
Oh,
stuff.
no.
Yeah, too old to be risking anything, especially if he's trying to continue to play. Real quick, makes the second free throw. 17-11, 5:55, just inside 6 minutes. They get it up top left. The
Gary
Warriors
Payton
ends.
Jr. Watch that pivot.
He's been John a lot.
You-
with
have
Ant.
you been
Naz
watching the,
Reid,
the-
Pachemski gets the foul. No foul call. It's kind of crazy.
Have you
We
been
like
watching
it.
the clips of Mad
Get over to
Max talk
Buddy.
about Gary Payton?
Yeah.
Get it to
Boy,
Draymond.
that
They get it to
is
Pachemski
funny.
wide open
fight,
for the three-pointer. That's cash. 14-17, 5:30 left in the first. This is a good game. Both teams shooting well from 3. Julius going to get the
Wow.
offensive foul. Really a full forearm. Draymond doing what Draymond does, which is if they're
Draymond is solid, bro.
I'm not going to say I like Draymond, but Draymond is the mentality you have to have as a pro athlete
Gotta have
all
that.
the time. Inside for the Warriors,
block.
gets a block. Ant gets a block on
good
him.
ball sense.
Into transition now.
That was
Slows
I was
it
impressed
down.
by that. Very
Gets it
good.
over to
Ball
Julius.
IQ and the
Got the smaller
ability.
Pajemski on him.
Ooh,
He's got Draymond shading. They get it to Nas, who's got Buddy on him.
good
Get it
pass.
inside to
That
Yam
was
time to Jaden
nice.
McDaniels.
Okay, I'm starting to like
Did
Anthony
he-
Edwards.
Did he miss that?
No, he made that.
No, he
He
made the
made-
end. He
oh,
made the end. They just got it out. They got it
Real
inbounded
quick,
quickly.
yeah.
Yeah. Draymond top of the 3 now. Nas Reid, his primary defender. Nas Reid gets a bump on the ball. They get it over.
I like Anthony
Top left
Edwards.
elbow
I'm
to
starting
3.
to like him. His ball IQ is there. His ability is
Drive
there.
inside. They
Oh,
try to
push
get
down.
it. Bad. Oh, Gary.
Nice.
I
Push that. Push
think that was
that.
Dante Sieves the ball from going out of bounds. They get it to Ant inside. He gets it over to Jaden, who just got the
Pull up,
alley-oop
pull up.
Yam. Midi from
Cash.
Jaden. Could be a foul. They don't call it. Julius doesn't get the rebound,
that
though.
was a
Good
flop.
no call.
That was a flop.
Good
Yeah,
no
it's a good no
call.
call. Good no call. He was already leaning before he even shot the ball. Draymond drives inside, gets it
Good
inside
pass.
on a Yam.
Thank you very much.
This is some
Some fast pace.
yeah, Kuminga has been their hopeful X factor.
Cookies.
Steal from Buddy, almost gets it. Jaden saves it though. Nobody helping him though. They call it foul?
Go to state. It seems like they're trying to go home right now.
Anthony Edwards isn't playing yet though, but I could tell he's kind of like trying to get his team involved.
Well, he was getting, like I was saying, he was getting doubled off the rip. So he's trying to just get rid of it as fast as possible, get everybody else involved, and then, like you said, late game, bro. I mean, you can't allow the guys that are going crazy to just continue to go crazy. Jaden McDaniels subbing out though, so he got, I think, 1 or 2 fouls to start this game. They don't want him to get into foul trouble immediately. Naz Reid, left of the 3, drives inside on Kuminga, gets it up
Nice
over Kuminga.
shot.
That's a great
Good
shot from
shot.
Nas. You've got the positioning
Good
inside.
position.
You've got the size. Might as well. Kuminga now going at Naz Reid. Little shimmy. Drives inside.
Shimmy,
Kuminga, a
shimmy,
strong
yeah.
individual, gets the lay.
Oh,
Tough
shoulder
one with the left.
separation.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was kind of tough. I'm not going to lie.
Very nice.
Dante takes it.
I like
Gets a
him
pick
on
from
the
Rudy.
Knicks. I
Gets
like
it
him.
inside to Rudy. Rudy, 0 bag. Still gets the bucket, though. 23-18. This is some
Ooh.
fast-paced basketball right now.
Yes, it
Pachemski,
is.
left elbow, drives inside. Gets it out to Gary Payton. Gets it up top now to Pachemski. Gets it to Draymond, who gets it over to
Solid.
Kuminga. Kuminga with a 3-pointer. That's cash. 21-23.
game.
Great basketball.
3
man,
minutes
man.
and 30 seconds left in the first quarter. They're just trading buckets right now. Trading buckets and going fast off of the made shot. Naz Reid now in the post again.
Can the Warriors keep
Got
this up?
Kuminga.
Because Minnesota's a younger
They get the
team.
double over. They get it over to they get it over to.
Good pass.
Get it
Ooh.
back now
Kick,
to Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Gets it to Dante. Gets it to Nas. Nas pump fake. 3-pointer.
Cash.
Misses that one. Rudy trying
That's
to get
a
the
foul.
rebound. I think they're going to call a foul on the
Golden
Warriors.
State. Yep. Santos.
Santos with the pull down on Rudy Gobert. Reset the shot clock. That was a good ball movement, though.
With
Nas
Joe
Reed.
Denzel. I don't know if they can keep this up.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they can keep too old.
Ant wanted the Yam put back.
He didn't actually pull him.
Was it not?
a good
I
call.
was looking at Ant. I didn't even see.
He didn't pull him.
It looked like he did.
It did.
You know who he remind me of? The dude they traded to the Cavs like right before the
Who?
playoffs.
Santos?
Yeah. He was on the Warriors. They traded him to the Cavs. I can't remember his name.
You're saying with the fro?
Yeah, with the
Yeah,
fro.
I don't
You know what
remember-
I'm talking about.
I
You know what I'm
don't
talking
remember
about.
what his name is. Dante with a 3-pointer from the corner. This is that one.
I wish they would have kept Dante on the
The
Knicks.
Wolves' MO this year was to shoot more threes. They have done that a lot and has shot so many threes. Kevon Looney subs in now for the Warriors. Pochemski drives inside.
Terrible
Gets it out to
pass.
Kuminga. Gets it now inside to Santos. Santos gets it out to Jimmy. Jimmy fake. Oh, my God. Gets it into Looney, who now gets it out to Kuminga. Top of the three. Santos with a 3, hand in his face. Misses that one. Nasri gets the rebound. So we saw a lot of fast-paced buckets.
That was impressive.
What positions does Anthony play?
I think he is a small
He's a small.
or shooting guard. I think he might be.
He's a 3.
Yeah, he's like a 3. Yeah, Rudy Gobert
why'd you
inside.
wait on
Yam gets the Yam. Rudy Gobert.
I still didn't like the fact that he waited.
He's oh my damn. Nickeil Alexander-Walker popped his ass. They call it time. The Warriors call it timeout. Yeah, he's like a 3. He's definitely a 3 because they'll run like Dante and Conley at the same time. Dante Vincenzo and then Mike
and
Conley
why
at the same
these
time and then have him run.
That's
through.
another thing that's weird to me in the league. Anthony Edwards is considered the best on the Wolves.
Yes.
Jimmy's considered the best on the Warriors right now.
Julius Randle's up there.
Maybe.
It's like
Anthony?
best on the Wolves, yeah. Especially right now.
I think he's much better than Jordan. Just an opinion.
I think it's more or less like overall.
Semantics.
1, 2.
Yeah, 100%.
True story.
The
Go ahead.
guy is Anthony Edwards, and the guy is Jimmy Butler. Why are they not playing against each other?
And see, that's my argument to this generation's of basketball. But that's how
Why I'm going at the man?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm going at the dog. That's the dog on the team.
If you're the best on the team, D, I'm sticking you.
Exactly. If that's the dog on the team, I'm finna go at the dog.
Yeah. They both seem to be playing the game right now as far as trying to bring the game to
They
them.
both,
Yeah, I think
that's like a Jordan way of playing. They both, to me, Jimmy has always had a Jordan way of playing. I've never watched Anthony Edwards play until this game, so I got to see what that's like.
yeah.
Anthony Edwards brings a lot to the table. I mean, he's
And-
young, and it's
yeah,
like
I'm
you
not
chasing
saying
that
he's
kid all
trash,
night.
but I like.
Ant is very much the like, oh Jimmy, you want to go crazy? Like, okay, I'll guard you then. Like, it don't matter to me. I'll guard
But
you.
last series against the Lakers, man, Anthony was in LeBron's chest.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that
He
series
wanted
was
all that
crazy.
smoke.
Yeah, it was, and then when Luka would guard him on the other side, he would go Yam, and it was
Exactly,
barking
bro.
at Luka the whole
The
time,
fat
like,
guy
yeah, you
couldn't
can't
keep
guard
up
me,
with
you
him.
can't guard me, you can't,
No.
yeah, the whole time, which is
Yeah.
again,
But Jimmy Butler does has a disposition about himself to where got to be careful with that.
yeah, 100%. I think it's one of those where we're in a spot like Jimmy's, yeah, like I personally love Jimmy.
Love Jimmy.
Love
Butler.
Jimmy. Like in
Love
the
Jimmy
story about him on the Wolves and him going and telling like, hey, I'm gonna win this game with the third string guys
Oh, yeah,
against the
that
first string
was
guys.
hilarious.
And then it came out that like, yeah, no, that did happen, and it was
Literally.
like, holy shit, oh, he actually
He
like
beat the first and second string.
yeah, with the third string guys. Yeah, and it was
then
like,
left.
damn. And then left. Yeah, and then they traded him, and it was like, all right, like I personally have always liked Jimmy. He does have that like
Jimmy Butler is
he
that guy.
and he very much is just the kind of what sports are kind of now, which is the like I'm gonna prioritize my body over the want to win sometimes, where it's like, hey, yeah, I gotta win. Like I gotta make sure my body's healthy. When my body's healthy, that means we're in a better spot to win, which is just different, I think, with this generation, where it's like, yeah, hey, I'm
And that's
hurt.
fair.
And I do think again, like it's just
That's very fair.
it's a different disposition about how NBA players are now.
But
We
it's
were-
a business at the end of the day.
I can't
So you
knock
have
it.
to look at that
I
way.
can't knock it because
Exactly.
there were certain players that were like, for lack of a better term, shitted on during that 80s and 90s era where they were great players and they would trade them at the end of their career. They've been there 20 years.
And
Or
see,
they-
players now are like,
Nah, we gonna.
Yeah,
if this is-
exactly.
Business is
Yeah,
business.
Business is business, exactly.
Which again, that comes
Gotta
with like the
consider that.
territory of like, hey, like you know who you're getting, like you know when you're like Cooper Flag. We were talking about it, the guy that
Cooper Flag,
maybe the
Mr. Duke.
Mavs might get him, or they'll trade the first pick, whatever. Whoever gets Cooper Flag,
Good player.
people are thinking like if Cooper Flag turns into what people think he can turn into, like he'll be the start of the next generation of how they handle business. Is it the highest thing? Yeah, I think he'll be the first. I think he'll be the first guy that comes out of college basketball. Yeah, because it was the first year with NIL. So he'll be the first NIL.
I like this kid.
First
I
round.
don't know how to say his name.
Number one pick.
Kuminga. I like this kid.
I like him too. But you saying Cooper Flag, he'll be the first?
NIL. He's going to be the first person to have already made, first college kid to have made an insane amount of money legally.
Talking all sports?
No, I mean in basketball. Like
he's
the first person to come out of college basketball having made so much money already that like
before shooting one NBA.
Yeah,
show.
bro. Like what do you like? Is money that big a deal to him? Like it'll be interesting to see how the generations now moving forward with NIL and stuff will control and handle themselves. Like, do they handle PR? Kuminga in the elbow, midi.
I think.
You
know what?
Holy shit!
I think it'll be great. I think that's a great question when you think about it because now I already have the money.
Oh, what a pass!
Oh
my god!
Wow!
What? I couldn't even call it,
bro. That lob was mad.
Nas gave it to Dante in transition. Dante put it up high for Rudy. That was a wild play. Kuminga now driving inside after the air ball gets the lay. 23, 27.
Does not want to go home.
No, I was saying Kuminga's putting on a show right now. Other than that air ball, I mean, he was other than that air ball, he's 3 for 5 right now. He's 4 for 6. Just I'm saying minus that air ball he just had. Don't matter though. That lob was nasty. That was crazy. Nikhil gets it over to Ant. Ant pump fake jab step back. Oh my. Holy shit, that'd have been crazy. Wanted to get his 3 going, though. He does want to get his shots going. He hasn't got a shot.
He's about to get in the rhythm.
Yeah, 27-23. Jimmy now drives inside on Dante. Gets to the elbow, pump fake. Wanted to get Dante up. Doesn't get it, though. Gets over Kuminga, who gets it back to Jimmy. It's going to be out of bounds.
Good D.
On
That's why I hated that we traded him.
I loved Kuminga in New York, man. I don't know why they traded.
Kuminga was in New York?
Him last year.
Oh, yeah, they did trade him. It was him. I hated that they traded him. Dante.
Dante.
I hated that they traded him. I hated that they traded him.
Last year with New York.
Dude, and then his first preseason game, he was just shit. Oh, my God, he almost crossed up Santos. Oh, my God. And going to work on Santos. Gives it off to Dante. Deep 3 from Dante. Cash money. Holy shit. 30-23. 45 seconds left in the first quarter.
I do too, and I hated that they traded.
Buddy drives to the right side.
Good steal. Thank you very much.
Put it on his forehead, Ant. Oh.
Good slow move.
Gets the slow move. Doesn't make the layup. That was tough. I wanted him to game that shit so hard. Buddy healed now.
He's still
gets it over to Santos.
He's still BSing. He's BSing.
It gets it over to Santos.
I can tell he's BS. He's not playing
Buddy
hard.
healed up top. 3-pointer. Misses that one. Board to Nas. Nas such a good rebounder, bro. Oh my God.
Golden State has slowed down a little bit here.
Yeah, he definitely slowed the pace down.
He doesn't have to try because Golden State is already slowing down. And he knows this.
Kuminga, his primary defender. Rudy says, get the fuck away from me, Rudy. I want my ISO. Nikhil, they switch over Santos onto Ant.
5 seconds left.
That man ball IQ is insane.
2. It's going to be...
What is...
I think he didn't want to... I don't really know what happened there. Ant just gave up the ball.
That man's ball IQ... No, that man's ball IQ is insane right now. Anthony Edwards.
You think so?
I mean, I don't know about that play.
He could have done... No, that last play, he just threw it off because he didn't care. But
yeah.
He threw it off.
Yeah.
And then the play before playing as slow as he played, he could have easily have done what he wanted to. But that Warriors are already slowing down.
They are slowing down.
They're already slowing down. So by the fourth quarter, guess what he's going to do?
The biggest exertion of energy that humans do is transitioning. Like the amount of energy it takes you to stop and go is the biggest thing. Because if you're going full speed that way, and someone stops like Ant did a Euro instead, it's a lot more instead of just like jumping across and you just continue to go and you stop and you're like, oh, okay. Yeah. So one of those were, to your point, Denzel, if you're
already up 7-2?
Yeah, if your job is to, hey, we're just going to...
Why overexhaust yourself?
Yeah, put yourself... Yeah, hey, if I miss the shot, who cares? Bro, it doesn't matter that much. It doesn't matter that much. Which, again, I don't know if that's all going through Ant's head, but I do think Ant's probably gotten the MO from his coach of, hey...
That's something I would do. And I'm already up 7.
Which is a very point. It's a fair point.
My team is playing very well. I don't have to really do much. And then, you know, look who I got to play next. OKC or the Nuggets.
Dude.
I'm conserving as much of myself as possible. I'm conserving as much of myself as possible.
These playoffs have been some of the most fun playoffs I've ever had watched.
In a while.
I've ever watched. Yeah, and like legitimately, like they might be the most fun since the Suns went to the finals for me personally. Just watching, just because it was so fun to watch the Suns and like Book was going crazy. Like that was some of the most fun I've had watching basketball. Obviously because my team was in it. This whole playoffs, which again, this is the first year I've been doing this. The first year I've been doing live commentary. I started doing it less than 6 months ago.
You're killing it, brother.
I appreciate it. But one of those where being able to cover these games, even the Suns, like even watching the Suns games, which weren't great and they didn't have a great season, but doing the basketball games, it's so vastly different than doing the football games because it's so much slower pace than football. Football, you got like the time to chill, you got plenty of basketball and
football is slower.
Basketball, it's been interesting to see like how quick. I mean, I did one of the Aaron Gordon's game-winning shots not too long ago, like the first or second game against the Thunder, whichever one it was. But one of those where this playoff, we are seeing the level of, which granted the cream of the crop talent over in the East is cream of the crop, but it's the top 4 teams, and like that's kind of it. Like, yes, I wanted the Pistons to do well. Yes, I wanted Orlando to do well, but like
these are the best 4 teams.
At the end of the day, we all knew that that was not the case. Whereas like
what I like about the league right now is this is to me what the league looked like if back then if Jordan didn't exist. We really don't know who's gonna win.
That's a great.
Yeah, I mean that's a valid point, 100%.
We don't know who's gonna win.
Mike was a bully, huh?
Granted,
just an
like
anomaly.
I think of like the Warriors, the Warriors years, like the 3 they had.
Think about it, like
the ones that LeBron was in, like it was dominant. Like I mean, LeBron went to 8 straight finals. Like it was like
it
might have been 9. I thought it was 8, but it totally could have been 9.
Yeah.
So
and again,
people
say that's dominant. To me, that's not dominant. Did you win 8 straight finals?
No. I'm just saying that like we knew, but we always.
Did you even win?
Argument, D.
Did you even win 3 of them? Did you win 2 of them in a row? You didn't. You just went. That's like going.
But to be fair, they were playing. It is difficult to beat Steph and the Warriors. With KD, I mean,
I'm not saying
when
it's
KD
not.
went to the Warriors, bro,
that was unfair.
I didn't watch basketball. I was like, there's no reason for me to watch basketball.
That wasn't
people say it wasn't fair, but let's be honest.
That was worse than the Chris Paul one.
No,
that they denied.
Yes,
no, it was fair because KD don't play no defense. He gonna give you 35 and he gonna give up 40.
But they had Iguodala and Draymond.
Am I lying? I'm not lying. He gonna give up 35 and he gonna give you 35 and give up 40.
Real quick, we come out of the first quarter.
And 1.
Wolves have missed the first bucket. Jimmy Butler gets to work in the paint, gets the foul on Nas. Gets the and 1. He did make that look so easy. With Nas on him too, that's a dude who's
he's a talent.
3 more inches or 2 inches taller than you.
But the kid he's in the weight room.
It's like good defense by Nas. He's not do too much either.
Shoulders on this kid, man.
Yeah, he's a talent though. Yeah. He's still a talent. Definitely a talent.
Dude. Again, like I said, I mean, I'm personally a Jimmy guy. I like Jimmy. I love Jimmy Butler quite a bit, actually. Like,
I like Jimmy.
Jimmy's just a dog, bro. You don't get a lot of guys like Jimmy that are just dogs.
I think the league is going
very
back
often.
to that.
I do as well.
So? Yeah.
I think it is. I think it's slowly transitioning.
You know what has to happen? And I always say this. I say Drake ruined rap and LeBron ruined basketball. Because they had that kumbaya shit that they like, everybody got to be friends. There was no sense of rivalry.
Oh, my God.
Jimmy has a sense of rivalry. Anthony has a sense of rivalry.
Absolutely.
3-pointer from Buddy Hield on the way. Misses that one.
There was no sense
Jimmy
of
Butler
rivalry
with the rebound
in basketball
offensive.
and rap and nothing. And
Jimmy
now
in the
all
paint.
of it's coming back. It's
Gets
like,
it
no,
out. This is the big man that shoots threes for the Warriors. Another offensive rebound for the Warriors.
Huh? But you're my enemy because we play
exactly.
Oh, is Dante hurt?
Nah, he's not hurt. He'll be all right. He probably just hit him in his groin.
Yeah, he might have got smacked. That guy
looks like a school teacher.
He went to Oregon. I watched him beat the shit out of ASU when I was at school. Oh shit!
What happened?
He put his fingers right in Dante's eye.
Oh,
Spencer, dude.
Spencer.
Yeah. Dude, I hated that guy. Dude,
that guy's mustache.
I watched him torch ASU. Oh, dude, it was no fun, dude. We were up by like 15.
Where'd he go?
I believe Oregon. I can't remember exactly where.
Ooh, nice
Pac-12
move.
though. Inside Nas Reed gets the leg.
I like this Nas Reed guy.
Nas Reed's nice, bro. Nas Reed is nice.
He's solid.
32-26. Draymond gets it inside, almost travels, gets it over to Spencer. Spencer now, spin move. Gets it out to their big man. Pass from Spencer. Dante.
Lob it.
Oh, shit!
What? I was not expecting that.
He had bounce like that.
He said, yo, watch this.
I'm like, pull up. He like, nah, dude.
He said, yo, watch this.
Spencer inside gets the lay after the yam by Dante. That was.
And the Knicks traded this kid.
That was nasty. Holy
craziness.
shit.
I thought it was crazy.
Granted, he was in the trade with Julius.
But I'm not trading him, Julius, and there was one more person they traded.
What do you mean? You guys are about to win the get to the Eastern Conference Finals. It made sense.
No,
Nas with the offensive
rebound.
Minnesota.
Not for all 3.
They get. Nas Reed just threw it away.
That's a hard argument.
Mistakenly.
Not for call.
That dunk was nice.
That dunk was nice. Spencer now driving inside. Trying to get a behind the back pass.
But he.
I think it's gonna be a kick ball.
Show that dunk again. Show that dunk.
Yeah, dude, please. Thank God.
Oh. I thought he was gonna pass it. Woof, boom. He said, nah.
Bless. I don't think Buddy thought he was gonna yam that. It didn't look
like he was gonna yam that.
I'm telling you, you'll see an Ant poster tonight. I'd venture to guess at some point, bro. 28-34. remains the Warriors' ball.
I think Jimmy Butler's an unassuming strong
Jaden
dude.
McDaniels
He's strong.
on Jimmy.
He reminds me of
Oh
Wade.
my God, the
good
jump.
move. Good double team. Good
Spencer
move.
in the corner. He does shoot threes all the time.
Oh,
Ooh,
he
misses
missed
that one.
that.
That is what
Big
Spencer
miss.
does, though, is sit in the corner and just bank threes. Nikhil Alexander-Walker.
That's
gets
what
it over
Jimmy
to
reminds me
Julius.
of. D Wade.
I can see that. Less athletic, but
Yeah.
yes.
Julius
And I think
drives inside on Buddy.
Ooh.
Holy
You see the
shit.
shoulder?
Yeah.
In the weight room, brother.
Julius told Buddy Hill
And
to get in the weight room. Holy shit.
I think Wade is a better shooter, or was a better shooter.
28-36. Spencer now with the ball.
Shoot it,
Almost
Spencer.
shot it. Yeah,
Yeah, he
almost
did.
shot it.
Yeah,
Jimmy
he did.
in the post now with Jaden on him.
Oh.
Shimmy gets inside. Gonna get the foul.
Good
move.
defense.
Oh,
That'd
yeah,
have been
he-
crazy.
he
Would
about
have
to
been a
start
crazy
playing.
shot. But yeah, Jimmy.
He about to
Jimmy's
start.
I wouldn't have given him that foul.
So
but
what's
it
interesting?
makes sense.
What's interesting about I personally would have been like, you shouldn't have put the ball. It shouldn't have been a foul. But what's interesting about Jimmy now, which this is not my take. This is media's take, especially the Arizona guys on 98.7. This is what they think. They say that Jimmy is a 100%, just a 17 points per game guy. He doesn't have the motor, like he doesn't have that young motor. You know what I'm saying? He has like instead of
At
like
this point in his career, you mean?
yeah, like he's not
Okay.
2020. A 2020 Jimmy where he was playing every minute of every game in the bubble
And
against
going
the
hard.
against
But
the
that's
Lakers. Yeah,
but that's smart playing to play longer.
yes, 100%.
Conservative.
People are saying that he is much more, like a 2010 Chevy truck that like still very reliable, still able to use it all the time. You can use it every day, but you're just not you're
I
not
can
getting
see
as
that. I
much
can
use
see
out
And
of
he
it.
gave
I can see
gave
that,
all his
Joe.
good years up in Miami.
Yeah.
For them not to do anything.
Yeah, where did Jimmy get drafted?
I can't remember. Wasn't it Minnesota?
No.
I don't even remember.
Because he wasn't there long. I can't remember what team. That would have been crazy to have Jimmy and Anthony Edwards if he would have
Oh,
stayed.
the Bulls.
Oh, okay.
The Bulls.
Yeah, Bulls makes sense. Nikhil with a nice floater, 38-29. 9 minutes left in the second quarter. Spencer brings it down. A lot of rest here for Kuminga now, who was cooking earlier. They get it inside. Naz Reid playing defense. I can never remember the center's name for the Warriors. Oh, great pass inside to Buddy.
pass.
Buddy blows it, but the putback,
Oh,
they
yeah.
believe they called a foul.
JB.
Called a foul
That's
on Dante.
a terrible call.
Yeah, you keep away the dunk. The dunk would have been crazy. But I believe it was a foul on
He shouldn't have missed
Spencer.
the layup.
Or foul on Dante.
Great pass.
It's a great
excellent
pass.
pass.
Where's the foul?
that was
It's
a foul.
playoff basketball. I mean, if it's game 1 of the regular season, that's a foul, sure. But come on, man.
Dude, and it's been interesting. So one thing that's been interesting about the playoffs is like first round, dude, you had dudes like beating the shit out of each other. Like
And then I call
there was a video. Yeah, there was a video of Asar Thompson walking down with, I can't remember who it was on the Warriors. Might have been Buddy Hield. And like they're literally just like walking down the court, and he just like elbow checks the shit out of him, like walking down the court, and there was no foul. And it was like people were like, I posted a comment on the post, and I was like, I'm not gonna lie, these have been the most entertaining first round in a while. And people were like, you think this is entertaining watching these guys hit each other? And I was like, yeah, it's correct. That's exactly what I think. Naz Reid with a 3-pointer.
And he
pulls
can
up,
shoot threes?
Misses
Oh,
that one.
yeah.
He can't shoot threes.
He
He can't
can.
shoot threes.
He
Yeah,
can.
he can shoot threes. He had a massive 3 in the second game against the Warriors. Another turnover for
Oh, yeah,
the
they gonna
Warriors.
get rid of
Buddy,
him.
don't know what he's doing. Turnover now. Jaden McDaniels
pass.
just gave it up. Pass down the court. Jimmy's just gonna let it go out of bounds. Bounce off the ref's ass. 38-31. That's a good game so far. Like you said, up 7. You don't have to worry too much. It's a bad turnover. Ant subbing in now.
Yeah,
Got his rest. Nikhil and Dante gonna sit.
I like that.
Dante with the best play of the half so far. He had
hate
the,
the fact
he had the
that they
crazy
traded
lob
Dante.
and he had the in. That's kind of wild. 31-38.
I hate that they traded Dante.
Dante's so sick. I love watching Dante play basketball.
An excellent role player.
Right there.
Yeah, I know. Buddy Hield now gets it over to Draymond. Looking for Jimmy. They
Good
get it inside
pass.
to Jimmy. Jimmy with a good move.
Pass that.
To the corner.
Yes, that was a good
3-pointer.
pass.
Oh,
Oh,
shit. It's going to be Warriors ball still.
that was a good pass.
After Mike Conley. It was a good pass. Caught it in the air. Got it out to the corner. 38-31. Another attempt here for the Warriors coming up. Julius and Ant both on the court now. Hoping that they can probably get this lead to just a
I don't
bit
know why. I
more.
like Ant's disposition. He's just so chill.
He's very chill, and then he gets nuts.
But you
Like,
can see the dog in him. Like, I'm just waiting my turn.
it's very much like the chill, like the I'm just locked in chill. Like it's not necessarily chill. It's like incredibly focused. Like, don't mess with me right now, bro. I'm doing what I'm doing.
You could already see Draymond is tired. He's
Draymond gets over to
exhausted.
Buddy. Buddy
He's
gets to
exhausted.
Pochemski. Pochemski drives inside, looking for the
Travel.
Euro. Doesn't get it. Kuminga outside now. Gets it back to Pochemski. Left elbow. Drives inside. Step back. Got the foul.
And
Oh,
what?
I wouldn't give him that.
I think that foul is stupid as
That was a
hell,
bullshit.
bro.
Like, that was a bullshit foul. Like,
But it was a foul.
That was a terrible shot.
It was a foul.
It's
It was a foul. I just wouldn't have given it to him.
It's just interesting because
how bad the shot was.
Yeah,
that sock selection was so bad. That's why I wouldn't have given it to him.
Holy shit, he was 3 of 14 in the last game. The one thing that was interesting is beginning of this year, they were deliberately trying to not call that foul, and they were calling it offensive because they were like, you can't pump fake and then have someone jump straight up and then jump into the person.
Yes, yeah.
Granted, I think Nas was coming towards him that whole time, so a little bit different. But that's been a big thing in the NBA this year is that people have said hey, you were calling this foul at the beginning of the year. Shea does it quite a bit. Jalen does it a little bit too, where you just pump and then you jump into him. I personally think it's a foul anyways.
Right.
Whistle blows again on the second free throw. I believe it was... It's a lane violation?
Yeah, that's what it looked like. Or over the
But it would
back.
still be the Warriors' ball if it was a lane violation.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
It wasn't.
7:50 in the second. They get it up to Mike Conley. They get over to Jaden. Mike Conley again gets a pick from Nas. Gets it over to Nas. Wants to shoot the three. He's got the smaller buddy on him. Gets inside to Jaden now. Julius in the corner. Three-pointer. Misses that one.
I'd
Julius
be disrespecting Buddy because he's not a good player.
Julius with another three-pointer after the rebound. Misses that one worse than the first one.
Yeah, he did.
Got to get it going, though. You got to keep taking your shot. Shoot or shoot at the end of the day. Kuminga drives inside on Nas.
He
Gets the
didn't
ball
really
out to
have anybody
Pochemski.
pass to. There was nobody
Get it
really
back to
passing at
Jimmy
that point.
just outside the
Beautiful
baseline.
shot.
Cash midi
Beautiful
from
shot.
That was
Jimmy
beautiful.
Butler. 38-34. If there's one thing that the Wolves don't want, it's to let the Warriors get all the way back to tied or take the lead here in the second. We're dealing with the lead for so long. You don't want to give up all the hard work you've done. Julius gets it back to Ant. Three-pointer pull-up from Ant. Jesus Christ, man.
We got
41-34 after
see
Ant
what's gonna
drills a
happen.
three. Buddy healed now. Top left elbow three. Gets it up
what's gonna
top to
happen here.
Draymond. Looking for Kuminga inside. Draymond drives inside. Gets it out to Pochemski. It's a good pass from Draymond.
Oh.
Misses that three. Rebound.
Ha ha ha. He knocked the shot out.
Bucket in. 36-41 on the putback.
That was Jimmy too, right?
Yep.
5-point
yeah.
game now. 6:40 left in the second quarter. J.D. McDaniels gets it over. Holds on to it. I lied. Gets over to Julius now. Just past midcourt. Gets it back now. Driving inside. Aiden getting kind of shut down. Midi, though. Misses that one. Not a great shot.
Nope.
Shot clock was expiring, so he felt like he had to shoot it, but he probably had another second and a half. Ant gets beat.
That was a dumb
Waiting.
pass.
Pochemski.
Shoot the ball,
Could have shot
man.
it. Gets to Kuminga. Again,
Shoot
gets
the
it back.
ball.
Drives
The shot is
inside.
off, that's why he's not
The defense,
shooting, but it's like, why do y'all keep
defense
passing?
allowed to
Shouldn't be out
reset
there.
now. Julius Randle gets Kuminga on him. It's probably a good attempt from Kuminga there. Just misses the midi on Julius. Had him kind of
Can't be in
knees
the
locked for a
playoffs afraid to
second.
shoot.
And then his shirt's not tucked
41-36. Ant gets ripped on the play.
Don't
Buddy
do
in
that,
transition. Gets the easy lay. 38-41 timeout from the Wolves here. All right, so Warriors have done what they can. They've gotten stops.
Minnesota's
missing
relying too
stuff.
much on the jump shot. They got to go out to the basket.
They got to get to the paint. They were
I
getting
don't-
free
I
throws
don't even
earlier
think
and
that's
stuff.
it. I think they're just waiting until the fourth quarter.
Dante looks like
Just
he's
wearing them
active,
down.
though. Yeah, I do think, again, it's one of those where, I mean, the whole point of one of the reasons that the Suns did so bad this year was because they were playing from behind so much. When you have guys like KD, when you have guys like Royce O'Neal, like guys that are old.
it's
Grayson
kinda like
Allen's up there too.
I
Like,
used to run track. It was much easier to stay ahead than trying to catch
Yeah.
up with somebody.
Yeah.
yeah, 100% of the time. 100% of the
It
time.
was much easier.
Across every sport, it doesn't matter. You're down 21.
'Cause you gotta
21 is
exert
football.
more.
Oh, you got to do
You
so
gotta
much.
exert,
And
bro.
and mentally, you have to do so much more. Like everything has to be perfect if you're behind. If you're in front, like we said, like Ant
You have
missed that.
luxuries.
Ant missed that lane. It was like, yeah, okay, it's fine. Like your brain doesn't think of, oh man, I can't believe I just missed that layup. It's like, damn, like I gotta shoot that again. Like I
we're
gotta
still
shoot that
upset
next
and
time.
stuff,
Yeah,
huh?
I gotta make that next time. It's fine. Whereas if you're behind, it's like you're watching your homie shoot a three, and you're like, holy shit, I hope this ball goes in. Damn, this ball didn't go in. Like that sucks ass. Now we have to get the ball back to shoot another three. Like whatever it is.
Yeah.
And again, when you're missing Steph, bro, like that is the one thing people like. The one thing
That's
that is
a huge dynamic.
and one of the
Yeah,
things that's
that's a
tough
massive
about
dynamic.
one of the things that's tough about the Warriors now is like that was the whole point you got Jimmy was so that
right, the compliment.
yeah, so you didn't have to so you couldn't just double Steph the entire game. So you couldn't just so you didn't have just one guy passing the ball the whole time. Like
This kid is quiet too. You don't hear
Shea?
much about. Yeah,
Yeah, quiet. Chill.
he
But
quiet.
he's dangerous out there, though.
Yeah,
What I'm
he's a
saying-
very,
what I
very
mean by quiet
even
is like he not a John Morant where.
Oh, no.
He not flashy. He not doing all that extra stuff. He not finna get in trouble. You not finna catch him doing no dumb stuff. Like he
No.
not doing none of that.
Yeah, he franchised. He's a wonderful young man.
yeah.
I can see him being
I
the
say
face.
I personally again
between
I
him and Anthony. I want to see them go at it in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah,
I do too.
yeah. I mean,
I do too.
Shea is better than Ant by like, I would say by quite.
See,
He's better at like a lot more
I've
stuff.
posed that same argument. I agree with that.
Yeah, I think
I
Shea
haven't
is.
seen him play.
Shea is just
Neither
more
one of them.
complete, and
He's nice,
Shea
bro.
is so like.
Smooth. Like,
Yeah, everything.
Smooth,
Like, bro,
bro.
it is one of those where like if you get the chance to watch Shea, well, we can watch a Thunder game. Or
He's
if they
so
make it, I don't know if they're gonna win. But one of those where Shea is like every time he walks and like is doing something with the ball, bro, like every little like he does so many small movements, bro, that get people jumping in the wrong directions. Like he'll take 3 dribbles.
Good
like,
footwork.
Yeah, you remember playing
Good
like
footwork, good
3.
body
You get 3 dribbles, bro.
fundamentals.
You get 3 dribbles to shoot. Like it's like Shea is the god of that dude. Like he will. I won't say god. That's bad. I don't want to say god, but
all good.
is a freak at that. Like literally, he'll have the ball at the top of the 3, take 3 dribbles, and have you jumping on 2 of the dribbles. And you're like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do to guard this guy.
I
like,
know what it is. It's a drill, Derek. You know the drill. Where you only get 3 dribbles.
Oh yeah.
I taught my stepson that. I
He
said,
does
listen.
that.
Yeah.
Listen. I said, you are long and lengthy at me. Your hands will get bigger. All you need is 3 dribbles and to get to the
Yeah.
basket.
Just shut off.
And get your shot off, and you can
Efficient.
have, and you have everybody jumping
Dude,
all over the place.
And Shea's like, dude, it's insane. Shea, like his 3 dribble, it's like he knows, like his bag is so deep that like if you shut down the first, like what he has decided to do on the first or second dribble, like he's immediately into what the next move, like he's into what his next move is. He's either getting you to, yeah, dude, it's insane watching him play.
That's a good
basketball.
argument, Shea versus Anthony.
Yeah.
But see,
I
the thing
take
is,
Shea, but interesting.
with my stepson doing it, he wasn't good at basketball. He was a baseball player, good at track, very fast, athletic guy, smart. I said, do this, practice that. He did that in a year. They were trying to put him on varsity.
Yeah.
And was terrible at basketball.
Dude, it's one of those where, like, again, we've talked
He
about
liked playing, he just wasn't good. But now,
yeah, it don't matter. Conley inside.
Shoot the
Conley
layup, Conley.
passes out to Julius. Julius gets inside, gets the lay up. Julius look down at Santos. Said, "You my little boy."
I like this plan.
Pachemsky
I like the
gets it
play.
to Jimmy.
I like
Conley,
the
the
play
smaller
because
Conley
it's
on
like,
Jimmy now.
You don't have to rush anything.
Jimmy drives inside, gets around
Like that
Conley,
subtle hook.
corner to Santos, misses that one. Rebound over to Kevon Looney.
Thank you very
Inside
much.
to Kaminga. Holy shit! Rudy
personal.
Gobert looking.
He banged on Rudy Gobert
40-43
with the right
Holy
hand.
shit!
You know why you don't have to rush anything for this game? Because I'm still up 3-1.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
story.
That is a very, very valid point. 5 of 10 for Kaminga, though. But to be fair, the reason the Warriors were so good at real quick,
nice
Conley
teardrop.
inside, good.
Nice
Like he
teardrop.
You get
didn't
what I'm
take
saying?
the
It's
last one.
just-
He was like, I gotta shoot this one this time instead.
It's like
40 and 45.
And with like, I'm still up
Minnesota.
3-1. I'm up 5 in this game, and I'm still up 3-1.
Kevon
And they don't
Looney-
have,
Kevon
and they
Looney
don't
shooting
have their
three.
best shooter.
Jimmy Butler takes a 3-pointer himself, though. Misses that one. A little flat on the shot. Santos, a little hustle. Tries to get the ball away from Ant. God, dude, Santos is running everywhere now.
Yeah,
Jaden
he is.
McDaniels.
And
with
Ant
Santos on
still
him.
ain't really
Julius.
playing.
No,
No, he's
yeah. I
not.
mean,
He's
Ant's
just
chilling.
chilling.
Because his team is
And,
playing well.
Julius is cooking, so he doesn't need to. Jaden inside now. Not a great shot from Jaden.
I
It's
am
a
not
couple.
a fan of that kid.
Jaden has had some. Has been.
You talking about? You talking about the
Daniels, number
with the
3?
box
Yeah,
parade?
number
Yeah.
3 on.
Oh
the,
yeah, he's not
on
gonna
the
be here
Wolves.
next year.
That kid is not
Rudy.
that good, bro.
He's not gonna be here next
Pachemsky
year.
over Rudy.
Oh my!
It's a bad shot from Pachemsky.
How are these guys making the team?
Jaden, how? Jaden just.
Yeah, this kid right here, man.
Yeah, he's not gonna be on the team next year.
Something's wrong mentally. 'Cause
I don't. What was he? Why didn't he just rebound the ball?
Like, what is he doing?
It was out of bounds on him
I don't understand.
on the rebound. Like he had the rebound
That doesn't make sense.
on the missed shot. That was the almost air ball from Pachemsky, and he just didn't rebound the ball.
Right.
Mike Conley gets a pick. Gets picked now.
Maybe it's
Pachemsky
the
inside,
coach.
left-handed
Nice
floater.
shot.
Nice shot from Pachemsky. Pachemsky been a surprising player for the Warriors
like
this year. Has
I
come
like
into his
him,
own.
but he's a
needs
bench
more-
player.
He needs more confidence.
Yeah. Again, I mean, he's trying to fill in for Steph right now, which is
Right.
the difficulty of, playing behind
yeah.
playing behind Steph.
Greatest shooter of all time.
Yeah. Ant now gets Pachemsky on his hip. Jimmy in front of him. Gets it over to Julius. Julius pump fake. Gets it
Shoot
over to
that.
Conley. Now gets it back to Ant. That's a 3. Oh.
Ooh.
Ant pump
Oh.
faked and didn't shoot it. Conley for 3.
Wow.
48-42.
That was disrespectful.
Yeah, that was kind of rude. Ant went up fully to shoot the shot. Got it to Conley. Conley shot it with the time
Conley was like,
expiring.
"All right, here you go."
Yeah, I guess I got it now. 48-42. Mike Conley, 3 of 4 tonight, 2 of 3 from 3. Had that teardrop not too
Very
long
efficient.
ago. Jimmy Butler inside, almost loses the ball. Mike Conley again, the smaller guy on him. They get it over to Pachemsky. Pachemsky with a 3-pointer. No foul call. Wanted a foul. I don't really know.
No, that
Maybe
wasn't
someone
a foul.
landed
No
at his
foul.
feet.
Good no call.
42. Ant drives inside now. Gets it over to Jaden. Jaden gets it up top to Mike. He's
Baller.
hot right now.
Cash.
That's cash, chat. Wrong sound. Not my sounds on the soundboard right now. Another three-pointer.
It worked, though.
From those. It did work, yes.
It did.
42-51. The Wolves
Beautiful
have
shot.
gone on a great little shooting spree here.
that form.
Julius inside.
Beautiful
Mike
form.
Conley shooting threes. I mean, if you got,
Yeah.
this is the league now. If you can shoot better from three, chat, you're gonna win most games. And you do not want Mike Conley getting off from three right now.
I'm not gonna even be mad about that.
What?
About not really playing. I'm not gonna be mad
No,
about it
yeah.
because
The
the
squad
rest of your
is
team.
balling. You said it,
Yeah,
dude.
the squad is balling. Why am I
They
playing hard
balling.
when the squad
Well,
is balling?
and again, they were doubling him for the entirety of the first quarter, and
Right.
like the MO was like, "Hey, bro, if they're gonna double, like they're gonna, if they're gonna W, then that means they're shading you on defense 100% of the time. So as soon as you catch, you getting doubled. So one of those where he had the opportunity there, he drove to the left side, got inside the paint, dished it out, gave it to Jaden, then got it to Mike Conley, and he banged a three. So one of those where it's just playing smart basketball. Again, like you said,
Smart basketball.
you're up
Why- yeah,
3,
why-
you're
why
up
exert
3-1.
myself?
You don't want to do anything crazy that's gonna hurt you. You don't want to do anything crazy that's gonna, you don't want to jam
And
a
again-
finger. You don't want to do any of that type of stuff.
And again,
so,
I got Denver or OKC playing next. I am chilling
yeah,
if I had.
yeah, dude. I do think
Because just like, even though I think Westbrook is a trash player, that's still a lot of running
Love
around.
Westbrook. Denzel, how dare you?
He's
Your
trash.
opinions are respected.
He's trash, and you know he
I
is.
love him.
But you know he's trash too.
He's a great athlete.
Yeah, that's
he's
it.
a great athlete.
He's a football player that understands the game a little bit better than the rest of
He's a
them.
great athlete.
When you hear this, I still love you, bro.
Westbrook is a football player that understands the game a little better than everybody else. I've been saying for years that man is trash. He is just athletic.
I personally disagree with Denzel on this point. I like Russ quite a bit
Strongly
actually.
disagree.
But
You can like him all he want, but ball IQ is that of a retarded fish.
I'm confused on what that means. I'm gonna be honest. Like, aren't all fish like slightly just like?
Exactly.
So he's just like a regular fish. Is what you're saying?
No, he's that bad. His ball IQ is
What do you
that
mean? He
bad.
averaged a triple doubles with assists. Like what?
Bro,
That's because
his
athleticism.
triple-double game is madness.
Because of athleticism.
Dude, but he was doing what Jokic was doing in a body that is 7 inches shorter at point
He's
guard.
not clutch.
He's not clutch.
But
He's not that talented. Hey, I'll give him skill.
He's not the talented himself?
He's not that talented. He's just
Okay,
very
define-
athletic.
Okay. Because I've seen him in playoffs time where it's like, come on, man, make the big shot.
Again,
Can't make the big shots. And missing
running
free
after
throws,
Russell,
I have a problem.
Running after Russell is like running after a toddler, and you're 45.
Yeah, you're not catching up.
Exactly. After 4 games, but that's based on athleticism. That's not based on talent or necessarily a skill. That is athleticism. He doesn't have a strong skill set. Like I said, his ball IQ is that of a retarded fish, and he's not that talented.
Dude,
I think he's immensely talented. I do believe he's immensely talented. I just believe that.
Maybe not at basketball, just talented.
No, I think at basketball, I think he's an incredible talent. I just believe that when it comes to clutch, clutch is mental.
Yeah.
It's mental, and
To me, controlling your mental is part of your talent.
I can support that argument. But at the same time, when I look at just his skills on the basketball court as a player, he's way above average. Like he's really, really peak. But
Is he? Because look
I
how
think
he's
he-
playing now.
Well,
He doesn't have the same
he's not-
athleticism.
Well, no, he doesn't. But that's a good argument.
But real
As
quick,
his-
if I might interject real
Please,
quick,
please,
like,
please.
Here's my thing, Kat. We can say that he's not good, but he went to the Lakers, bro, and the Lakers absolutely you would have thought
They're
that Russ
beasting.
was the worst player to ever play basketball.
I couldn't stand that.
And now he's on the Nuggets
And he's
after
balling.
going to Houston and a couple places, and he's doing fairly good.
playing
Like
great
most people,
basketball.
I'm not
to me
saying-
personally, that is more of a testament to your mental strength. Like, yes, maybe you can't make clutch
agree.
shots, whatever, but like, bro almost got run out the league playing for the Lakers, and
I'm
is
not
now
saying
like a
that was
massive
the LeBron
player.
factor, but that's
I'm
not.
not-
Yeah, 100%.
Sure.
We'll get to LeBron. This is another reason why
Inside
I know.
to Draymond.
This is why I know that.
What the hell?
This is another reason why I know
Behind the back lay from Draymond.
Westbrook is not
44-51.
a natural talent, because LeBron does not know how to play with anybody who isn't a natural talent. Unless you listen to LeBron and every play that he wants you to listen to, or he's just a natural talent, he does not play
good
well
pass.
That was a great pass after
Good
a broken
pass.
play. Mike Conley inside to Rudy Gobert.
There's
I
an
do
argument
think,
there, Denzel.
I do think that's a valid point. But I think that is also LeBron knows that.
Good
Draymond
shot,
with a
Dre.
three-pointer.
Good
Cash.
shot. Good
That's
shot.
what I'm
Right,
saying.
trying to get the team involved.
That's
6-point game now. After that three, he got the behind the back lay just now.
Good
Comes
shot.
back with a three-pointer.
That's what I'm saying. Like LeBron,
47-53.
like don't get me
Mike
wrong.
Conley.
I'm a Laker fan. I've been a
Out to
Laker
Jaden
fan
McDaniels.
since I
Jaden
was
McDaniels
like
drives inside
8.
left-hand lay. He finally got one. Jaden McDaniels gets the lay with the left hand. 47-55. The Wolves.
I've been a Laker fan since I was like 8. I can't stand LeBron as a player. But one thing I know
Pochemski out
about
to
his
Draymond.
game
Three-pointer
is
from Draymond.
unless you
Rebound Mike
completely
Conley.
listening to LeBron or you are a complete talent, he does not play well with you.
I agree.
47-55, which is why I think they did pretty well with J.J. Redick as coach this year because LeBron probably just told him what to do.
Exactly.
Turnover almost from
Exactly.
Julius. I say that.
That was a foul.
I don't know if that's true.
No.
You were right the first time, Joe.
You're right. That's exactly what's happening. Why do you think they got him? Because it was between him and Rondo. Rondo's a talent.
Rondo as a coach?
Yeah, I don't know about it as a coach, but no, Rondo. I don't know about a coach. I'm talking about on the court. Rondo was a talent on the court. A point guard, skill set,
Brilliant
dog
point
in
guard
him,
in Boston. Yes.
IQ, had everything.
Tough.
As a coach, him and LeBron would not have worked.
No, he's his own man.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think JJ was a great one. It's a homie who knows what LeBron's going to say.
I'm not
what
a
to
JJ
do.
Redick fan, personally.
I'm not either. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not a fan of him
Great
being
deep three from
wow.
Cash from Julius, 58-47, dancing on the court.
Hey.
But what did I say?
Look at Steph's face.
He's like, what the?
He's like
Julius
that's my
Randle?
shot. That's supposed to be my shot.
He's like, where the
Jimmy
am I?
drives right
Julius
side.
Randle?
Ant on him now. Like,
is
here's
like-
that matchup you wanted. Ant and Jimmy gets
there we
inside
go.
to Draymond. Draymond with the floater misses that one. Wanted the foul. Draymond, you gotta just go up with the ball, brother.
Go back,
Mike Conley
go
inside
back.
to Rudy.
Good
Rudy
move.
with Kaminga on him. Zero back. Gets the foul though.
All right.
He'll make the free throw.
It's unfair. He's big, awkward, doesn't have the court. That's fine. It's
Yeah,
okay.
100%.
It's okay.
Rudy plays like a big man.
Yeah,
Like
but
just like a
look
pure
at
big
this
man
shot,
that can't.
bro. Look-
Dude, Julius knew it was a cash too. In Minnesota,
I always
bro.
liked
I'm
him as
happy
a
for this
player.
kid. I'm happy
I
for
like
Julius.
Julius.
I always
I'm
liked
happy
him as
for
a
him,
player.
bro.
I always liked him as a player.
Who, Julius Randle?
Yeah, I always liked him as a player. I don't understand
yeah,
why.
yeah.
It's not like Pat Bev who just talked a lot and was
I
not
love
good.
Pat Bev.
I like the dog in him, but he
Alright,
was
pause.
not a good player.
How are we saying we like Pat Bev?
I love Pat Beverly.
What do
I
we
liked him
like
as
of
a.
Pat Beverly?
I like
His
I like-
defense-
I like
here's
his
the thing.
mentality.
His mentality. Pat Bev is not a natural talent. Like, not running a 4.35 and a 40. He doesn't have a 38-inch vertical leap. He's all heart. Pat Beverly is all
Where does he
heart.
play now?
He's overseas.
I thought he played
so he
with
doesn't
the
play. He's
Yeah,
not.
he's
in the NBA
overseas.
right now.
He's overseas. I'm a huge Pat Beverly
But do you
fan.
so
I
do you
love
like
his
Dylan
man.
Brooks?
Who?
Dylan Brooks, the guy for the Rockets,
I do. He's
who
solid.
talks trash. And
Yeah, he's
is,
solid. I love Dylan Brooks. I love Dylan Brooks.
I know you're talking about
Former Grizzly player. Yeah, I love
Correct,
Dylan
yeah,
Talking about
Brooks.
correct.
braids.
correct.
Talking about
Yeah,
braids,
great.
right?
Yeah. I like it. I mean, his game is okay, but I like his mentality.
I don't think his game is good enough for the trash he talks.
No, that's real. I respect that.
But to be fair, he does do a good job of effing with people.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are the Houston Rockets at now?
But Jimmy in that first series
home?
was ass because he was holy shit. Julius inside and one. Julius is on a heater right now, bro. Dude, he's gonna
Yeah.
it's gonna go crazy in the second half. Oh my god, dude.
Wow, these boys up. Ooh.
They're almost already up
14.
20. You see,
14 right now?
But you see what I'm
14?
saying? If I'm Anthony,
You
I'm
called
not,
that earlier, Denzel.
I said he's just chilling because he already can see his team is hot. He doesn't have to do it.
Yeah.
Now I can rest myself. I can rest myself for the real battle that's finna come.
Yeah,
'Cause
see,
this
Golden
is-
State couldn't maintain that run they had earlier.
Nope.
Yeah, and the
That's
Wolves, the
problem.
Wolves are again.
They're
The
a
Wolves
younger
are
team.
well built. I do like how the Wolves.
It's also a younger team.
Yeah, the Wolves are a great.
And how old is Julius Randle?
Probably like 20. He's in that realm with like Book and
I'm gonna say 26,
Tatum.
27.
I'd say 27, 26 probably. I would always go younger. Free throw from him.
He put
Completes
on,
the
he put on
and
some
one.
size. He looks
62,
pretty-
47.
He's 30.
Yeah. He's 30.
How old
Oh,
is?
okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
Draymond. That's still.
Oh,
I mean, he's 4 years younger than me.
Yeah, Draymond is.
Draymond would look much younger if he cut that salt and pepper off.
That's a very valid.
I
point.
mean,
He
look
wouldn't
younger,
much He
look
wouldn't
younger
much
and being are still two different things.
But
Different math equation.
Draymond looks like he's like 47, dude. Like Draymond looks like
Draymond
looks as old as my dad. Dude.
Draymond is
Jimmy with the elbow
47,
jumper
bro.
misses that one.
Draymond is 35, and in basketball year, that's like 55.
That is pretty old. That is pretty old.
Yeah, like he's
Anthony
not keeping
Edwards
up with
now
no Julius.
gets it over. Nikhil with a three-pointer misses that
If he
one
makes
to
that,
end
the
the
roof
half.
comes off.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would have been nuts, bro.
Yeah,
62-47
that would've been the
at
game.
half It's a 15-point game in Minnesota's favor.
McDaniels is not happy right now. He's playing lousy basketball.
Yeah, dude.
Despite
Dude,
them playing so well.
bro, I can't believe Steph's not playing, man.
Hamstring.
So ass. I do think this series is vastly different if Steph's playing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like, it's so much different.
Yeah, for sure.
That was the whole reason they won against the Rockets. Was because Steph was just.
But think about the threes. Let's just add.
And it's just the running. Like the point of like the conditioning. It's like, bro, you can like Steph's conditioning at 33 or 34 because Steph's pretty old
and
too.
You gotta think about it. Golden State's their schemes are designed for Steph and for shooters. Steph's out, and there is no what's my man's name?
37.
Who's 37?
Steph's 37.
37. Steph.
God,
there's no
bless,
Klay. Think about it.
Yeah, no
Klay
Klay.
Thompson's gone. Steph out. I mean, they're built to shoot that thing very, very well. And now you have a lot of role players who are trying to just fill it up. So
and we talked about like that first week again when I met you guys about how like the whole point was to run Steph off of picks. Like that's been the whole thing for.
Yeah.
Careful.
That's what happened in Houston. They got crushed.
It's a curved wall, so you'll put a hole in it as well. One of those were that's the whole point of Steph is to run him off a pick from Kevon Looney. Like you can catch and shoot that. And
Houston got baptized.
If he's not open. Then when Klay was on the team, it was, all right, well, Klay's probably open because they're probably doubling off of the pick now.
Right.
And now you have the wide open Klay. And even if Klay's covered, Klay's still shooting the three at an insane clip. So one of those where I think that's kind of where, like when you lose the best player on your team, obviously it's you look at what happened to the Celtics today. Like they lost JT. Terrible.
But Denzel says he's not the best player on the team.
But my point is, Denzel, Jason Tatum and Jalen are like fairly interchangeable. Like you can say either of them are interchangeable.
There is no Klay Thompson to lean on now. So
there is no second guy. Like Jimmy, Jimmy is supposed to be that, but Jimmy has never been the.
My bad. Jimmy's supposed to be that guy, but he's not.
He's just never been the. He's never been the me shot create.
The Jimmy
get it off.
The Jimmy in Miami was that guy.
Yeah, 100%.
Come on now.
100%.
Yeah, because he had to be. But if he doesn't have to be, he's not going to do it. It's
and that's
kind
what
of
I'm
like
saying.
KD. KD's not going to do it unless he has to do it.
He's very much here. He's very much just the again. The whole point of getting Jimmy was like we need someone who can defend in the paint and can kind of stay running with people.
Buckets. Yeah.
And give us buckets when we need them. When Steph's either not having a good game or he's getting double, whatever it is. It's just way more difficult. I mean, he got traded. You get traded mid-season. Already difficult enough to deal with that type of.
They did pretty
thing.
well.
Yeah, and they did really well. And then to transition from, hey, we did really well with Jimmy and Steph. All right, hey, let's transition to actually not having Steph at all. So now, Jimmy, you're going to be the guy that has to run everything. And then, you see it. He's not even. Jimmy's not. Jimmy's not bringing the ball up.
He's not being assertive.
Jimmy's just not saying, hey, give me the ball so I can run the offense. It's Jimmy, I'm going to stay over here.
Think about it. None of the plays run through Jimmy because even Jimmy keeps passing to Perkovic, whatever that dude. Yeah. Keeps passing to him.
Yeah.
Because the plays are for Steph.
Kaminga's having to take more shots.
So it's like, and I'm like, he may know the plays and all that stuff, but it's not. That's not Jimmy's game. You're not looking at Jimmy and say this is a three shooter.
Yeah.
He will learn it in the offseason.
Yeah, 100%.
And there'll be a problem next year.
Yeah.
But right now, like it's not.
Yeah, that is my thing too. Is like you get a year.
I tend to no disrespect to players that don't play with this type of assertiveness, but I tend to love those players, regardless of their skill set, that play with that level of desperation.
I agree.
You see what I'm saying? Like, okay, I know you got their midseason and you're learning the plays and whatnot, but there's a level of respect that I have for you that kind of like blows the roof off. When not that you just want the last shot, but there's a level of hunger. There's a level of like.
I don't think he doesn't not have the hunger. I think it's more or less. I get traded mid-season. These plays aren't made around me. I'm still trying to probably
find my way.
Yeah.
And like trying to understand, like, do you want me to shoot? Do you want me to shoot? Like, I'd venture to guess Steve Kerr's like, hey, Jimmy, you need to shoot threes. And he's like, okay, well, like, I'm not the best at shooting threes. So, like, what do you want me to do? Shoot a bunch of threes. Like, I need you to shoot a bunch of threes. And he's like, which again,
it's kind of like you got to form. Jimmy's, from what I've seen just watching, he's trying to form his game around the offense.
Yeah, 100%.
Which again, that's fair.
Which again, and to be fair, like they won like 17 of the last 23 games or something crazy in the end of the season. Like
it's impressive.
At the end of the day, like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't try and be like, hey Jimmy, we're gonna force the ball to you now because that's not what was working. But again, you're also like you should be. You don't have Steph. You haven't had Steph in 3 games. At some point, you got to be like, hey Jimmy. what were some of the plays you guys ran in Miami? And he's like, this is what we ran. All right, sounds good, Jimmy. We're gonna run that play 15 times this game.
ball,
Like,
Jimmy.
it gets you hot.
But you're talking about on the cusp.
Yeah,
then
exactly.
It's one thing when one player knows that game. I mean, know that play. You gotta It's one thing to adjust to one player, but when one player, everybody has to adjust to that one player. It's a different thing.
Well, and again, the whole team, like the rest of this team, has been here the entire year.
I didn't know Rudy Gobert had 11 points.
Yeah, he had a couple dunks.
You're right about Anthony Edwards.
Had the
6
had
points
the
in the
yam.
first half.
Had the
He
yam.
was chilling.
Yeah, he was chilling.
That's what
And
I'm saying.
he had 6
But
points
why?
and 6 assists. Well, he had 6 assists. To be
they're
fair.
balling.
Yeah, he had 6
That's
assists. So
what
he
I'm
didn't need
saying.
to. Didn't need to.
I'm
at all.
chilling.
Nas was going to work in the paint on Kuminga.
Nas was playing incredible.
One of the things that is interesting about if the Nuggets played the Wolves is the size matchup between this was something I talked to about my buddies for an extended period of time. The matchups this year in the playoffs have been
fantastic.
Yeah, legitimately insane matchups. Like
bully ball.
And like the most perfect matchups you could have, basically, like, which granted is a testament to how the teams are built and stuff. Like, that's the whole point, is that the matchups are good. But like every series, it has felt like point guards match for the most part. The power forwards better. This power forward's better, but their shooting guards better. Like the whole league, it has felt like is again, which was kind of getting back to my point earlier. Like the cream of the crop in the East is pretty ridiculous. The cream of the crop of the West is like the first seed to like the 15th seed.
They're
like
all good.
Maybe not that much.
Top
but,
3 are tough.
And then you've got the Lakers with Luka and LeBron. Then you have the Wolves, and then you have the Warriors were in the play-in.
OKC,
yeah, the Rockets. Like every team in the West right now is
good, except for the Jazz.
Except for the Jazz.
Jazz and the Pelicans.
And even like the Blazers.
But I don't know if the Pelicans are on the East or the West. I think
Pelicans are in the West. No, they're in the West.
New Orleans?
Yeah. Because we played them in the Western Conference, Western Conference stuff like 2 years ago. But like, you're telling me like Steph was the.
I understand what you're thinking. Why would they be in the West?
But I don't know. It's just the way the NBA does it. I don't understand why they do.
Okay.
But one of those where like that's the whole insane part about the West right now is you have like your last seed, the lowest seed currently in the playoffs is the Warriors, and that was with Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler, Draymond, like Kuminga. Like you had a team that was the 10 seed, and it was yeah. You guys are making a run in the playoffs now. You had the Lakers who were fighting for the 3rd and 4th seed with the Nuggets, and then ended up losing it. The Rockets guy, I think they got the 2nd seed, whatever it was. But one of those were
who's on the Rockets that they were even that good?
Dylan Brooks,
and then your boy, the dunker, the high flyer, the chop and leap from the Houston Rockets. That kid can.
They have Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Fred VanVleet, and then Asar Thompson, who was a rookie this year. His brother plays for the.
Jalen Green, that kid can leap.
Asar Thompson and Ahmed Thompson are twin brothers. I don't remember which one. Asar Thompson.
I want to see that ball kid get off of Charlotte.
Yeah, we were talking about LaMelo earlier.
Oh, LaMelo?
I like
baby.
LaMelo.
You like LaMelo?
I like the way.
I like Lonzo.
Very smooth. Very smooth.
I like
Lonzo.
Lonzo.
Gotta stop being so hurt. Man. He's too injured.
I just like Lonzo like as a person. I feel like
he's a good dude. Really good guy.
And like, dude,
I like
crazy.
Him as a person too.
My generation making fun of. I mean, I was making fun of those kids the entire time. Every time. Well, I was making fun of their dad more than anything. Making fun of their dad.
I like
was
LeVar,
like,
but go ahead.
I did not like. I was like, bro, shit. Like, who cares? All 3 of these kids got to the league though. That's all that mattered. LaAngelo.
He didn't make it.
But he was on a team.
He could have.
He's a good player though, man.
Yeah,
He could have. He just didn't want to. He wanted to go be a rapper.
He's just very much. He's not as good as Lonzo and LaMelo.
He's not going to be as good, but he made it. He made it.
Yeah, he had a contract. He was on a team like.
But he went to go be a rapper.
And LaMelo is. I was telling Denzel earlier. Like the Hornets suck ass, but LaMelo is disgusting at basketball. Yeah, it's nuts. And Lonzo was. It's funny because Lonzo was on the Lakers.
Lonzo, Kuzma, Ingram.
For his career.
Yeah, exactly.
I think playing with LeBron is just not a good thing.
It's one of those where it's and LA does have that vibe now where like LA very much has been in this realm of like they don't develop a ton of talent, but they do get the best talent at some point. I mean, like they got Luka, which is crazy. They've had
Luka's
LeBron.
not a great talent.
But you had AD. Luka's pretty ridiculous.
I don't think he's trash. I just don't think he's a great talent.
I think he's a great talent, but I think he's just lazy.
I do think he's lazy.
He never comes in.
He is terrible. He is terrible.
Maybe that's what it is.
He definitely, but he does
skilled.
But he does have the dog. Like, you want to talk shit? Like, I'm gonna drop 50 on your head now. Like, you want to talk shit and tell me
He
I'm
has
ass, I'm gonna
moments
drop
where
50.
it comes like that.
You
man.
know,
Yeah,
but
where
you
you're
know-
like, holy shit, like, can you miss a shot, please?
bro.
Like,
But
Real talk.
you know what the deciding factor for me was with
Luka?
LeBron? No, with
LeBron?
LeBron. When we traded Ingram, Kuzma, Lonzo,
I was happy about that.
we traded all
And
of them.
Hart.
And Hart. Traded all of them.
It's
all,
crazy.
For all of them to be all-stars like the next year in the game.
Yeah.
Then I knew
That-
he was the problem.
but that is, to be
I
fair,
knew
that
he
is
was the
point,
problem.
that
Denzel.
is the Laker effect.
No,
The
no,
LeBron
no,
effect.
No.
Joe, the
No.
LeBron.
See,
Not
here's
the-
the-
bro,
no.
wait,
I'm not
Laker
even let you have
effect
this.
or the
No,
Laker
no.
effect or LeBron effect?
No, because
There's a
Kobe
difference.
would have worked with them, and if they didn't want to work, he would have got him out of there. LeBron don't even give him the chance to work. If you're not on LeBron's page, you are going, and he gonna act like
But
he didn't do
LeBron-
anything.
LeBron
Facts.
wasn't even on the team
Facts.
when Bi and Lonzo all got drafted. Like, Lonzo never played with LeBron.
Yes, he did.
I don't think he did. I think
he did.
Lonzo played with Kobe.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did. I'm like 90%. I'm like 80% sure. I more or less just say it's the Laker effect because when I think of the, like,
Yes, LeBron played with Lonzo Ball.
Yes.
oh,
I
okay,
knew
heard.
I-
Where did they play? On the
Lakers.
Yeah, they did.
So it must have been like, yeah, then
They
a
got
year
traded to the
Lonzo
Bulls.
dipped out. Yeah,
Because they had
yeah.
Caruso in them back that time. Yeah.
Yes,
They
okay,
tra-
yeah,
'cause
they
they
traded
traded
and
him.
got Caruso.
traded,
Yes,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
heard.
yeah.
So
No,
what about
Lonzo.
Julius?
He never played. He never played with Kobe.
He did not play with Kobe.
Damn.
Kobe was gone.
That's pretty wild, actually.
What's
But
wild is
my
Kobe's
point.
last
Okay, so
game.
here's my
dropping
point.
60.
Here's my point, Kev. I say it's the Laker effect because I have not seen a season of a developed player on the Lakers other than Kobe. Like, the Shaq didn't get drafted to this.
The Lakers?
Yeah.
He got drafted to Orlando.
Yeah. So,
Neither did Kobe.
Kobe got drafted to the Lakers.
He
but
got, no, he got,
initially,
yeah, he got traded.
He got traded. He got drafted
on
to Charlotte.
the draft, yeah.
And they
He got
traded.
traded the night of the
Charlotte.
draft, so he was on the
Jerry
on the
West wasn't
Lakers.
having it. True
But
story.
so here's my point. So that's my point, though. Like, other than Kobe, in my time, I have not watched a person develop on the Lakers ever. I've never seen it.
Magic, Kareem.
But that's what I'm saying. I
in
didn't
his
watch it.
time,
Oh, yeah,
that's a
sorry.
fair argument, Jay.
Like, I've never watched
No.
someone on the
That's a
Lakers
fair
develop into a superstar player.
Outside of
granted,
Kobe?
Yeah, which even like I wouldn't even say I really got to watch Kobe because I was young.
Okay.
Well,
He was still
you had
fairly
Trevor.
young.
Well, Trevor Ariza, Shannon Brown,
I wouldn't give Shannon Brown that. Even though he could jump out of a gym.
out of the gym. But Trevor Ariza might.
Yeah.
Trevor Ariza. That's developed.
Semi. But again, are we saying like developed into a superstar?
No.
Oh yeah.
Only
right.
the last person to do that was Kobe Bryant.
That's what I'm saying. So that's more my thing. But which again, I'm not saying is wrong. I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like for me, I've never watched the Lakers develop. Like again, we can shit talk. You guys can shit talk Book all you want. Devin Booker might be the best son, other than Charles Barkley or Nash.
In the history of basketball? In the history of the
in the
franchise?
Suns, yeah,
In the
yeah, other than the
franchise?
Suns, yeah, on the Suns. Like I would put Nash and Barkley, maybe Amari, but like,
Kevin,
Amari.
Kevin Johnson?
but I'm not putting them up. Yeah, I say I didn't get to watch any of that. Like for me, it's I have a signed ball by Amari.
Book is
I got
so
to watch
underrated, man.
Nash. Wait,
Book is so underrated. You don't think Book is underrated?
You were shit talking him earlier.
No. Hold on, Joe. What I said was Book is a phenomenal role player. He's not a superstar. Because
Yeah,
watch
he's
this. A superstar, watch this. When Durant went to Phoenix, right? Book took a sidestep seat to Durant. Durant showed up and was the man.
Yeah, it was Katie's team.
Now, Steph Curry kind of postured in that manner as well, but
okay.
he was still a bona fide superstar.
Hey, it's my team.
Huh?
Steph was like, it's my team.
It's still his team.
Like, hey, you can come and adapt. It's gonna be my team though.
Exactly. Book is such a great player, but I don't put Book in that category of elite superstar.
What would he need to do then?
His ball IQ is damn near the same as Westbrook's.
Because like
That's a good
this
question,
year,
Joe.
because like
What do we
this
have to
year,
do?
this year was
ball
difficult for
IQ.
me but like this year is like I think it is personally difficult to play with KD. Because I think KD is you have to have like if KD isn't shooting the ball, it is a problem.
It's his personality.
Books.
No,
Book's.
KD's,
No,
like-
Book's personality. Listen, Book, in my opinion, as far as the talent, the jumper, the hops, the game, he's solid, man.
I mean, his jumper might be the prettiest jumper.
It's beautiful.
Might be one of the prettiest jumpers. If not
Booker's jumper is just cream, bro. But he's not a mental dog. He's not a dog.
And I do think the past 2 years with KD have affected that.
Yes.
Because I think in the finals, I mean, he dropped 40 in the finals twice.
Yeah.
They lost, and it was like, holy shit, how do we lose in this game?
Right.
But I do think, and I think, so what, for me, what is difficult, which again, this is Arizona sports in general, is like these insane talents that are not thrashed around, but like Book played for 7 years before they made the playoffs.
Right.
Like he was with Goran Dragic and Eric Bledsoe.
And he balled
stuff,
out.
and he was doing great. You get Chris Paul, you get DA, you build this team up, and they go to the finals.
Yeah.
And then you've gone from, like he played, I mean, bubble, they went 7-0 in the bubble, and he hit a game winner over Kawhi and Paul George, and I was like,
Beautiful
holy shit, like Devin
Solid.
Booker might be disgusting.
Well, he ain't him.
And then
he's nice.
they went to the finals, and I was like, all right, cool. And then when KD came to the team, again, I think personally that Book adopts his leaders.
He's a better version of Derek Fisher.
His elders mentality.
Hold on, Denzel. He's way better than Derek Fisher.
I said a better version of Derek Fisher.
I wouldn't put them in the same category. Derek Fisher is Mike Conley.
Yeah.
I put them in the same row.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Right.
I like Mike. I would take Mike Conley over Devin. I think Mike Conley's.
All right, that's
You would
crazy.
take
That's crazy.
Mike Conley over Devin Booker?
I think his ball IQ is better.
There is not.
But like Mike Conley's not doing anything.
No. Devin Booker is like 8 planets better than Mike Conley.
Yeah, I would still put Book in like the all-star, just not superstar.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
Maybe I just don't like his game.
Yeah,
Maybe that's what it is.
Which
I
could be
just-
totally fair as well.
I just don't like his game. I don't like.
Who, Book?
I've watched him play live, like gone to the game and all that other stuff. I think he just makes stupid decisions a lot.
Interesting.
That's
I'm
why
a huge fan. I think he's really a good player. I think he's better than good. I think he's not great. Like, cause Book could be like Devin Booker. He won like 45, 50. You're like,
I'm
damn.
not saying.
I mean, he has a 70-point
You know
game.
what? You know what?
Literally.
That they lost, which I think is a
You know who
that
he's
is
like?
more. But that's a testament.
And he was efficient in that
That's
game.
a testament to me of who Devin Booker is.
He's
Devin
like
Booker dropped 70
he's
points
like
in a
a
game
J.R.
on
Smith.
on
That's what he's like for
55.
me.
Bro, he dropped 70 on like 55% shooting, and they lost the basketball game. Like
He's like a J.R. Smith for me.
Bro, when you shoot the ball that well and you put that many points up, it's not your fault.
I'm not
It
saying
has
this.
nothing to do with you.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he's like a J.R. Smith for me. But I like J.R. Smith.
I think he's
more
smarter than
because
J.R.
funny.
Smith.
no, he's better than Jr.
I don't think he's better than J.R. I think he's
J.R. Smith
smarter
is
than.
a
I think
freak
And
he's,
is still
he's
getting
smarter.
doubled.
He's
I think
smarter.
he's smarter.
Coming out of the half, Jaden McDaniels in the corner for a three-pointer. Misses that one.
But I
Rudy
also
fighting
think
for the rebound. Doesn't get it.
I
They
also
get it
think
up
J.R. never took basketball
to Buddy.
seriously.
Inside to Santos. Get it out to the corner for Jimmy. He shoots a three-pointer. Misses that
Fair
one.
argument, Denzel.
I think that's more. I wouldn't say he's smart. I just don't think J.R. ever took it seriously because he was such a talent.
Conley.
Is Carmelo Anthony a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Mike
Nope.
Conley inside Rudy
Nope.
Gobert.
Oh, Jesus. Nope. Carmelo
Real quick,
Anthony
Buddy
is
Hield
a
inside
Hall
to
of
Pajemski.
Famer.
Gets the lay. 49 to 62, 13-point game out of the
Now
half.
this is the subjective thing. Now let me give you my 3 favorite players. My
Jimmy-
3
Jimmy
let me give you
McDaniels
three
over to
favorite
Julius
players.
Randle.
Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant,
Drives
Carmelo
inside.
Anthony.
Fade
But
away
me
for
to
Julius.
give you a
Cash.
Hall of Famer,
Damn, Julius is going to cook today.
And
Julius
this
is balling.
64-49.
Go ahead, D.
for me to give you a Hall of Famer, you have to have a ring. That's just me.
That's not fair, dude. That's not
You
fair.
saying Chris Paul's not a Hall of Famer?
Charles Barkley's not a Hall of Famer?
Nope.
Oh, my God.
Nope.
Denzel.
Because you don't have a ring.
Jimmy Butler
I don't care.
gets it over to Pachemski.
AI,
Pachemski, three-pointer.
You don't have a ring.
Cash.
Great
AI,
shot.
Pachemski.
Great shot.
AI.
Cash, chat.
Great shot.
52-60.
Denzel. Bro, that
It's-
is a savage statement, bro.
It's subjective. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my
I'm not
God.
gonna lie. But if you don't have a ring, you're not a Hall of Famer.
Dominique
for me.
Wilkins?
Nope.
Ant gets
Oh
it over to
my
Conley.
God.
Three-pointer from Conley.
don't have a ring.
Cashes in on a three.
Wet. Woo.
52 to 67.
Conley,
Just trading
cold boy.
buckets right now, bro.
Yeah.
Trading buckets.
You
you
can't
don't
trade
have a
buckets when
half.
you're down
For
like
me, you
this.
don't have a
facts.
ring. You don't. It's like
That's not fair, D.
But like Chris Paul would
cold.
have a fucking ring if the league didn't deny the trade.
Chris Paul has no heart. I just said that out loud.
Chris Paul.
He
Okay,
has no
never mind.
heart.
Back to the game. Jimmy Butler inside. Julius working on Julius. Fade away.
We know I'm
This is
working on
that
my
one. This is that
PhD.
one.
Do I
Yes,
get
you
a
are, brother.
Do I get my PhD without the dissertation? Exactly.
That's not a fair comparison, D.
How's it not fair?
It's not fair, D.
But that's
That's
you on
not
your own.
fair.
Oh my
Sometime-
God! Mike Conley!
No, that was
Was
that
it?
that
Was
Ant.
it?
That
Oh,
was
was
Ant. That
it?
was Ant.
And with a
This is
three-pointer.
getting
Look,
ugly.
yeah, look at
They're
that. He
up
better call a
18.
timeout.
This is getting ugly.
He's like,
I'm
this
surprised
son
they
of a
didn't just
bitch.
call
I've
timeout.
And like
trained him.
Denzel said, Anthony ain't even playing hard. He just,
Pachemski drives inside, tries to throw the ball off of.
I
Rudy,
understand.
gets the-
I tell
Denzel,
people,
that statement was so wild, bro.
I understand it. It's completely subjective. That's just how I feel about it.
Cash from Mike
You're not a
Conley.
Hall of Famer without a ring. That's just how I feel about it.
D.
I know it's savage. It's ruthless.
So,
it's
like,
messed
if
up.
Dirk didn't win a chip, you're saying he's not a Hall of Famer?
Damn straight.
That's crazy. That's just an insane
so
statement, bro.
What
What about Kobe?
Say that.
You're saying Kobe don't win a chip. He's not a Hall of Famer?
As my favorite player. No, he is not a Hall of Famer without a ring.
You can't use Kobe because he got 5 rings. He's just like, he's nuclear.
So MJ without a ring
Is not a Hall of Famer without a ring.
Oh, God, Denzel. Come on, bro.
Let me see.
52 to
Allen Iverson without a ring is not a Hall of Famer.
That is so wild to say.
It's savage. I know it is, but that's just how I feel about it.
Quick, I'm gonna change the battery.
AI was a monster.
Not saying he wasn't a great player. Not saying he was an all-star. Not saying he was a superstar. You're just not a Hall of Famer without the ring. You go into the league to win championships. If you do not win a championship, then you just played in the league.
That's not fair.
You can say it's not fair, but life ain't fair. It's life, you know? Some people wish they could have played in the NBA and they were my height. Some people feel like I didn't take advantage of my height.
I'm so one of them.
Exactly. You get what I'm saying? Life is
good
not
point.
fair. That I never said life was fair.
Okay, here's where that argument.
You can give me anybody. Give me anybody. I'm gonna say no.
But here's where that argument doesn't carry weight for me. Watch this. So Draymond Green has what, 4 rings?
Mm-hmm.
I would not. To me, is Draymond Green a Hall of Famer? No, he's not.
No.
With his 4 rings.
No.
With his 4 rings, he's not a Hall of Famer to me.
No. But
He is not scratching the surface of players like a Carmelo Anthony.
He's not.
Charles Barkley, Carmelo. Oh my God. Stockton.
Let me put it like this.
So it's unfair. That's unfair to example.
I understand why you're saying it's unfair, but I'm not having to win a ring is not the only reason why you're not a Hall of Famer.
Elaborate.
It's other things like
Such as?
Draymond is just not a good player. Like
I wouldn't agree with that. He's good.
he's scrappy.
You need. He's an exceptional. He's an exceptional scrappy player.
He's scrappy. And you put him on any other team, he's not doing it well.
You put him on any other team, that team is better.
That's because of the scrappiness,
They
though.
might not have chips if they don't have Draymond. Draymond and Andre Iguodala anchored the defense
Joe,
entirely.
that is a great statement.
'Cause
Without Draymond Green, it's questionable. That was a beautiful dunk.
It was.
He's
But
not
he's
a Hall of
not-
Famer.
but
But
there's-
without Draymond Green, does Golden State have 4 rings? No.
No, they don't. But
No.
I put it like this: Robert Horry got like 100 rings.
He
He's not a Hall.
he got 7.
But he's not a Hall of Famer.
Okay, that's a good argument. That's debatable. He's hit game bucket be like game.
He's not a Hall of Famer. Derek Fisher's not got rings. He's not a Hall of Famer.
Derek Fisher's not a Hall of Famer. I agree.
There's more to winning chips.
Robert Horry,
And
Hall
then
of-
Robert Horry wasn't a bad player.
he got rings with the Spurs, Lakers. I don't. That's a good argument. I have to look at the numbers on paper because Robert Horry was solid back in the day.
Yeah, but he's not a Hall of Famer.
Argument.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
But
having a ring,
But to say
having a ring
not
doesn't
have. Just to say not having a ring. Oh my God.
No, you're not a Hall of Famer for me.
Bro,
You're just
okay,
not.
okay.
It's just, I'm telling you, it's subjective. It's how I feel about it. I feel like
I respect that.
You went to the league. You went for the money. You went for the fame. You went for the glory. But you went for the competition and
I've
to
seen
win.
Carmelo Anthony literally end people's careers with his jet, bro. The kid,
Yeah,
Carmelo Anthony was
I
so
just said
nasty, bro.
I said Carmelo Anthony is my 3rd favorite player of all time,
But not a Hall of Famer.
not a Hall of Famer.
Oh my God, that's so
But I don't.
that's blasphemous,
Here's my
bro.
thing, Kate. I just can't.
That's
I'm
like
from
heresy.
New York. I'm from New York. So when he was in Syracuse, I was like, hell yeah.
He
When
was a monster.
Yeah, but let's also look at the reason why Carmelo does not have a ring, because Carmelo did not play defense. The one time he played defense was with the Western Conference Final
that's
against Kobe.
But that's my point. Why,
Tracy McGrady, Tracy McGrady now,
Why
Hall
should
of Famer.
Carmelo Anthony be tasked with dropping 50 points as well as playing astounding defense?
Who's the better player,
I don't think
Tracy
that's- I
McGrady
still
or
think that's
Carmelo?
fair.
I'm taking Tracy because Tracy plays defense.
That's fair. That's fair.
And I'm saying, and I've
And
already,
I think
I've already said-
Tracy's a better scorer. So.
and I've also said,
But would you
I don't
consider
know about
KD
better
a Hall of
scorer.
Famer?
Who?
Huh? I don't-
KD.
No, I don't consider KD a Hall of Famer. Just because you have a ring doesn't make you a Hall of Famer for me.
Okay,
either.
I'm gonna disagree with that. He got the 2 rings. Not to bunny hop your argument on having the ring helps you get right, because for me, Carmelo, KD going to Golden State, it's just offensive. every fiber in my body. I just don't agree with that.
Competition-wise.
LeBron wasn't a Hall of Famer to me until he won in the Cavs.
I disagree with that. LeBron James is an absolute freak of
Even when he
nature.
won, I don't know if he had enough resume. To be
If
a Hall of
LeBron
Famer.
James did not have a ring, he's still a Hall of Famer, hands down. Too easy.
Yeah.
If he
you can't lead in every stat.
He wasn't a Hall of Famer to me until he won with the Cavs.
Yeah.
Now with the Heat, no.
But yeah, to me, he didn't have a ton of time.
With the Heat, he was a role. Okay, if I said LeBron James was a role player when they got bounced by Miami in the finals, and he got D'd up by my boy Jason Terry. LeBron was a role player that year.
I'm always of the ilk that D Wade is the best.
On that team?
Yeah, no, D Wade out of Carmelo, LeBron, and Wade. They always compare those three. D Wade is the best. LeBron is the second. Carmelo is the third. If Carmelo would have played defense, he would have been above.
Hold on,
LeBron.
you're basing it on not okay. I won't say careers because LeBron's career, the past stat is crazy.
Yeah, he has the greatest career of all time. Greatest career of all time.
Facts.
He's the Zeus of career.
Yeah, I give you that.
Like I'm not even gonna.
He was a professional.
That's crazy.
He passed his stats like brilliant.
Look, and I'm not even talking about the stats. I'm talking about the discipline to keep your body in shape, barely in trouble or any type of adversity. Still, like most people like him at least as a person. Maybe not to play with him as a person.
He seems like a wonderful individual.
Yeah, like
LeBron James.
LeBron James as a
wonderful person.
as an individual,
great father.
Yeah,
has
as
done
an
everything he can
individual,
for the community.
Goes home to his wife.
Yeah,
oh
like,
my God, bro.
Hasn't really been problematic in the realm of like PR type of
that's
things.
what I'm saying. A first-class citizen as far as a person, but
to
as
be
a,
that
Draymond Green with a pull-up three.
so
crazy.
career-wise, he's the Michael Jordan of career.
I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that.
It's not even. I'm not even.
arguing that.
I don't like him as a player at all.
Yeah, but
At all.
you can't
Like, I
say
never
someone's had
liked
a
him.
better career than LeBron at this point.
Yeah, like no, yeah. There's no even 5 years
with
ago.
a turnover.
Even 5 years ago, you
before
really
the
couldn't
Lakers,
say that. You
Kuminga
5 years ago,
drives,
you couldn't
gets
say
it
that.
stripped, Buddy Hield gets the ball.
People were like saying, "Oh, is he the greatest player?" No,
Back up
but
top
he has
to
the
Draymond,
greatest
gets
career.
Pochemski. Yeah.
You're hands down.
I don't
Jimmy
think
Butler
you'll
drives
ever see
inside on
anybody
Jaden
else play 20
McDaniels.
years.
Gets the foul. It's going to be another foul, and Jaden McDaniels is getting torched by Jimmy Butler.
Say that again, Dan.
I don't think you'll ever see another play that well in this advance for 20 years. I don't think they care enough to play this at this level.
Yeah, no, I do think
For
the
20
20 year thing is pretty crazy to me.
I think because you got players that are coming into the NBA and they're already multimillionaires because of this.
Yeah.
That's going to be hard to.
Well, so random. So real quick, I went to Brophy. That's where I went to high school. Yeah, I went to Brophy. I graduated from Brophy.
Talent coming out.
Yeah,
Bad
super
boys coming out of
great.
Brophy.
My friend just got drafted by the Cardinals.
Okay.
Or I don't know if I'll call him friend. I played football with him 1 year.
Acquaintance, you knew of him.
Acquaintance, yeah. And I invited him to come onto the show, and he was like, "Oh, dude, after the football season, I'd love to come do basketball." And I was like, "Oh, sick." Denzel Burke, yeah, he's a 5th round draft pick for the Cardinals. His first rep as a corner was against me in high school. And I hated him because he was trying to take my spot. And I was like, bro, we're not gonna lie. If I was coming off the ACL, besides the point.
That's crazy. My name
he's nuts.
my name is so common
dude,
now.
it's
What,
nuts.
Denzel?
He said his name was Denzel Burke.
That
I was like
was
one
not
in-
a common name back in the day.
Yeah, I was like one in a million.
No one was Denzel but Denzel Washington.
Yeah, Denzel. Yeah,
It was
Denzel
just
Burke.
us two. Now it's like 50 of us.
Yeah, he stayed an extra year at Ohio State to win a chip. He was at Ohio State. He was a starting corner for Ohio State.
And Julius Randle's been wearing around Draymond. He's been draining the hell
Dude,
out
yeah,
of
this
Draymond.
game is Dante
I
behind the
love
back,
Dante.
inside.
Good move.
Hey, oh my God, gets the bucket, 74 to
He's
56.
a quiet killer, bro.
I
Yeah, he
hate
is.
that
He's
we
the dude. He comes
traded
off the
him.
bench
Y'all
and goes
trade him,
crazy.
D?
I don't know.
He's solid, bro.
Because they needed Cat. Get it inside to Jimmy. Jimmy gets it inside to Draymond. Draymond goes up against Rudy, doesn't get the bucket. I think they're gonna get the foul on the first shot with Draymond. Dude, he looks so.
But like I
oh my
said,
God.
just because you have a ring doesn't make you a Hall of Famer. But if you don't have a ring, you just not a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, so for you, it's just a qualifying factor. You
Yeah,
have to have
exactly.
it before. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean that you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, is a very fair point.
Horrible point.
Again,
That's so unfair, Denzel. But it's okay.
To me,
Life ain't fair.
Life ain't
but
fair, player.
to be fair, I do think Chris Paul is a good example of he doesn't have a chip. He's been a part of a
He's a Hall of Famer.
been a part of a 2-0
Is he?
loss. Been a part of a 3-1 loss.
You know-
Is he?
Go ahead, Joe.
Is he?
I would ride the Denzel bandwagon on Chris Paul because I just have a thing about when he was in Houston and not playing when they could have went to the finals. It just irked me.
Yeah, and the dude. I mean, Lob City Clippers. He was one of the most
Bro,
entertaining
come
times to
on,
watch
man.
basketball with Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, and stuff.
Sometimes you don't get excuses.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't-
Pochemski
Good shot.
step back,
I never
midi,
really
59 to
watched Chris
74.
Paul play. Is he
He's a great-
actually good?
Chris
Yes.
Paul. Chris
As a
Paul
point
is,
guard? Yes,
yeah,
bro.
he's an
Yes.
insane PG, bro.
He is
It
a
is
dope PG.
It is crazy.
He's dope.
Like again, like I'm not saying like
dope.
I'm not saying that like he would have won one chip if they didn't deny the trade.
He wasn't a dog though.
I think they would have
maybe
won.
that's what it was
But
for
with
me. I
Kobe,
never
bro,
saw the
and
dog.
Shaq, like they legitimately might have won like 7
No,
rings.
remember
in a row,
it
bro.
wasn't Shaq.
No,
It
no,
was Dwight.
it was wasn't it Gasol?
No, it was
No, it was
Dwight.
Dwight.
They
It
were
was
gonna say
Dwight.
Dwight and Gasol. And
Yeah,
Paul
they were
when
like
when
absolutely
in
not.
prime, and they said no.
Can you imagine a Kobe?
Nope. You know what it would
Travis
happen?
LeBron wouldn't have these championships. I'm telling you.
No.
Oh my God.
And I think Dwight would have messed it up because Dwight didn't have no dog in him.
No, he does not.
CP does talk a lot of shit though. CP talks a
CP?
lot of trash.
I mean, he
Yeah,
talked
him,
a lot of
him
trash.
and
He also-
Him and Rondo.
him and Rondo.
Yeah,
that
he
they
also
arch
dude,
enemies.
dude, they hate each other.
Yeah,
dude,
Rondo
with
can't
passion.
stand it.
Real quick, 59-74.
And I understand why, because I think Rondo's a better player than Paul.
Jimmy in the post on Dante.
That's a good
Gets it
argument.
back up top to
I think-
Draymond. Dude, Draymond, stop shooting the basketball.
He airballed a free throw like his friend LeBron. Wow.
They get the rebound though. Podziemski with the ball now.
Shoot that, man.
He's
Shoot
gonna
that.
pull up a 3-pointer.
Cash.
Makes that one. Don't matter. Missed the first one, get the second one. 62-74. They're bringing it back a little bit. But you can't. Again, you
third
cannot
quarter.
continue to just keep trying to come from behind.
12.
You have to get like you got to. I always give a point. You got to get this lead to like 6, maybe 5
if they
before
start-
it matters.
if they-
Like you're not
nice
getting
move.
back in this if
I love
Podziemski's
that
getting blown
kid's
by
game,
Dante.
I love his game too.
Podziemski up
He
the
reminds
left
me of
side now.
Trevor Ariza.
Drives inside.
I'll give you that.
Not the maybe
Trevor
not
Ariza a better
necess-
defender.
Not necessarily the
Three-pointer
same play
from
style. Just he just
Kuminga
reminds me
misses
of
that
him.
one. Buddy
Yeah.
with the rebound.
Trevor Ariza.
Turnover. Jaden
Defensive.
McDaniels with the turnover. It's going to be a foul on the Warriors. They call it a take or
Minnesota's trying to get home and rest. They ain't
Yeah,
trying to.
they are
play
trying to get
they
home
trying
runs.
to
Dude,
finish
I
this
mean,
out.
like we said, I mean, you're playing against. I would think that did seem like a take foul. I do
I
think
like the shoes.
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
I do think though that this next series, the East,
That's
the
one thing I do when
finals
I'm
for the
playing ball.
the conference
That was the
finals
reason
for
why I
both
bought
these
the crazy
teams.
color shoes. That's the
Yeah.
only reason. Like
I have a pair of book ones that are like pink with like the sunburst on the bottom of the like the sunburst shoes.
You're a book fan. He's a book fan. I don't get it.
I'm just saying the
I'm
shoes.
not
I'm
devout.
saying the
I
shoes
just
are
like
sick.
he-
I have to be devout. That's the only guy I've watched
your
like
guy.
stand around for a long.
Yeah.
I mean, again, like my whole point with Arizona sports is like we had Fitz, bro.
He's
And,
like a Chris
dude,
Paul
The greatest. Is
Dude.
Fitzgerald the greatest
Yes. I would say
Arizona
athlete.
athlete?
No, Randy Johnson, 100%.
Yes.
Randy
yes,
Johnson won 3
Yeah,
Cy
yeah,
Youngs
yeah,
in a
yeah,
row.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
has to
yeah,
be.
Randy
We had
Johnson.
this debate not too long ago.
Savage
Actually, like it was
picture.
kind of
True
crazy.
story.
MLB The Show too. I don't know if you have Randy Johnson. Crazy card in MLB The Show.
Oh,
Rudy
yeah,
Gobert
this
with the
game's
yam. It's just 100 mile an hour for 70.
Fitzgerald
pitches in a game.
Fitzgerald number 2.
Yeah, I would probably put Fitz too. I think Charles is up there. Like Brandon Webb. Like there's a couple baseball guys that like are pretty nuts for the D-backs.
Great
like
pass. See that guy is just.
I love him
He's
as a
a
player.
good player, bro.
Damn, we shouldn't have traded him.
dude, Dante's gonna be around for a long time.
Dante is solid.
He's
bro.
gonna be playing for.
He's
a
so
very
looks
long
so
time.
unassuming.
He reminds.
Yeah, 100%.
That's know what he reminds me of Gallinari. More
What's
of
up, Danny?
Gallinari.
What's up, Danny? Thank you for stopping by, brother. Appreciate you. It's my buddy who was massive Laker, massive Kobe fan.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of
So Kobe fan, shout out to you. Well, Kobe fan too, Laker fan. Like screw LeBron
I
and
respect
everything about
LeBron's
him.
game, but
And
the
basketball
flopping
wise,
has to go.
no,
Floppin has to go.
we've had this argument.
Yes.
LeBron is not that good of a player. He's just big.
I don't know about not good.
I can't. LeBron's peak was absolute madness.
It was, but
Yeah.
that's not based on talent or skill. That is based on athleticism, which is something you cannot control.
LeBron James's IQ is
And-
nuclear.
Yeah,
Brilliant player.
and his
brilliant
athleticism
player,
is,
but his
is astonishing.
but his
Yes.
skill set does not match his IQ.
At his peak, I can't agree. I cannot agree.
When it was
At
his peak was with Miami.
Second year in Miami, he was an absolute
But
maniac.
but look who we played with.
He played with some. In fact,
Ray and
who,
Bosh
and Chris Bosh is underrated.
Yeah,
I do think Chris Bosh
He
is
was a
underrated.
double-double machine.
If he didn't have the vein
Yeah,
thrombosis
issue.
thing, he would have
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
would have had a
Again,
much more accoladed career.
Yeah,
Again,
true story.
Again,
Yeah,
his peak years was with Miami, and then that 1 or 2 years with the Cavs.
sure.
Again, what did I say? He cannot play with people who are not all-stars. Because as soon as he went back to the Cavs, what happened?
He struggled. Yeah, he struggled. But
But
I'm
again,
sorry.
but again, is
And he-
that
and he
fair to say that's
And he
LeBron's
struggled
fault?
in the East, and the East was not good. The only other real contender they had was Boston and the Knicks.
But I'm gonna say this to that argument. I've heard the argument that the East is weak.
the East was weak. Now
I
don't-
agree, but
I mean,
it's still
in
it's still
comparison-
it's
in
still the
comparison-
NBA, and when you can take a franchise, like think about this for a second. He played for Cleveland, they won a chip. He played for Miami,
they
they
won-
won a chip.
they-
He
they-
played for the Lakers, they won a chip.
Hold
And
on, hold on.
he's
hold
the
on,
common
I'm not-
denominator.
No, I'm not. No. I'm not giving him Miami. Fuck no.
You're not giving him
Fuck
Miami?
no. Because Wade was already a dog down there.
True.
And
yeah.
the year Shaq got injured, he had to take over just like Magic, and they still won.
But again, the point to Derek's point, it is
LeBron's the
wherever
common
LeBron
denominator.
has gone.
He's the common denominator.
Other than when he got drafted, he has won a chip.
He's the common denominator.
He
is.
I think.
Like they're not winning the bubble chip against Miami against Miami and Jimmy without LeBron. Like I do think AD is a.
I think Miami would have won without LeBron though. D Wade and Bosh. I think they could have got there. Yeah, I think they could have.
Wait. Against who?
Not against the Mavs. No, God no. That man. I don't know what Dirk had. I think that was the year he got married.
Yeah, I mean that might be the most insane. That's
that
probably
the year he got married
the most insane shit
ever.
Miami did not win a chip without LeBron.
The run he had to go. He went through what? Kobe.
Yeah, he went through the Lakers.
He went bananas,
Spurs, and he kept getting stopped by the Spurs.
Yeah. He went to
Duncan's a dog.
Manu.
Yeah. I will say this, and this is gonna be a hot take. If there's anybody I say would be, I think Kareem is number 2 as far as greatest players of all time.
Okay.
But if I'm giving number 3, the only person I can make an argument for that might be better than Kobe is Tim. And I hate Tim.
The Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant argument is a good argument. That's a very good argument.
And I hate Tim Duncan. I hate him because I hate
remarkable player.
But that
I
man
had a passionate,
is an assassin.
I had a passionate distaste for the Spurs.
What are you doing?
Shoot
the ball.
Chelsea went up to the ball, dropped it instead. Dante now with the ball.
And the reason why I hate Tim Duncan is to me that was Kobe Bryant's biggest
Dante
enemy.
to Ant.
Yeah, it was.
Ant drives inside, gets the lob to Rudy.
They are killing.
Yeah, dude. Ant and Julius.
Ant has 9 points and enjoying life.
Yeah, dude. He just doesn't even have to try.
Number 2 gonna be unemployed if he keeps shoot the ball, man.
Pachemski, you got Rudy. No bag, just go.
Just go.
Oh, he
drives inside. That's a block though.
Oh my God, he's so
good
bad.
rebound.
Santos gets the rebound.
He's bad.
Gets it over to I think that's Kuminga. I can't tell who that is.
That was Santos, and then
they look like
it's
a junior high
top.
basketball team. This is bad.
Gary Payton
the
on
hezzy.
Dante loses the ball.
He's a
he
good
lost
defender,
it on his. He is a good defender. Gary Payton isn't his dad.
Gary.
Yeah, it's good.
Was he the glove?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Just making sure. I know a little bit of ball knowledge before I was born.
His father didn't have that
Mostly
kind of
2K,
bounce either.
but-
His father was a savage of a defender.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't get called the glove for no reason.
Exactly.
To be fair,
Defensive player of the year. He was great.
62 to 80.
See, look.
He's
See, he's
on
talking
his
to him.
ass.
Shoot the ball.
Kerr's like, God damn it, Pachemski, shoot the fucking ball. All right, shoot the shit. Okay,
But
get
like
that.
I said-
Put the rhombus circle in the
Other
oval
rhombus
circle.
circle.
Yeah, and score. Okay. Oh, they get a tech.
It's 2. He's 2 in his head. That number 2
Yeah.
kid. What's his name?
Pachemski.
Like, come on, man. This is the NBA.
he's
Shoot
trash.
the basketball.
Yeah, and you're fighting for your life right now, bro.
He's
Like,
trash.
dude, just
He's
shoot the
trash.
ball.
He's trash.
Look at
Jimmy.
But Jimmy's like, yo, just calm down, man. Shoot the ball, man.
Yeah, I do think I do think the West is going to be pretty wild next year because nobody knows
No,
where.
the East is pretty wild right now too, because the East. It's,
Well, like the young teams in the East are
Oh, it's the third
getting
quarter.
tough. Pistons getting tough. Orlando
Bulls
looking tough.
getting
like,
tough.
Yeah, Bulls. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's going to be interesting
I
to
hope
see. how
Lonzo
it goes
Ball
next
can
year.
finish
Cavs,
the
the
season.
Cavs.
This is that one. Yeah, Cavs are number 1 seed, 2 or number 1 and they were number 2 seed last year.
I like my man
Three-pointer
Mitchell in Cleveland.
from-
I like his game.
from Kuminga, 66-80. Still a 14-point game. It's
Sixers
a
ain't going
winnable
nowhere.
game if you're the Warriors still, bro. You have to just get
No, it's
stops.
not winnable.
It is.
It's
With how
not.
many threes they shoot, bro, you could get back into it. You just can't
No.
let Ant do what Ant wants to do.
Ant is not doing anything.
Santos.
Ant hasn't been playing really.
Yeah,
So
but
that man's
but that's
not
what I'm saying.
playing.
He's gonna go to work now.
Yeah, and look what we got here. That was really a foul.
That was really
Julius
a foul.
gets the
True
rebound though.
story.
It don't matter. Don't matter. Julius gets the rebound.
Look at the ref. Like, really?
I didn't call that foul, and you still didn't get the ball. 66-82. Julius is 8 of 11 with 3 rebounds.
19 points.
Over to the
Nice.
corner. Another 3-pointer.
Cash.
Misses that one. A little short.
legs.
Spencer doesn't get the rebound. Julius gets it.
I'm really happy
Oh.
for Julius Randle.
Bringing it up the court. Ant now
I'm
with the ball.
happy for him too.
Kuminga.
If somebody, oh yeah, this is a wrap. That man's starting to play. He
They
about
get
to-
Buddy Hield on him.
Yeah, here we go. Here we
Drives
go.
to his left hand,
Here
gets
we go.
inside.
Good move.
Euro step, slows down. It's too
Look,
easy
you
shot.
I
easy
can't
that was?
stand the Euro step, but that was
84-66.
You see how smooth that was?
was
That was
so
like fine.
easy.
Dude, the
That's
slowdown,
like
the top speed to slow down speed is what makes Ant just so difficult. It is very similar to Shea. Shea does a very similar thing where it's like full speed stop, and then like that second step, that final step that you can take
Good
is
move.
always
Good
good
move.
move
I
by
like
Kuminga.
him.
Kuminga's been cooking today, bro.
We made a statement earlier that I'm gonna renege on it. I said something earlier about Shea being a better player than Anthony. I spoke too soon.
No,
I don't know.
I
I've never
don't
seen
know.
Shea
I
play.
can't say he's so good.
I've never
But
really seen
I
him play.
can't say he's a better player. I would say that Shea does look like he has better skill.
Yeah.
Like his skill level, right? I think Anthony is a great athlete and he's strong. And so that helps him. Whereas this kid here, oh my gosh. His skill.
He seems real lanky.
Yeah, man. His skill.
And knows how to use
And
it.
Joe said it best earlier, man. Like the way that he's efficient 3 dribbles, boom. He's punishing, bro.
Yeah, I do think that's like the only reason I would put Shea. Shea does get like one thing that is insane about Shea is he'll mess your team up by getting you in foul trouble and like not bullshit fouls. Like
Legit.
like his 3 dribble
he's
plays.
very good at his length thing.
And it's just
He
it
is
is
good.
it is astonishing.
length
Like
thing.
your starting guard will be in foul hell in the first quarter, and you're like, all right, what are we supposed to do? Like I don't even know what we're supposed to do the rest of the game. And it's like, all right, now we're playing backup guys, and then he'll get your backup guy in trouble, and then it's all right, let's double team, and then it's over from there. Because again, the Cavs and the Thunder are very similar boat. You don't get to be the 1 seed by just being Shea, just being
It's
one
not by
guy, just being
osmosis.
Donovan. Yeah, Shea and the way the team is built, which again, I was telling Denzel this. The Thunder have an insane amount of picks these next coming years. Like they're in a crazy spot right now where they can go and get
Really?
pretty much. Yeah, it's like they traded away. Like they traded away when they traded KD, when they traded Russ, they traded Harden. All of those were like 4 picks that are now. Like they, however many years ago they traded
picks
away.
are
Like,
coming up.
oh, I want the first pick in 2027, and it was like, okay, crazy. And then
He
they,
got 9 assists. Wow.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Cash.
Listen, Dante, cash from the 3-pointer chat.
Why did we
87
trade
to
that
60.
man?
Bro, I was thinking the same thing, D.
Gosh,
Spencer
I love him as a player.
drives inside, tries to dump it. Just
was
no,
terrible.
no offensive
The school teacher gets a
cohesion right now
turnover.
for the Warriors.
This
And
is a
driving
dunk.
inside.
Oh.
Gonna be called
He
a double dribble
Fair call. Fair
for
call.
Ant. Yeah, it was a good call.
I don't know. That was a little foul too.
68-87, 2:16 left in the
Minnesota.
third. This game has
I was
not
about
been
to say same thing, D.
not been insane, but has
I
been
rock
it's a
those.
good game.
I rock that.
This next series, I do think will probably be nuts between whoever. The
yeah.
conference finals
Yeah, I'm
from
going-
both sides
What's
are
the
going to be
series
crazy.
with OKC and Denver?
3-2.
3-2, yeah, OKC. They just won They won the game last night.
Barely.
Yeah, barely.
What's the
barely.
next game at? The next game is
Tomorrow.
But where is it at?
Oh, 3-2. So it's back in Denver. Game 6 in Denver, because then it would finish in OKC.
I like Denver's point guard. I think he's
Jamal?
Jamal
Yeah, I like
Crawford.
doing that. I mean, it
Definitely
is
more than
crazy
Westbrook.
that, like, dude, watching Jamal, dude,
I just
Aaron,
read a report-
Aaron Gordon, bro. Oh my God,
just
bro.
Bounces
Thank you, Montre.
smack.
I
Yeah,
just
Montre,
read a
appreciate you for
report
stopping by.
today where like his teammates don't like him because he's immature. Westbrook.
Really?
Because he looked like an immature guy to me. And even when he was playing with KD and James Harden in
Harden.
OKC.
That's backcourt almost. Yeah, backcourt.
But
See?
his ego,
Yeah.
his
In the
ego is the
backcourt, right
reason
after
why
they got
they
the
did not win a
turnover.
chip. His ego is why they did
Steve
not
Kerr
win a
about to
trip.
pass out.
Is Steve Kerr a Hall of Fame coach?
Hall of Fame coach?
I don't know
Okay,
about the
here's
coach.
my problem with that. Here's my problem with that. Steve Kerr was given the keys to the kingdom based
By-
on a team that was built by
by-
Mark Jackson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mark Jackson built this team,
he did.
and they did him dirty.
They did.
Now, is he a Hall of Fame coach? It's hard for me to say he's not because
Yeah, 100%.
his 3-point shooting strategy
Yeah.
worked brilliantly
And
with
he
this team.
and he played to what Steph is like.
Bro.
Like Steph, I don't think Steph would have had the opportunity to shoot at the volume of threes early in his career
Fair,
without Kerr.
Great point, Joe.
Because I do think
Great
Kerr was
point,
at.
Joe.
I mean, because Kerr had the. I do think Kerr working with
Kerr was a
MJ.
good shooter.
And
He was
Kerr
a
with
mar-
MJ
he was
and
a
stuff,
marksman,
like,
exactly.
He knew like watching MJ, like the mentality you have to have as a player.
Yes.
And I think I do think he instilled that like throughout people. Like one of those where if you've played with MJ, I think your credibility as an individual
Is high.
it's insane. Like I do think it's insane. So
He's
I
Hall of
think,
Fame.
Dude, I do think that
He's Hall of Fame.
part of it. I do think so as well.
He's Hall of Fame.
One of those where I think it'd be again. It'd have to be a crazy argument.
I mean, yeah, because you can look at it this way. There have been teams that have been put together, coach gets removed, and then the team crumbles.
yeah,
after that.
yeah. I mean, the Suns are a good example of that. Like that you had Monty Williams.
He
you
took
went
them.
from
He made them a dynasty.
yeah. You went from where? Who are we talking about?
Golden State.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were talking about Monty Williams. I was like, we
No,
win
no,
shit.
No,
No,
sorry.
yeah, 100%. Like Dynasty, 100%.
Yeah.
And again, like, yes, maybe you got gifted KD, but like you said, like you still could have been Ash. Like you still could have been. You
Yeah,
won
you
2
didn't have to
chips.
put it
You could have had guys that you could have easily allowed guys to just be like, yeah, we won 2 chips, KD. Like if we win one, cool.
I mean,
think they kept
Dallas,
that dog mentality.
Dallas is a perfect example of that. When you had Steve Nash, Sean Marion, Dirk, and you had a few other players. Dallas was a perfect example of that. Where you had great players and it didn't work out. Even
Didn't work out. Yeah.
Phoenix was that.
Holy
You had-
shit, Julius. Dude, Julius is on a heater.
Great
Bro.
You
play.
had, even on Phoenix, you had Steve Nash, you had again
Amari.
Sean Marion,
Yeah.
Amari.
In their prime.
Yeah.
Rajah Bell. Was it? No, it wasn't Rajah Bell. Who was it?
Yes, it was.
It was Rajah Bell. Like again, and
Yeah,
what
Raj-
happened? And they never.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
never
Well,
went anywhere.
I mean, yeah.
And this was when Kobe
Lost to
didn't have
fucking
any-
Kobe.
But Kobe was
They-
a monster.
Yeah,
But
bro.
they ain't have
Eat my-
nobody but
eat my
Kobe.
ass, bro.
And
God damn it.
that man was
bullshit,
100
man.
gorillas against one man.
It's phenomenal, bro.
That man was 100 gorillas against one man.
Facts.
Like, I still remember that dunk.
Kobe was problem. Man.
Yo,
Tell you.
dog.
Dude, he hated the sun. It was so ass. Like I hate
But I just watched it. That's what I'm gonna say to you.
Hmm.
Start watching stuff on TikTok with the old basketball players, and you'll understand my perspective on a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
'Cause
100%.
Because
Well,
ballers,
which is why I brought you guys on. Too, 'cause
Genuine
it's such a
ballers-
different avenue of thought,
Genu-
basketball-wise.
genuine ballers do not hold the same people regard as civilians do.
100%.
true, D.
100%.
Like LeBron is not held into the same regard as Kobe.
No. Or like
Westbrook
MJ.
isn't.
Like, there's plenty of guys like Amon Shumpert who's like, dude, I've played with MJ or I've played with LeBron and I've watched MJ and like MJ like literally like people didn't want to play against MJ. Whereas
They
like LeBron
feared
it was
him.
like
They
yeah,
afraid
LeBron
of
it was
him.
like yeah, when you were playing against MJ in a series, it was like
scary.
It was like, damn it, dude, like we gotta play MJ again.
You're
Like,
telling your
fuck,
wife,
bro,
don't come
we're
to
not-
this game,
Yeah,
honey.
exactly. Whereas
Dog.
like not saying you don't have that same effect with LeBron, but
don't.
LeBron
You don't.
No, you don't.
and
You
I
don't.
do think part of it
You don't
comes
even have
from
that with Kobe.
I think it's coming from
You're
the
like,
stature of
He was
LeBron.
afraid of Kobe.
Not to the same extent.
Not
as
as MJ.
Not
No,
an
no,
MJ
no.
fear.
But, like, to
'Cause
me-
even Mad Max said it, and it was so funny the way he said. He said, "Dog, as soon as we got the schedule, I didn't care about no other game. We was drinking, smoking, doing
Yeah.
whatever. But I had to see when we were playing that motherfucker there.
Yeah,
That's how he
exactly.
talked.
Exactly.
And he
True
would
story. That's what he
look,
said.
and he'd be like, he would look, he wouldn't drink, he wouldn't do nothing when he knew he had
Yeah,
to
you were
play.
trying to be, which I do think is a funny. I bring this up in a lot of conversations. Real quick, corner three, it's gonna be a foul on the Warriors, no 3-pointer, or maybe just out of bounds. One thing that I think is funny is I do tell people is like, bro, MJ was nasty, and he was doing like smoking cigs and cocaine probably pretty often.
I don't know
No
about the
cocaine
cocaine.
with Jordan. He no cocaine with Mike, but mad cigars.
Mad cigars,
yeah.
mad
Mad
cigars.
cigars.
That's why I said I
Um,
felt like he did things intentionally just to make the game fair. That man played with the flu.
Like he did. He was like
Everything was
to your point, Denzel. It was actually recorded or registered that Michael Jordan went out and played. True story. 18 holes of golf before a game
Yeah.
Good
and
God.
stayed all night and then dropped
And Euro
45.
step, bang,
Yeah,
misses
I
that one, one of the
remember-
fouls.
So I think to your
Decision.
point, he did the stuff that Roy Jones Jr. would do to make it even more difficult for him against
Yeah.
And
competition.
I've never played golf. I've never
tried
played,
once.
I never
And
played.
again,
horrible.
I'm currently
I'm,
doing
ne-
this golf.
I'm not. I played it, but I've never played all 18 holes. Is it really that draining?
Yes.
Dude, it's
Is it?
so
It's
it's so
exhausting.
long, dude. It's so
It's exhausting,
dude. It's
bro.
so long, and like you're so focused on
Mentally,
on an
you're
individual.
drained, bro.
Yeah,
9 holes is
Really?
too much. Oh my God.
dude. I mean, you think
Yes.
so. Again, like if you haven't played golf, like
Yes.
it's hard.
It's hard to
dude,
conceptualize
Dude, it's hard
just hitting a ball.
Dude, it's so hard to hit a good
That's
ball
a
in
fair
golf,
question,
bro.
Denzel, but
Oh my
you're right,
God.
Joe. It's hard to hit, and then it is so.
I mean, I'm not saying you guys are wrong. It's just hard to conceptualize.
No,
To me,
yeah, 100%.
I imagine it like fishing. Fishing, I don't.
No. Fishing is extremely therapeutic.
I do like
I
and,
love
and
fishing.
chilling
I love.
compared
I
to golf.
figured
I
golf
think
was the same. I
golf-
figured golf was the same
golf
thing.
to me is the like it's the epitome of like individual. Like if you suck ass on a day of golf, like what's crazy about golf is you will go a day where you shoot so nice, and you're like, damn, dude, like
10 minutes later, you
I got my
suck.
yeah, dude, I got my first nine, front nine.
Yeah.
You'll be like, damn, dude, I'm you know, which for most people you're.
But I mean,
most people
isn't
you're
that-
not hitting par at all. You're
isn't
like
that-
up 10 or whatever.
Isn't that like your form and your back though? Because like I have bad back, so it's like even sitting in this chair right now, like you see me standing up and all that stuff, because it's hurting. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking like
Yeah.
that will be the reason why you
Golf is
would
so
be bad.
exhausting, and God forbid you try to go out there and be competitive.
Oh my God.
I didn't think it was exhausting. It just seemed therapeutic.
We'll take you golfing. I'll take you golfing.
I just,
Trust.
I'm
And
saying,
I'm
and this is
trash.
this is outside looking in. Like
Yeah,
I'm,
yeah, yeah.
I'm
100%,
thinking, I'm
100%.
thinking top
That's a
golf. Like I hate mini golf because it's so boring. But it's
Right.
like I never.
Watching like pros golf.
18 holes. is
Watching pros
mad,
golf
yo.
and like if you've golfed before,
is unfair.
dude, it's
unfair.
great.
They
Like
make it
you
look so
you
effortless,
could
bro.
give a pro like a 20. It's called a handicap is what you like
A
put on
handicap,
yourself to try and hit
exactly.
par. Basically, most people their handicap is like 10. Like you're giving yourself 10 extra strokes to try and kind
need
of hit
20.
par, and you're still hitting. So yeah, minus is good.
I
plus
get
is
it.
bad.
I know like.
So you'll be minus 10. Like you'll set yourself up minus 10. I'm gonna go play 9 holes today. By the end of that, you'll be plus 15. You'll be 25
Easily.
strokes over
Easily.
what you're supposed to hit. A pro, you could be plus like 20. They could play 9 holes and be like probably close to par. Like legitimately
And see,
astonishing.
To Joe's point, a novice like us, I'm less than novice. I'm horrible.
Then I'm less than you because I never.
Bro, when you go out there, just try to get the ball into the hole for like 3 holes, not 18, 3 holes.
Yeah.
The exhaustion of trying to do that because you're concentrating and you're trying to hit the ball, and then God forbid you're trying to hit the ball down the fairway. I'm never in the fairway. Like 18 holes is just madness.
I guess
It's madness. It is a madness.
It's crazy.
And it's the entire day.
But I'm looking
It's your
at
whole
it
day.
different.
It's the entire day.
I'm looking
Out
at
here
it-
it's tough too in the summer.
I'm not looking at it like I know. I'm thinking maybe it's because of the whole PhDs.
The sport itself.
Yeah.
I know statistically, I'm not getting that goddamn ball in that goddamn hole.
No.
I'm not even getting it close. So
Yeah.
fuck it, I'm gonna just play.
Yeah, 100%.
And maybe that's why it's not so
And
mentally
I think
exhausting for me.
the part
I'm
of
not
it that is
like I'm not gonna bet somebody to play. Like no,
yeah,
like, no,
absolutely
I'm not doing
Which
this.
like
I'm
my
just
boss
playing.
Mario that you met, which you didn't get the chance to meet Mario, but
Yeah.
Mario is a fairly good golfer.
Solid.
He's a pretty good golfer. And one of those where he is like, Joe, I don't want to play golf with you because like you'll take too long. Like I just don't want to play golf with you because it'll be so
I've been
long
told
for me
that. I've been told
to
that.
play golf with you. And like
It's exhausting.
what's crazy about golf is like it's so like yes, 100%. It is all form, all understanding
that's
spin.
technique.
That's
But
what-
like Denzel, you will think that you've hit this ball, the same damn way, like 8 times in a row, and it'll go 14 different ways when you swing 8 times, and you're like, what the hell happened?
I mean, maybe Derek can attest to this. Being a shooter, playing basketball, I can tell why my shot is off immediately. Just the slightest.
And in golf,
inkling. And that's the same thing. I'll be to feel it in golf. So I'm like, oh, I know I'm not gonna do this.
and you know
I'll
what?
be whatever.
And you know what?
Finally with another
You
three.
almost never solve it. That's what's so diabolical about golf. You almost don't solve it. Like, oh, let me make this.
And then you slice,
You're like,
and you're like, what the hell?
And then it becomes a compounded mathematical equation. You're like, I gotta go eat something. It's just,
Yeah,
it gets so
you get
frustrating,
so
man.
fed up.
I guess
Yes.
for me, like,
Put back by the Warriors
I
makes
like
it
that.
77 to 93.
I always say
11
my-
minutes in
my
the fourth.
gift-
The Warriors fighting for the live shot.
I guess my I always say my gift from God is my gift from observation. It's like observation. So I would know the slightest thing that I did different from the last time and say why I went.
You might be an amazing golfer. if you
Yeah,
give
to
it
be
time.
fair, I'm talking it up. You could be really good.
You
at
might
golf.
be really,
There are
really
some
good.
people who are just nuts at golf, where you're like,
True story.
You take them out and you're like, what the? Like, you've never played
Like,
golf?
you're lying. You've played this
Yeah,
before.
Or
Right.
you're like top golf and they're like Dale and stuff, and you're like, all right, well, like that's kind of messed up, bro. Like I brought you out to have fun, and now you're being an asshole. Like,
why'd you
don't lie that you haven't played golf.
You
Like, dude,
have
I've
to
never
gaslight
played
me,
golf.
bro.
Like,
even with like pool, like I like playing pool, but
Jesus,
I know,
that shot is horrible.
but I know what I
love
did
pool.
off.
Yeah.
That why I didn't do this or do that. I know why I did. I just even with
yeah, so
basketball,
hey,
I
listen,
could just feel it.
I'm gonna buy. The Top Golf is doing this 225 package. Okay, chat. If you guys don't know this, 225 package, you get unlimited golf for 2 hours any day of the week.
I'll get bored with golf before I.
But I just want to see how good you are. We can do it one time. But it's unlimited golf 2 hours a day from May 26th to September 1st. I'm gonna probably buy that, go in on it with like my dad and like probably one other person, split it, and you can bring 6 people. You get like a discount on food and
Sounds
stuff.
fun, bro.
It's kind of fire. It's just hot.
Yeah.
It's just hot. So which is why they have this whole plan coming up and stuff. 3-pointer finally goes for the Warriors. It's a 17-point game. They got the bench in right now for the Warriors. Santos got Kaminga in right now.
I like it.
We
wrapped
shouldn't see half of these guys playing for Golden State next year.
No. I don't even know what they're going to do next year. They'll run it back. They'll just run it back. They're going to run it back. They do need kind of a big.
They need to get some holy elixir serum for
They need a
Steph.
big-
Old.
They
They're
need a
getting old,
big.
bro.
They need
Give
to stop
Steph some
training.
time to chill with the hammy.
They need
Hammy
to-
problems are just bad.
Randall.
Julius with another 3 misses that
They need
one.
to
but
train a point guard to train take over Steph.
Rebuild.
Yeah, they need to start the rebuild.
yeah, they're definitely in the
Rebuilding
Ooh,
stage.
I like him,
good lay though.
I like him.
Dude, he was the one that hit the 3, the crazy 3. I
but
think.
he hasn't played the entire game.
No,
I
he
know
hasn't. He
isn't.
hasn't.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah.
I don't know his name, but I like him. 'Cause that was a rugged move.
But yeah, we'll go
Yes,
to
it
Top
was.
Golf. I'll say it's free. It'll be quote unquote free because I just have to just be on the thing. But we'll go to Top Golf because it is pretty. I do find golf pretty
Moody.
fun and like chill. Oh, it's Moses. Never mind. I do know
I
that.
thought it was Moody.
Yeah, Moses Moody is.
It's Moody. Moody.
Mike Conley, 83.97. Again, it's not fully out of reach,
Yeah,
but
this is
you're just gonna have to get stops, which they're not
This
just
is
not
the
gonna
game.
do.
When you have the center bringing down the ball, that's the game.
Facts. Jaden McDaniels drives inside.
Good bank.
He misses that one. Nas almost gets the rebound. It's lost. Jimmy in now. Jimmy playing later in the minutes.
Number 2 needs to shoot more.
Pochemski.
Nah, he's too scared. He's not gonna be there next
Oh
year.
my God.
Good shot though.
Good bucket. 85.
He almost has 20 points. He's like 19
if he had
points.
done that earlier on.
He's not as. He needs to be more assertive.
Pochemski, I do think, is also a second-year player. And again,
Oh,
you're
okay.
also playing. I don't think Pochemski expected to play as much as he is with Steph being out.
That's
To
a
be
good
fair
point.
as well.
That's a good point.
Was that an and one?
Yeah, well, he thought it should have been. I thought it should have been.
They
as well.
stopped play, so I venture to guess it was. They might be challenging it. But one of those where I do think, like, again, looking to this, like, because the whole point we started this conversation was that MJ was running 18 holes of golf before and then would go play.
Dropped 45 after
It's
that.
crazy to me to think of like an individual who like does that type. Because this is gonna sound bad, but growing up, like me playing football, like first couple of years of me playing like, because I played flag football, my parents didn't let me play tackle football. And then once I got like a taste of tackle football, bro, and I was like, all right, I'm pretty good at football. I could be pretty good at football. There was like a part of me that was like thoroughly okay with like, it's gonna sound bad, but with like killing someone. Like if I was on the field and I was lining up across from someone and they ran a bubble, I was like, yeah, you're not gonna play after this rep. And I always bring up this story from my senior year. When I come off a torn ACL, wasn't getting a ton of time. I just like didn't care too much about football anymore. I was like, it's not a waste of my time, but I was like, I'll finish the 4 years out of football.
Absolutely.
And I remember my coach was like, my defensive coordinator was like, Joe, we're gonna have you just run safety reps and just see like if you like safety. And I was like, sounds good. Like we have a couple more games left in the season, might as well try stuff. And we had a freshman who they thought was gonna be a great receiver, and they put him in just like the exposition on the outside, and it was. They were like, I knew all the defensive schemes because I've been playing in it for 4 years. And I just remember, like, I was like, dude, I want a spot. Like, how do I get a spot to play in the next game? And in my head, I was like, I just need to kill someone in practice. And
blow this kid up.
this kid ran a streak, bro, and I broke on it. And no part of me, which is again like this, me talking about the mentality of people and like what I do think separates people. I was like, yeah, dude, I'm sorry, but like you got 3 more years of football. In my head, that like I didn't think this immediately, but in my head, I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm playing for my spot my senior year. I'm going to blow you up. And I lit that kid up, and he didn't play the rest of the year, and I felt bad about it after. But take that mentality to games. I did not care what your intention was post. I played against Brock Purdy's, the quarterback for the Niners. Spencer Rattler's the quarterback for the Saints.
Not bad.
Played against a couple Chandler kids who got drafted recently. So one of those where I played against people like that, and I knew that like that's what their mentality was towards me, and I was always like, you're not gonna win this rep. And I think that is what separates people like MJ, like Ant, like Steph. Like, dude, it's not just about me like winning. Like, I hope you dislike playing this sport. Yeah, I hope you dislike playing this sport after you're done playing against me. And like my freshman year, I remember we were beating teams by like 50, and I was like they would sub us out. They'd be like, we're gonna run the third string guys, and I was like fuck that, bro. I want the score to be 70-7. I don't give a shit about how they feel, bro. Like, and to me, it was always that was the mentality.
Humiliate.
Let me put it even past that. There's a mentality beyond that, and I don't like you guys are gamers, so you probably know Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, absolutely. You big anime guy?
So. What's the difference? I'm an anime guy too.
Oh, okay, my God.
What's the difference between Goku and Vegeta?
Goku just doesn't stop.
No. You know what the difference is? Vegeta was always competing to be better than Goku. Goku was always competing to be better than himself. And I think there's a certain level of talent where people are just trying to be better than themselves. And to be better than yourselves means I have to go further, push it farther.
Yeah.
And your mentality is I don't have competition.
Yeah.
100%.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That's how I think. I don't like who is my competition but me? Who is stopping me but me or God?
Real quick. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Real quick, 12-point game. Santos inside.
This game is over.
Oh, okay.
It's over, D?
A bucket there would have been massive though.
Ant has maybe 10 points. Maybe.
Yeah, Ant is probably gonna go crazy in this last 4.
No, he's not. For what?
I don't think so. I think he can finish with 11. I think he has like almost 10 points.
I think the Warriors are going to get a little 5-0 run here.
But why? I don't need the 10 points. I'm just chilling. I'm not doing all this when I got to play. It don't matter. It's either I got between 2 demons, the dragon or the Cyrus to play against next.
Dude, this next series is gonna be crazy.
Then my next game, the Western Conference Finals, it's either hell or Hades I'm going to play against. It don't make a difference.
Dude, I'm gonna be out of town for all of it too. And drives inside, gets the legs. Too easy.
Yeah, he's
That's
not even
too easy.
trying.
99-85, 14-point game. Warriors gonna need to bang 2 threes here to make it relevant.
I'm surprised those
Podziemski
are
gets over
incredible
their big
stats
man.
he has right now. 16, 5, and 9.
Jimmy Butler in the corner. He's got Jaden McDaniels on him. Gets
And
over
he's
to the
not
other corner.
trying.
Podziemski. Rudy Gobert drives in. Or my bad. Podziemski drives inside on Rudy Gobert. 3-pointer from the big man. Misses that one. Hasn't been making them all series. Gets it out to Podziemski. Podziemski pump fake again. Moses Mooney drives inside. Gets the seal.
I like this kid.
Moses, you gotta make that one.
I like the kid.
Jimmy had the seal. All he had to do was lay it up. They get the foul though, so we get free throws. This is pretty good actually for the Warriors. If you're trying to make a run here to try and get back in this game. Moses. Yeah, he just needed to make this lay. Oh, they called a foul on the play. He tapped him in the chest. I don't think it was a foul, but
I think it was on the matter of like
they called it on the rebound. Never mind.
Derek can attest to this. When you think somebody's gonna bump you or foul you, so you overcompensate.
Yeah,
for
I
it.
agree.
99-86. Jimmy makes the first.
I've done it. We've all
free
done
throw.
it. Like if you play ball, you overcompensate and then it doesn't happen, and you're like,
It's like, dang, that was so easy.
yeah.
How'd I miss that?
Yeah, and then you forget about like why
Right.
you missed it.
So
Makes the second one 87-99. If you get a stop and hit a 3, make it single-digit lead. Second chance points. Holy shit! I mean, granted, the Wolves haven't had to have second chance points because they just made every shot. Jenny McDaniels gets over to Julius Santos on him.
I'll just keep bullying it.
Put the hold.
So the Warriors have had to go small now because of the. God bless. They call the foul.
keep
It's a
bullying.
foul on
Santos.
Julius.
No, Julius.
Oh, I
like
keep-
he busted the kid's face open.
Yeah, because he been doing that shit the whole game.
Yeah, it don't matter. Julius is gonna do it again.
Yeah, he been doing that.
Did he
shit.
just get his left arm extended into his face?
Look at that. Look, all that extra stuff. You're not supposed to.
Oh, we got him with that elbow.
Shoulder.
Was it shoulder?
Shoulder. Back
Into his
arm.
face.
Watch. That shoulder.
Ah.
Elbow. I think you're right.
Yeah,
That cannot feel good.
I'm
from
bullying
Julius
him.
Randle. Oh, they're gonna look for it. to be a
Julius Randle
flag.
been in the
They're
weight
gonna see-
room.
Let's see if it's a
That
flag.
kid been throwing that weight around. Strong, man.
Yeah, I'm bullying him.
Dude, he looks big as shit.
Yeah, he trying.
They're both big guys, but
Some big ass dudes.
Yeah, you see that? That's all types of fouls. All types of fouls. All
defensively, right?
But,
Yes.
but the league, the way they've been doing the playoffs, have been fine with that being
but
not
I'm
fouls.
cool with that elbow because I told
Yeah.
you to get off of me and you.
Yeah,
didn't.
100%. Which I think is the point of like we're gonna let you give and take, like
Like I remember playing ball with
because
one of
Julius does play physical like that too. Like you don't want to call the foul on all of
I
them 'cause he'd
remember
be giving
playing
free throws
ball
all
with
the
one of my
time.
friends, and he was like, I was like, dog, you just keep fouling, you keep doing this. He's like, man, this is a game, just play the game. I said, okay. Boom, boom, boom. Elbow right when I was going up. He didn't do that shit no more.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you gotta think. You gotta think.
But
that,
I hit him right in his diaphragm, and I knew how to
Yeah,
do it.
not
Like,
yeah. You gotta think Julius is just like, bro, I'm going to the paint no matter what. It don't matter to me.
I like his mentality.
Yeah, one of those where you're dominating. He's been dominating in the paint the whole series.
but
Like,
he's been
might as well keep going.
a solid player everywhere he goes.
He has been.
Yeah.
His first couple years in
I
LA
think
where he was
he's-
developing weren't great, but then after that, it's been great.
But he
since.
played. But he was playing with LeBron.
Yeah, exactly,
No,
yeah.
No, he was playing with Kobe. No, he was playing with LeBron.
I think Kobe.
I think it was Kobe.
Yeah, because he was before Lonzo.
This is the best basketball he's played.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Minnesota.
That's what I'm saying. Like what I said at the beginning of the show is like this trade between them and the Knicks. It really has been a benefit for both teams.
I
like
just don't like the fact that we got rid of
Dante. Yeah, Dante is the
I
missing
wish,
piece.
I wish we could have kept all of them and
But
they got called.
but the point of letting Dante go is because you had Jalen. So it was like they were fine with
Yes.
getting rid of Dante because they didn't need because Thibodeau doesn't play his seconds. He doesn't play his bench.
But Dante would have been great off the bench.
But Thibodeau doesn't play his bench. Like Thibodeau literally will run 50 minutes with just the starters. 3-pointer
That
up.
is retarded.
Cash.
Good shot.
It's a 9-point
It's a
game.
9-point game,
It's a
guys.
9-point game, chat.
Yeah.
90-99. Moses Moody 3 of 5. He's come on, had a great effect. Podziemski started getting going. Dante now on Podziemski.
Oh, he about to
Ant
start
with the ball
playing.
now. They double him.
Yep.
3-pointer from Ant. That's cash, chat.
Whenever it
I don't
gets
think that's a
like,
dagger, but that's pretty
whenever
close,
Golden
chat.
State's like, okay, we got an idea, and it's like, man, give me the ball.
Yeah, just let me shoot a 3 real
Exactly.
quick.
You see what I'm saying? That's incredible
fake.
ball IQ. And now you just take the wind out of their sails.
And then they turn
Dunk
it
that,
over.
Daniels.
Jimmy in
Get up deep.
transition.
Oh,
Doesn't
nice.
foul.
You
Moving
see
in
what I'm saying?
transition.
5-point
91-4.
transition that quick.
Yeah, that
You
was,
see what I'm saying?
that's rough.
And you take the wind right out their sails. He doesn't have to try hard right now. It doesn't-
14
it's-
point.
Yeah, I
That
mean, a
was
pull-up three-pointer is so much easier to
Great D. Great D.
so much easier
Look at this
to.
dunk. This kid dunks with the right hand. Wow.
left hand. Was that the left hand?
With the right hand.
No, this is right
actually.
hand. Yeah, because he knew Jimmy was behind him. Yeah, it's one of those where
Wow.
again,
Jimmy wasn't going
We
to
can
foul.
look to the
not
next
an open
series
court
now,
for it.
which is funny because it literally was just a 9-point game, and then you
Jimmy about to go to the
3
Maldives
points
and
too.
vacation
Yeah.
and just chill. Come on, man.
Yeah. Again, like we said, I do think it's such a difficult spot. Like, I was so excited to watch Steph continue to play. Steph went out, and it was like,
Does this go to game 7 if Steph is not out?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
This is
I would think it's 7. I think the Wolves still might win, though.
I still say the Wolves win, but it goes
Dude,
to
but like
7.
Steph would be scoring 30 a game on the Wolves.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta,
No one would guard Steph on the Wolves.
That's what I'm saying. You got to add 30 points to this.
Yeah, like
right now. Well, let's say we'll add 20. Add 20.
Yeah, even if you just did 20,
This is a completely different series if Steph is healthy.
Yeah, 100%. Just because Steph is, I mean, it is just the insane ability to score.
Yeah.
And they have had, I don't even know how many TOs the Warriors have today, but you're limiting more, which granted, TOs have been a problem the entire year for the Warriors.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a big.
And they don't have like a
big.
And they don't have like Pochemski's like kind of a point guard. Like, because Steph is a point guard, but he doesn't bring the ball up a ton. Yeah, he doesn't bring the ball up a ton, which again, when like Clay was there, it was easier because you kind of had 2 guys that were 2s, so you could kind of do whatever. Yeah. So one of those where they were in an interesting spot where like they don't have, like, Jimmy would have been a great guy again if Steph is playing. Like, Jimmy can then bring the ball up the court.
Jimmy with Klay Thompson.
Oh, Jesus Christ, he'd be insane.
I've heard reports that Clay trying to go back to Warriors.
Clay is trying to go back. It sounds like it's the worst because the Mavs are.
They're done.
I don't really know what the Mavs are doing in general anymore.
Goofy.
Well, trading Luka and then
That didn't make sense.
well, and then it
I don't
sucked.
think it was goofy.
It sucked because Kyrie tore his ACL.
I don't think it was goofy simply because Luka has already proven that he can't do it by himself. He's already proven he can't do it with Kyrie. Kyrie's kind of old now, so he maybe have a year or two.
What do you mean by not can't do it? Because like they got to the finals last year.
That was with Kyrie.
Yeah, but
people don't like to give Kyrie a lot of credit, but that's why
that kid is so good.
But that's why LeBron made it to the finals because of Kyrie.
Well, that's why Kyrie and LeBron aren't great.
The best of.
They're like they don't rock with each other very. Like Kyrie doesn't rock with LeBron too much. LeBron doesn't rock with Kyrie too much.
Because Kyrie is his own man.
Yeah, and Kyrie is very much if Kyrie didn't have to be like a public face, bro, he wouldn't.
And Kyrie is the asterisk on LeBron's career.
Yeah, I think that's fair. But my point back to the point of Luka, I think that they're fine. Like,
that will always hang over his head.
Like, dude, Luka and the Lakers are gonna be ridiculous in like 3 years.
No,
bro.
they're not.
I don't think so.
No.
Dude, all they gotta do is just build around Luka. I don't think it's. I think Luka's.
You build around.
I think. What do you mean? He averaged a triple double this year, or almost a triple double this year.
Yeah, but how many points is he giving up?
He gives up.
It don't matter.
Yes, man. You think it don't?
It doesn't. That's why they got to the finals last year.
I understand.
But they had AD last year, though.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
Oh,
No,
I'm sorry.
the Mavs.
Sorry.
They
had Kyrie.
The only reason they lost last year is because they played one of the best like formed teams in the Celtics.
No, they lost because they didn't have a big.
Exactly, that's my point.
They didn't
but
have a solid big.
But like
Kyrie,
the season,
Boston went losing last year.
Yeah, even if they had a big, the C's were still going to beat them in 5.
Maybe not, depending on who the big was.
I don't know. Kristaps is a pretty good big to at least nullify someone.
But he's not Giannis.
No. Oh my God, that'd be insane.
And I'm just saying, that's not Giannis. And you got an Al Horford who's a dog, and been a dog, always a dog.
But that's my point. Is that the C's are like they have the best defensive point guard in the entire league right now, in Drew Holiday.
Oh, good steal.
Best point guard last year, defensive point guard last year. Like
Holiday?
I don't think anybody would beat the C. I mean, to be fair, the C's were favored to win the finals this year. Like, I think that
I knew they were going to win this year.
That the way, yeah, I mean,
before even the injury,
back to back is always tough. I'd never really expect anyone to go back to back. But
I just knew they weren't supposed to win last year.
What do you mean? They were favored last
LeBron,
year.
okay, hypothetically here. LeBron retires.
This year.
The team, you're right. And then Luka, the team is Lucas. You really think...
This kid.
What was this? And one!
I like him, though.
You really think that Luka and the Lakers can be something?
No.
Not next year. I'm saying in
No,
3-4
maybe-
years.
No. Luka just doesn't have that for you to build something around him. It's just not. He's not the it guy. He doesn't have that it factor. He's a dog.
He is a bucket.
He's a dog. He can play and all that, but he don't play defense. So he's giving you 50 and giving up 40. So that's at least better than what Westbrook.
But that's my point. Is like who cares if he's giving up? If he's in my opinion, you can just go get guys like Jaden McDaniel. You can go get a Sar Thompson, Amin Thompson. Like you can go get elite defenders that are never going to score.
Sure.
Like Luka gets doubled every game and is dropping 40.
I understand what you're saying. When you're saying somebody who gives up, who will give you 50 and give up 40, because the odds are still better in your favor. But now you're working your defense harder because you're not
pull up.
You're working your defense harder because your defense is not playing.
Anthony Edwards.
You get what I'm saying? Your defense.
Yeah, 100%.
Your defense isn't
Another one
playing.
for
Your defense has to play harder to keep it up, with what you're not doing or the mistakes you're making, and that's what'll mess it up. I like Luka. I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's just not the guy.
But like they might have
And I'm a Lakers
like
fan, he's
this
just not
year
the guy.
they almost beat the Wolves in
don't-
that last game.
I don't know why people like to say almost don't count for shit.
But they didn't have a center.
That's like just advice.
That's your whole. That's your.
Luka
that-
gets Greek freak. Talk to
that's
him.
what, like trading.
Yeah, let's say the Lakers somehow land the Greek freak.
Well, they won't.
He
He's old.
won't go there with LeBron.
He's too old.
LeBron's out though. Let's say he's out. But they have nothing for him though.
Yeah, Giannis is too old for a team to build around. Because the Lakers are in like a soft rebuild where they're trying to like.
Soft rebuild?
I think it's a hard.
Yeah,
rebuild.
I think it's a hard
But
rebuild.
it's a soft rebuild just because you can't.
You should have never took LeBron, to be honest. LeBron's the one that messed it up because
Well,
you had the players.
They want to chip though.
I don't care
I
about
don't
that.
trade AD. I don't.
I
Trade
wouldn't have
AD.
traded AD.
I
think-
don't trade AD.
Especially
Hell
because
no.
they lost to the Nuggets. Like
Right.
you didn't get better at beating the Nuggets if you had to play them if you traded AD. I mean, to be fair, I was shitting on the Lakers as soon as they traded. I thought they were gonna not make the playoffs. Like I thought that their team was built horrifically bad.
It was.
And then they made it to the playoffs, and I was like, damn, all right, maybe I was wrong. And then they got sauced up. But here's my thing, okay? JJ Redick, first year, hasn't done a lot. First year, they were a 3 seed, 4 seed, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good year for your first year.
Not bad.
But that was based on AD being there.
But kind of.
And AD was there majority of the season.
But then they were
and he was healthy.
They were
He was actually healthy.
They were the number one defense post the trade deadline.
That's my issue with AD. And I understand why you wouldn't give up AD, but AD is like a glass cannon.
But he hasn't been the past 2 years. The past 2 years, he has played a shit ton of basketball.
Yeah, I'll give you that. And that's
Which is different.
Yeah, but I
I don't trade.
the 2 years is hard to account for the last 5 years.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Which again,
probability
I think for me it's different too because you want a chip. So like I don't really give a shit about how much AD's playing because like you want a chip. So like
Okay,
it sucks ass. We could have won more.
Well,
but to me, like dude, I would trade everything to have one chip right now. Like if you were like, hey, all it takes is for you to give up Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Royce O'Neal, all of those guys, but you'll get a
For one
championship. I'd be like, yeah, dude, it's fine with me, bro. I don't care.
You guys are thinking like civilians. I'm thinking like a businessman in industrial psychology.
Yeah.
I'm thinking what does that look like long term? How much money can I bring in? How much revenue? How much this? How much this? How much? Yeah, I get this one chip, but then all my damn
After
players
that.
are retired. What happens after that? Now I'm still in a rebuild stage, and I can't be rebuilt because I gave away all my picks.
Yeah,
all
everything
this,
too.
I gave up everything for
that
one
one
chip.
ring.
For that one ring, was it worth it?
As a business owner,
like-
no.
no.
But as a fan, I'm like, hell yeah.
Passionate fan?
Hell
Absolutely.
yeah.
Die on that.
I'm thinking of it as a business owner.
100%. Dude, if you were telling me I got to watch the Suns
yeah.
win a chip and be the
Yep.
first chip we've ever
I'm
won.
at the parade.
Dude, yeah.
Stop
Oh,
playing
dude.
with me.
Dude, I'm buying an Airbnb
I'm
on the
there.
road. I'm buying
Come
an
on now.
Airbnb on the road to be at it. Like, I mean,
That's not
I'm
a business. That's not a business decision.
I'm not gonna lie. I had paid for an Airbnb for the parade
I was-
of the Suns.
Yeah.
But when they went up 2-0, I was like, where are they gonna do the parade and stuff? Because they'd put out the plans, and I was like, I'm getting the spot for the parade. And then we obviously all know what happened. So
I was there for the parade for the Warriors. It was pretty cool.
I do think it's probably pretty sick. I mean, I would love to see one. You know, it'd be great
I was-
to be part of one
Just to be
ever.
part of
I was in the San Francisco.
I
in San
worked.
Francisco when
I
they won.
worked
I
at
saw
the
that parade. It was
World
pretty cool.
Series
Go to
for
San-
the D-backs.
I went. If the Knicks win, I'm
both
flying.
free throws.
If the Knicks win, I'm flying to New York for
Oh,
that
100%. Oh, dude,
That
dude,
parade is
a Knicks
gonna be-
parade would be crazy,
That parade is
dude.
gonna be lit.
Oh my
You know how many
God.
celebrities would be at that thing?
Oh my God,
That
dude,
parade
it'll
would
be
be
nuts,
litty.
dude. Rudy inside gets the
Litty.
lay. It was a 9-point game. Now a 13-point game.
And I told you this game. I don't have
Oh,
to.
my bad, 11-point game. Now a 13-point game. Draymond inside, outside, Pochemski. Jab step.
Shoot.
Gets inside, little lay underneath, 95-106,
That
4.5
kid's sitting on
left.
about 24 points.
Yeah, I do think if he was a little bit more decisive, it might be a closer game. It's gonna be are they hacking,
Yeah, 25
hacking a
25,
Gobert?
5 and 4, yeah. It's a good game.
I think they fouled Gobert on purpose.
Yeah, his
Free
free
throws.
throws are absolutely atrocious.
Yeah.
atrocious.
Dude, that guy was telling you, bro. Rudy Gobert has zero bag, but He does actually.
He does what he's supposed to do.
He does actually shoot pretty good in like these type of positions. This has been what the Warriors have done for every single game. Like the Rockets, bro, they just fouled Steven Adams for 4.5 minutes, and it was like, good God, the games went like this is 4.5 minutes, Chad. It's 8:59. It's about to be 9 o'clock. We'll see how long it takes to get to the end of this game.
Oh no, they shut him down. They said, no, we're not.
Oh, did they take him out? Yeah, exactly. Which is exactly what teams do. They have to go small. Which then it does work if you can get rebounds, but as soon as Julius Randle gets inside to get a rebound, it doesn't work anymore. Mike Conley gets it inside to Julius.
Good move.
Oh my God,
that was sweet.
Julius with a nasty leg.
Fun today.
Dude, he is having so much fun. Pochemski just shoot a three.
Michael Jordan type of
Pochemski drives inside, misses the lay, put back by Jimmy.
That was gold. That was like a cylinder.
Yeah, it looked like an offensive interference. It didn't look like it came off the rim. Jimmy was just with 16. Like I said, 17 points a game, chat. That's what kind of Jimmy's.
Good call.
It's kind of what Jimmy's up for.
It's a
Soft 17 for sure, but one of those where that's what. Oh
Good
yeah, that's too
move.
easy to Jaden. McDaniels with the yam on the assist from Ant. Yeah, Jimmy's gonna have to drop just three over and over. Just pull, dude. Just start pulling up.
Oh, did we finally get in the matchup at the end?
Get it to Pochemski. Dante on him. He drives inside, gets it over to Draymond. Misses that three. If he had made that, that'd have been kind of crazy. Outlet to Julius.
Good move.
They missed the hard foul. It looked like he tried to hard foul and missed it.
30 now?
Yeah, it might.
27.
It might be like 27, 28. Jimmy inside. He gets the foul. 3:12 in the fourth. Warriors fighting for their lives in Minnesota. It was a great pass.
I want to see that other layup. And that was a nice layup.
Yeah, the other one.
That was
So like
nice
shimmy in air lay.
That was a nice one too. Look at it slow.
Ant with the outlet
Hitting off
pass.
the glass.
Yeah, that's tough.
That was a tough.
Jimmy makes
that
the
was a tough
first
one.
one. So that's 17 now for Jimmy. 98 to 112. They're gonna call timeout. Steve Kerr's probably gonna ask him to miss it on purpose. Try and get a 3-pointer. Make it 101 to 112. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how this Eastern Conference goes now. Because I do think, like, Julius has been on a tear. But
He really has.
But like, dude, the Nuggets and Thunder.
Yeah, that's been a dog fight.
Will probably like match up against Julius pretty well. Like you'll just have Jokic. Like Jokic will torch Julius.
No,
from anywhere.
You put Gobert.
Gobert.
Bro, he's gonna torch Gobert.
Nah, he's not fast.
Dude, he doesn't need to be fast.
He's the better player, but
Gobert got pretty good defense.
that would be interesting.
I think he has pretty good defense, but I do think the Nuggets are gonna get eliminated. So I do think it'll be Thunder.
You think Thunder would beat? I mean,
Yeah, they're
not
up 3-2 right now. I don't
No,
see
but
the
if
Thunder.
it becomes, let's say Denver makes it.
Okay.
Do you think Denver puts out Minnesota?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Dude, Ant's gonna be the only person who gets to do anything on the Wolves.
No. I think
Jamal Crawford's gonna be a problem.
I think
Murray.
Jamal Murray, sorry.
Yeah.
I was like, Jamal Crawford, he still plays.
No, that's my point. Like
Jamal
Jokic,
Murray is a problem.
Jokic is is gonna be the runner-up for MVP this year,
Again?
behind Shea, because Shea's gonna win it this year.
Yeah, he deserves it.
Yeah, 100%.
If he was on the
83 to 80 is a crazy final score. Kevin Garnett had 32 in an 83-point game. That's wild, dude.
Yeah. They weren't shooting threes as much back then.
Yeah, dude, that's just hilarious. Like 83 points, 32 of them from one guy. You had
That's
51 points from everyone else on the court. Is crazy. But like, dude, Jokic, Aaron Gordon is gonna boss the shit out of anyone, physicality-wise. Like Julius and him will get into it for sure. Gonna be another. They're gonna get more free throws.
That dude is tough, man. This kid.
Pochemski.
I just don't like him.
I don't like. Right. I'm not a fan, but he has heart, man.
Yeah, and like I said, bro. I mean, it's got to be so tough coming from behind, from Steph, bro. Like again, if he was coming off the bench, Steph getting a rest, probably in a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
Probably in a pretty good spot, actually. He's getting another free. I mean, that's kind of worst case scenario for the Wolves. You do not want to just.
have 30 points, man. He's putting up numbers.
You do not want to give up
Yeah, he put up a soft 30.
more and more free throws. You don't want to keep stopping the clock. This is the second one, though. Don't matter.
Oh,
he's out of
elbow
bounds.
to the chest.
You didn't call that foul? Okay.
Did they call foul? Oh, okay.
That shit was crazy.
Foul on
He's so
Kuminga.
chill.
That was out of bounds. That'd been crazy.
Nah, he's so chill though. He's like, it is what it is.
Yeah, Jaden McDaniels has a very
He's not showing.
stoic personality. It is like how
It's
he
like, oh, you gonna
how he
foul me?
acts
That's
everywhere.
cool.
Yeah, literally, bro. It is so funny. Like,
Right.
but I do think like
I like this. I
Ant's
like
gonna
this
cook. Ant will cook Jamal like an ISO stuff. The Nuggets don't have great defense. Is all.
That's what I'm saying. Like you got Gobert. He's
Dude, but if
him and doubling Joker, him and Julius Randle kind of helping on the wing.
dude, but if
with
Denver
Joker,
can beat the Thunder, bro,
That's what I'm saying.
like Pochemski gets it. That was a great pass from
That was.
Pochemski, 3-pointer air ball.
that
They
was-
get the rebound
that was
though.
surprising. Good
Steal by Jaden. Tries to throw it off him, doesn't get it. Moody inside, or Kaminga inside.
He
Gets
had
the
a lot of
yam.
bounce, too.
101-114.
A lot
Hey,
of
you
bounce
see that?
length and yeah, that was the drop step.
That kid double pumped the dunk off a one step.
Drop
It's
step.
gonna be a foul on.
Exactly.
Another foul.
I think it was a delay of game. Something. Oh no, that was weird.
Can't
I think they were just calling it Wolves ball. Get the ball in, Dante. Bonte. They didn't even move. Just no one helped Dante.
There was nobody passing.
Dante was like, "What's going on?" It's good timeout there by Dante. Good awareness just to call a timeout. The Wolves is dude, that's insane. They're the 6th and 7th seed. Yeah. So here's my thing, Kev. The Nuggets are just so like they have championship pedigree. They have the runner-up to MVP this year.
That 1 year,
What?
that championship, that was so
Yeah, they won a chip
unexpected.
just 2 years ago.
That was so unexpected.
You got Aaron Gordon. Yeah, their team is just built pretty well.
If they can beat OKC, man, that's saying something.
Yeah, because that
That team is young and
They're able to do whatever they need. Like that team is so. Like there's a reason the Thunder are the 1 seed because the whole team is nasty. Like, but like I said, like Jokic had 44, 15, and 5 yesterday. They lost the game by 7.
yeah, he had 44 and 15.
Yeah. Jamal Murray had 28 and 4. They lost the game. Like their starting 5 are, which Christian Brown's not great.
What's Shea talking about?
Shea was, I think, at 30. At 31, 6 and 7. So very similar to Jokic, which is again, this is the conversation too. Like people were like, we want to see this series play out before we give the MVP, and I was like, that's not how it works. But I understand the thought process.
That's not fair. Regular season.
Yeah. There's a lot of guys that could be MVP in the playoffs if you count the playoffs as well. Like, but one of those were
that changes the whole dynamic.
like so. Chet,
Who was
Jalen.
MVP this year?
They haven't said.
Yeah, they haven't done it yet. They do it the day before the
I think
final
it's
start,
Shea.
I believe.
I think
I
it's
believe
Shea.
it'll probably be Shea. It's the best player on the best team in the league.
Often, yeah.
Usually, yeah. I say usually. It's not common. I do think good lord.
This man has been balling.
But like, dude, like
Man,
that
shout
type of
out to
stuff,
him, bro.
the Nuggets won't allow. Aaron Gordon's a pretty good defender, bro. And one. Pochemski's been cooking, bro.
I think he got 30 right now, don't he?
Something.
29,
Let's check.
29, 30.
I mean, he's just been
I still
on
don't
one.
like him as a player.
I think if he was more assertive, I would really like him. But
He's being assertive.
I mean, he's been.
now he is, but
I think it just took too long.
He's got 28.
Exactly, 28.
Maybe he might have 30 now. Oh, yeah.
11 for 19.
4 or 6 from 3.
Maybe.
I mean, he tried to fill in as much as he could as Steph.
Dude, he can play.
He
It's
can
just,
play. Maybe he just gave up too many. Like it seemed like he had
He's too
many
hesitant.
turnovers, too many
And
turnovers.
to be fair, the team like they're losing by 13, so it's tough to be like, look at the game he had because you're losing by 13. So like, what does it matter?
like his 29 points is
But
quite
like,
unattractive.
like
Yeah, that's what it
Jimmy's
is.
4
It's
of 10. Draymond Green's 4 of 11. Ant drives inside. Got the foul.
Ant got what, 16?
I mean,
17?
Kaminga's got 21. Yeah, Ant's got 20. Quiet 20.
Super quiet.
Super quiet 20. 20 and 30. He's got 20 and 12 assists.
Yeah, 12 assists.
And
Yeah, I
7
saw the
rebounds.
assists. I know the assists would be high.
It's funny. We're talking about the stats as they put them up. This is the first free throw.
Double, baby.
I mean, he could if they keep him.
An
Maybe
effortless
they could let
double-double.
him get a triple-double. Just force feed him rebounds.
No, he knows how to play well when he's not injuring himself. But
Yeah.
he's still a staple where it's like we still have to watch this.
Yeah, I mean,
He took the day off.
Julius went 13 of 18.
20 and 14. That's a great game. That's a great game.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty.
I mean, this kid had a great game too. He just had a.
It's ugly.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's not attractive.
And the rest of the team has just been not. What in the hell? Jaden McDaniel or Ant locked his ass up. Wanted a foul. Pochemski drives inside, gets it out to Jimmy. Jimmy with a 3-pointer. Misses that one. It's going to be Warriors ball.
That three is going to be dangerous next year.
Again, I do think Steph next year.
Butler's three?
I think that we were saying. I think they're just gonna just do it the whole summer, the whole off season, the whole preseason. Just like, bro, Jimmy, go over there, go stand in that corner and shoot. Yeah, 300 threes today, tomorrow, the day after that, and it'll probably be pretty wild since then.
I like this Moody kid too.
Moody's young. He's gonna be fun to watch. It's crazy because the Warriors are in a spot where like they do still have a pretty good team. That's gonna be young. They're gonna build around.
He's my guy.
Yeah, the Wolves, again, the one thing that is tough about the Wolves is if they don't get further than if they don't get to the finals this year, they're going to have like serious conversations about like, all right, what do we do? Like, how do we get, because you got to get better than the Thunder, or you have to get better than whoever you lost to, because like the Thunder aren't going to trade anybody. If they get to the finals, like they're just going to run it back. Be like, dude, we'll get it back. We'll get back to the finals. It don't matter.
If I'm Minnesota, I'm running it back.
Which is again,
regardless of going, I'm running it back.
I might add a player.
Yeah, free agency if you could. They're not spending a ton of money. I know Ant's contract is coming to a close unless they extended him recently. So I know you'll have to pay Ant a stupid amount. They might have re-signed him this year. I didn't think that was a foul.
I wouldn't have called that. I wouldn't have called that.
But like, you're in a good spot. You got Julius. Yeah, facts. I didn't really think it was a foul. He had his hand on him, but.
No, that's not a foul.
That's a good steal.
That's a good steal.
I think because of the other hand placement. If
see,
you didn't have that
90s basketball, that's
a
please.
steal.
Yeah, 90s for sure. But if you didn't have the other hand, do you get that?
Yeah, exactly. That is the argument. Is it enough to force you to get the steal? Right. I would feel like, to me, it was one of those where like they're kind of in tandem. Like, I don't know if one gave you more of an advantage than the other.
I'm taking him over Booker.
I'm not taking Mike Conley over Booker.
Absolutely not.
You're biased. I'm not even listening to you.
Bro, what does Mike Conley do better than Book?
I'm not saying he does. I'm just taking him over. He doesn't. I'm just taking him over.
I'm confused now. That doesn't make sense.
Just because a player is better don't mean like Michael Jordan's better, but I'm taking Magic over.
But Magic's the greatest point guard of all time. And that whole Steph argument, I don't even
make a three now.
Oh wow.
108, 119.
For years I said if I'm starting a team, I'm taking a prime Magic over anybody.
Yeah.
And I probably still would do.
Point guards are the most valuable.
Yes.
Most valuable position in the league. Like,
but Michael Jordan is just an anomaly, and we get that.
Yeah, like if you don't like that is, you look at every team right now. Like Mike Conley, serviceable, good enough point guard to where like your other guys can cook. Shea is an MVP. You've got Jamal, who's never an all-star in the regular season, but then turns it up in the second half.
Conley, good guy.
Helps him. Don't want to end a dude's season on a bad landing.
Good guy.
You look at the Cavs. You got Donovan Mitchell, Tyrese Halliburton. You got Jaylen Brown or Peyton Pritchard.
More of a team player than Booker for me.
Say it one more time, B.
Conley seems more like a team player more than Booker for me.
Conley's more as a. I mean, to me, Booker is a massive superstar in comparison. Massive.
Massive. It's just something about the way Conley plays and the way that Booker plays that I like Conley more. I feel like I can.
I love Conley's style.
I think I can do more with Conley. Get more. I think I can.
You can't build. You cannot build a team around Conley.
No, but I can integrate him into more systems than I can Devin.
But that's just because Conley's a role player. Like you could fit a lot of guys into other teams if they're just like.
Sure. Sure.
But I can fit Ant into a lot of teams.
You take in.
You can fit Ant into a lot of teams. You can fit Jimmy into a lot of teams. You can fit most superstars.
Joe, you couldn't fit Ant into a lot of teams?
No, because Ant needs the ball. Like if you're sending Ant to the Suns right now, it's not going to work at all. Because they'll just fight for the ball. Like if you send Ant to the Lakers right now, you'd be saying like, oh yeah, take shots from.
That would be horrible.
That's what I'm saying.
But we're talking about LeBron. Like those are outliers. I'm talking about, but Ant.
What about the Knicks?
You can put Ant on the Knicks.
Right now?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, you can.
No, you don't want him taking shots from Jalen and OG. Oh my God, I thought he made that. That'd have been so mad.
Why not?
Just because Ant needs the ball.
No, he don't.
He does.
He just proved that this game he don't need the ball.
But that's because he played point guard. You'd be asking him to take the point guard role away from Jalen or from.
But he's a small forward. He just proved this game he don't need the point guard. He don't need the ball. He just proved this game. He does not need the ball.
But did he prove that, or did Julius just go crazy?
That's what I'm saying. But as long as his team is doing, it's like a Jordan thing. Jordan didn't do what he had to do unless his team was not playing well. He was called fourth quarter Jordan because you got 3 quarters to do whatever you got to do. After that, I'm doing this.
This is a big statement for Minnesota to be second consecutive Western Conference Finals appearance.
Yeah, which they did get.
Look at Steve Kerr, man.
They did get shit on last year.
Such a good guy, bro.
It's sad, dude. I wish Steph. I think I made this comment to you guys about how I just wanted to see Steph play. Like,
yeah,
it's one of those where I know
it's a different series.
We're at the end. We're at the end of all of these guys' careers. So I want to watch them play more.
We're at the end of their
100%. It's just the end of an era, which is it happens. I mean, it happens. It's
how many
crazy.
More years Steph got?
It's crazy
1, 2?
Maybe two. Bro. It depends on how they do next year. Because I don't think you can be upset about this year. No. You had one of the best records going into the playoffs. You only got to the play-in. You were really bad in the first half of the season. You got Jimmy. You were really good. And again, I don't think there's a doubt in our minds that this series is different if Steph plays. And I think until that is no longer a fact, he'll continue to play.
See, I'm gonna say this: it's a high likelihood that Minnesota gets put out by Golden State if Steph plays. It is, man.
Yeah.
That's look when he played, bro.
Yeah, I mean it was torch
problems.
Yeah. It's just a whole different.
But it's a different game because you're talking about an anomaly.
Yeah.
Like he has that Jordan anomaly about him. Yes. But it's just with the shot.
Just shooting where you're just like, Jesus, dude.
And it's 3.
And his momentum,
you're talking about
his momentum jumpers
from the half
are going to create. Yeah, his momentum stuff is what's nuts. Like he'll be shooting, he'll shoot 2 threes in a row, both of them just past the midcourt, and you'll be like, holy shit.
He stretches the court.
An insane amount. It's so bad. You're playing defense at midcourt. You're playing defense. You can be off the elbow of the 3. By 5 feet, and you're like, I gotta be extended out to him all the way because I can't let him shoot the ball.
Exactly, and to that point, Joe, when he's extending the game like that, he's still a good passer.
Yep.
He's hard to stay in front of him, and guys are in position because you catch yourself just watching Steph.
Yeah.
Right, and then you have to double. One man is not sticking this guy.
Yeah, your picks, you're doubling off the picks, and
so it's different, man. It's different. Anthony's not taking a vacation in game 5.
Yeah.
If Steph's playing.
100%. 100%. It's which again, like my comment though about the Cavs, you got to be healthy. At the end of the day, you have to be healthy. Again, we can say whatever we want about LeBron's career. He does play a shit ton of playoff games. He doesn't take a ton of playoff games off.
Iron Man.
No, I'm not taking anything, not a damn thing away from that man's career.
Yeah, 100%.
Discipline as an athlete, and I. Like I said, the amount of respect I have for him as an athlete is phenomenal. And it actually makes me look at other athletes as lesser.
100%.
Because of how phenomenal he is.
He invests.
And how much he takes care of his body. You
truly love the game.
And he's the cream of the crop of this is how you should handle your career. Don't be problematic.
He's the model approach.
Be a good, as you grow and earn more money. Be a great father. Do as much as you can for the community. Do whatever you can to do any of that type of stuff.
But beyond that, he's just a big man.
He's a large human.
That's it. He's not
big fan of big mans.
He's not that great of a player.
I can't agree, dude.
I can't say not a great player.
He's not.
Bro, I've never watched someone better at basketball than him.
He's 6'8" and runs a 4.2 at 40.
He's a generational
locomotive.
He's a generational talent.
He's a 4.240 is crazy.
But
I don't agree with that.
He's not a generational.
He can't run a 4.240.
Not at 40. But he's not a generational talent. He's a generational specimen.
Yeah, he is definitely a generational. Again, there is no one else in the league that is even remotely close to what LeBron is whatsoever.
Think of the last 30 years who is remotely close to that man in physical specimen.
prowess.
The Admiral.
Oh, you mean Dave Robinson?
I mean, Giannis. I would put Giannis. Giannis is pretty nuts specimen-wise from Greece.
There's been a lot of specimens, but
not LeBron's specimen.
Because of his longevity.
He's been a specimen
ever
since he was 17 years.
But he's 40, still playing like he's 25.
In the 10th grade, LeBron starting in the NBA.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I know that sounds goofy, but true story.
But there's a reason he came out of high school already.
Bro, let me tell you something.
Expected
when
to
I saw him play for the first time in the NBA, my mind said, this man was playing against children in high school?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's unfair.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
The closest thing you get to him is KG. As far as physical specimen.
But KG was better. Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's the closest thing
I
you
would
get.
Is KG better?
Out of high school, I would say LeBron James is the best.
This is the first conversation
out of high school, but KG's
I would say KG's number 2.
Yeah.
And then I would say Moses Malone, then Kobe. Out of high school, I'm going LeBron, KG, Moses Malone, then Kobe.
Yeah,
that I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I don't know. Have you guys seen LeBron in person?
LeBron in person, no.
I've never seen him.
I've seen Paul Pierce in person, and they're the same size. And mind you, I'm taller than both of you, and that motherfucker's like just.
It is.
It's like what the.
I don't know if
like you don't feel at 6'4". I don't feel tall.
Yeah.
Standing next to him.
Well, LeBron was 6'9".
I've never seen LeBron. I'm saying I've seen Paul Pierce in person.
Yeah, I've met Paul Pierce.
It was in Vegas. And so you seen
I've been
Paul.
next to Paul Pierce.
Yeah, that man is huge.
He's a big guy. He's a big guy.
Like that man's not a little dude, and to say.
But as far as physicality, he kind of it's a little bit of a pale because of LeBron is his symmetry, bro.
Yeah.
He's built like he's chiseled out of rock.
Yeah. Every part of him is.
The same thing with like that's the key difference between Paul Pierce, LeBron, and Melo. Paul and Melo did not take care of their body the same way LeBron did. Not even close. And they didn't feel like they had to.
Melo is still a Hall of Famer.
I agree. I think Melo's a Hall of Famer.
I'm saying this. I'm gonna put the mic up to my face, and when I say this, Carmelo is my third favorite player of all time.
Who's one?
Who's one for you?
Kobe.
Okay. And then
It's a tie between Kobe and Magic. I like the
But Jordan's your GOAT though.
Yeah. A GOAT as far as what?
Greatest of all time.
Yeah, he's a great. Objectively, yes.
Yeah, an NBA player.
Objectively, yes.
You're saying personally your favorite.
But your bias, your guy is
Magic. My guy is Magic for
your one.
Yeah, for
Okay,
greatest of all time. Because again, I can't put Kobe in all four positions.
So would you say so? Who's your best Laker?
Kareem.
Yeah, I feel that's fair.
I would go with
Magic.
I understand why you would, but who's stopping the hook? And that man can shoot threes.
And
that man can bring the ball down the court.
It's difficult
and
for
that
me.
man had footwork. That man was a better version of Tim Duncan.
Who?
Kareem.
Kareem.
He was a better version of Tim, and that's saying a lot. Because Tim Duncan is an assassin. And like I said earlier, Kobe. If somebody's talking about a number 3 player of greatest of all time, the only argument I can say is Tim Duncan over Kobe.
Wait, so you have MJ, Kobe, and then Tim?
I have MJ, Kareem.
What's your top three? Top three.
MJ, Kareem, and then it's like a battle between Kobe and Tim.
Yeah.
And I don't like Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
Like
That's cool
as a Lakers, as a Laker, Tim
five.
Duncan is not. I can't stand that bastard as a Laker. But as a player, yeah.
Who's your top three, Joe?
What?
Who's your top three?
Well, it's different for me. Well, it would always be MJ. If they're saying personally, like
greatest players that you have laid eyes on
that I've watched, I have watched.
Forget the old school.
Okay, yeah.
Joe, what's your top three?
Okay, well, I can't say MJ. I haven't watched MJ.
You haven't seen no highlights or anything?
That's crazy.
I've watched. Okay, so if we're kind of like that, then yes.
Because eye test, MJ is like not human. But anyway, what's your
so
top three,
personally,
crazy to say you've never seen MJ play. Like you didn't even see him play on the Wizards.
No. I was like,
40-year-old Jordan was a monster. But anyway, go ahead.
That's like 2000.
What year were you born?
I was born 2000.
Oh shit! Damn.
That's what I'm saying. It's like a lot of the stuff is like it's difficult for me to put in context of yours. Yeah, just like
forget the old school. Who's your top three?
But put it this way: when Jordan came back to play on the Wizards, he was still intimidating motherfuckers.
Facts.
Yeah, 100%. You were still scared to play.
It was like,
it was a problem.
Yeah,
it was like, oh my god,
it was a problem.
So personally, I would still
forget Jordan. Who's your top three?
All right. So here, let me frame. Okay, this is the way that I do it. Because I think of your impact. That was funny as shit.
That was. He's like, what is going on?
Three.
Like this man doesn't.
Your impact on the game. Okay.
Okay. So
I don't have an order. I'm not gonna say an order.
No order. Top
Steph's up there.
Top
just because of the actual impact on basketball.
That makes sense because they literally
that he has had.
2K couldn't even come up with the algorithm.
And like they're at a point where they're like, do we need to change the 3-point line because too many threes are getting shot now? Like, do we need to change how the 3-point line works?
So you're saying, Joe, that Steph is in your top three?
Yeah, just because again, my point is like who changes basketball? Who's changed basketball? Steph is like legitimately you can point to like, look at this individual who has changed basketball. After that,
no particular order, Joe.
No order, yeah, no order. Okay. Just because like again, like it depends on like your impact and like if your impact is so ridiculous. I would put Kobe. Just because I got to watch Kobe. Yeah, I did get to watch Kobe a little bit. He torched the Suns. The Mamba mentality aspect of basketball and like the impact of like that Mamba mentality. Like my best friend, one of my best friends, Danny, like lives and breathes that Mamba mentality type of thing. Which again, I think your impact on
Kobe hang on my wall.
Your impact on the world, like when like I think it's different when you see a gentleman, R.I.P. Kobe, pass away, and you see the league and the way the league like go like. It wasn't like, oh, individual passed away, you know, it's unfortunate, here's a little tribute. It was like, no, this is an individual who is as close probably to MJ in the form of basketball that we might get for a very long time. The way Kobe played basketball was, I want to be MJ, which again is what people say limited him to that. Is he wanted to be MJ, he didn't want to be better than MJ.
I've had 4 jerseys in my entire life.
Okay.
And I've bought 3 of them.
Okay.
Kobe, Jordan, and AI.
Okay. So, what was that?
Yao. I think my mom got it for me.
Yao Ming?
Yeah, I think my mom got it for me.
Number 3 for me is Yao. I'm just kidding. I don't know why I had a random
You had
interest.
Steph?
Yeah, and Kobe.
Kobe.
It's going to be LeBron for him.
It has to be LeBron for me.
LeBron.
Just because
That's
of
fair.
the.
That's fair.
Even if you say the impact is creating big threes, even if you say that is like there is a reason.
That's a terrible impact.
But that's my point. He changed basketball in that direction. Like, hey, if you want to beat me, you have to make super teams because I'm gonna make them as well.
I respect the fact that he did it, and here's why. As a competitor, I hated that he did it. But business-wise, I respect it because you knew the team did not give a damn about you.
That's fair.
I don't know, bro. I might like put like KG because I liked KG quite a bit.
KG's funny. Like you on TikTok?
Yeah.
You watch his his interviews, like KG is funny.
Yeah,
he's like the random stuff. He's like, no, he did not say that to you.
No,
Like, he's like, Dirk called me the N-word. I'm like, no, he didn't.
I take it back. I might have to put Jokic for me.
Really?
Dude, Jokic
Steph,
is
Kobe, Jokic?
I don't know if there's a better center at passing the basketball ever.
Well, no, Tim is
I don't, but Jokic is like
He is so unassuming, but you gotta watch him play, and he's so sound.
yeah, and I think
So sad.
to me, I
he
do
don't
think
care.
he's
Like,
gonna
he don't care at
like
all.
people.
He's so unorthodox.
Yeah, like the way he plays basketball. Like, bro, if he gets within 3 feet of the rim, like it's a bucket. Less than
In
1
this era,
second,
yes.
less than 1 second on the shot clock, bro, he's throwing up a crazy 3. They're like, like his run against the Lakers 2 years ago, where like he had AD guarding him and was just hitting ridiculous shit.
He was baptized in it.
I don't know, but then like KD, like I don't know, like KD's pretty nuts as well. I'd have to develop it over the past over the past 20 years because like I would then think like Russ, like I'm gonna put Russ up there as well because Russ's run was crazy, but then like that also
triple-double run?
yeah, like and the
overrated player.
the
KD,
bounce from
overrated player. James Harden, overrated player.
but
Paul
like
George,
but
overrated
like
player.
to me
overrated player.
the mid-range efficiency of
Overrated
KD is
You know, I'm not
astonishing.
I'm not
Who?
lying.
What?
KD. So the mid-range efficiency of KD is astonishing to me. Like, which it's interesting because people talk about how
Carmelo had
the
the same
mid-range,
thing.
but it's interesting because people talk about how the mid-range game is gone in the NBA.
It is.
It is.
But all I've watched on the Suns is Devin Booker, Chris Paul, KD, like all of these guys who just shoot mid-range shots. So in my head, like everybody talks about like, oh, the mid-range game is gone. I'm like, bro, that's all I've watched for 9 years at this point is Devin Booker in the mid-range.
But it is because
it is 100% is.
Iman was a mid-range. Carmelo was more mid-range. D Wade was mid-range. Paul,
Dirk.
Yeah, Dirk was mid-range. Nash was mid-range.
Yeah. See, again, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, go to Chris Paul. Like, Chris Paul lives and breathes in the elbow jumper, bro.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
Devin Booker lives and breathes in the baseline mid.
So
like,
Jordan, Kareem,
Devin Booker,
Kobe.
is he a superstar or is he just an amazing role player?
like career-wise.
Yeah.
He's not a Hall of Famer.
Oh no, he's not a Hall of Famer. But
Nah,
he's only been playing for like 7 years.
Now, even with a ring, he wouldn't be a Hall of Famer.
No, but he has to play. He has to play for a much longer time.
Even with a
Hall of
ring, he
Fame.
wouldn't be a Hall of Famer.
But like again, you got to play for like
To
no
now,
like
I agree.
who in the NBA currently is a Hall of Famer, like who plays currently other than LeBron. Like other than
Greek freak's a Hall of Famer.
other than like
Giannis is a
yeah,
Hall of
like
Famer.
I would say Giannis.
Joker's a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Joker's a Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer.
Am I putting?
If Anthony Edwards gets a ring, Hall of Famer.
What about
All right, wait.
Anthony Edwards?
Oh no,
He's not now. What about Anthony Davis?
not a Hall of Famer.
He won a ring.
He's got a chip.
Anthony Davis not a Hall of Famer?
Glass Cannon can't give it to him.
Is Kevin Durant a Hall of Famer?
No,
Yeah. Katie's.
Kevin Durant's a Hall of Famer, boss.
not to me.
Katie's like the best
Kevin
7
Durant,
foot shooter.
Jokic, LeBron, obviously.
Yeah, Steph.
Steph.
I understand what
Klay Thomas?
No, I don't think Clay. I don't know.
Nope.
Clay's an awkward one because I don't
Klay
think
Thompson.
Clay's not as successful without Steph. Like that's the difficulty with me saying Hall of Famers.
Is Steph winning championships without Klay?
Not at all.
Not at all.
I put it this way. I put Clay in the Hall of Fame before KD.
No.
You know why?
That's a great
You know why?
argument.
You
That's
know
a-
why?
No, it's not.
You
It
know why.
is.
You
No,
know
it's
why.
not.
Joe, you
Bro,
You know why?
dude,
You
there's
know
in
why.
no realm are we considering
I'm putting
the
Clay-
second best player on a team better than Kevin
if
Durant.
KD does not come to Golden State, does he have a ring?
No,
He doesn't. He does not.
he.
He does not.
But what again?
Where do you put KD? He's getting a ring aside the Warriors right now. Right now.
Like if he got a ring right now?
Where are you putting it? He would get a ring.
He would have to.
He had to be on Denver, Minnesota, or OKC.
he'd have to be 6 years younger.
No, he just had. You can put him on a team. He can get a ring.
You put KD right now on Denver Nuggets, is
Yeah.
getting a ring.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You put him on OKC, a ring.
Facts.
All right, okay,
You put him on Minnesota, ring.
okay. But back to your point earlier.
But
you
he's not
said,
doing
You
it.
said he could Ant can fit on a bunch of different teams.
Yeah.
KD is the same way, except better than Ant.
I don't know about better.
Bro, if you put Ant on the Nuggets right now, they're not winning a chip.
Yeah. That's.
They're not winning a chip.
But if you put
They're not winning a chip.
That's a strong argument, Joe.
wait, if you put Ant on the Nuggets, they're not winning the chip.
No, I don't think so.
Fuck out of here.
Dude, there's no way. It just wouldn't work.
I'm betting on the
Now with
Nuggets,
Westbrook,
dog.
now
In that
with-
scenario,
Now with Westbrook,
Westbrook gonna sit. Come on,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. I mean, yeah. If you're doing that,
Yeah.
I'm saying KD's not Hall of Famer is crazy, but I
That's
think
mad.
But I do
KD
think.
is a
I've
Hall of
already
Famer.
said my third favorite players. You shouldn't be surprised at this point.
But like, what would make in your head? Like, what would make KD a Hall of Famer then?
Yeah, that's a
Like,
good question.
like I don't know what.
What
I don't
makes him
know.
a Hall of Famer?
I don't know what could make KD.
He has to get it. He has to get it by himself.
Why? That's just not. Steph didn't get it by himself.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't. He had Clay. You guys just said. You just said Clay's a Hall of
I see
Famer.
what Denzel's saying. I agree with Denzel because this team was molded. They got the ring
what team?
organically.
The Warriors.
Warriors, excuse me. The Golden State Warriors were organically put together.
Yeah,
It
through
wasn't-
the draft, through the building, through
Right now, they don't have those two chips. Those two chips when KD got there. Steph has two chips right now.
Yeah, without KD.
Exactly. KD doesn't have any chips without Golden State.
But my point is, so he goes from the Warriors to the Nets. It's not to me. It's not his fault they didn't win a ring.
He didn't make a difference.
They almost went to the finals.
He didn't make a
He was a shoe size away from going to the finals.
He might as well not make the playoffs. Almost just ain't. It just.
I mean, I will say that wasn't his
But-
fault because wasn't Ben Simmons was doing that little.
Yes, and
little
Kyrie
shit he was doing.
and Harden were
got
hurt.
injured. And
That-
wasn't
so-
Harden on that team?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
that's
it
what
was,
I'm saying.
It
So
was Harden, it was Kyrie, it was Ben, and it was KD.
correct. Yes. So,
I don't-
So here's
what
my
happened
point.
to
Here's my
Harden?
point.
What
Here's my
Nothing?
point.
Nothing.
Was Harden on that team? He might have not been on
Yes,
that
yes,
team.
he was hurt. He was out the entire playoffs.
Oh, he wasn't.
That's what I'm saying.
So it
that's my point. That's my point. Is that if, to me, I think it is not fair to KD to say you're not a Hall of Famer because you don't have a chip on your own.
He is
when he went
first
to
ballot,
when
bro.
he went to teams that were like when he went to the Nets.
Yes.
It was like, damn. All right. Well, the Nets are gonna win it. The Nets are gonna win a chip. They'll have to win a chip.
I was one of those thinking that.
Yeah.
I thought this was
Which is
a-
understandable.
I'm too.
Right.
Again, that's the Brooklyn Nets. I'm a New York team
Yeah,
fan.
yeah,
The
100%.
only outlier is the Lakers.
And those players, that team is on paper. Oh my.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
How you
ridiculous.
beating them?
Ben Simmons is the one that messed it up.
I agree.
He
And
messed
again,
it up.
so-
and
so-
I'm not saying that. He just, for me, that's just.
Ben Simmons.
This is my thing about KD.
He did look sick for like 1 year with the Sixers.
Again, this is my thing about KD, and this is my thing about a competitor. And I'm talking about, and maybe it's because I'm thinking old NBA.
You are.
Which is totally fair.
Yeah.
T-Mac ruined his entire body playing for the same team. Penny did it. Who else did it? Charles did it. Patrick did it. So many great players who could have went somewhere else and got a ring and destroyed their bodies playing for the same team. But there was also a level of loyalty that the teams had.
Integrity.
And
Right.
there was integrity there. KD never did it by himself. Even if he won with Brooklyn, I don't know if I would have gave him that ring. I mean that Hall of Fame.
I would have. Okay, so I would have so appreciated for him to win in Brooklyn.
Yeah, but I don't know if I give him that Hall of Famer still.
Oh, before he got to Brooklyn, I was like, that's a Hall of Famer.
I'm giving Kyrie Hall of Famer.
Ooh.
I think Kyrie's a Hall of Famer.
Kyrie's
by far, yeah.
Kyrie's that's first ballot.
Kyrie's handles, I think, even if he was
greatest of all time.
even if he was shitty at shooting,
I don't know about
I
greatest
like,
when you got Isaiah Thomas, but
He got dribble Isaiah.
But
even
like-
Isaiah says nah. That
But
man
like, bro,
dribbled
I
better
go
than
and watch Uncle Drew
Kyrie
highlights
Thomas is
of
nuts.
Kyrie. Like, I didn't know Uncle Drew was Kyrie for like 3 years. I was like,
Oh, you
like,
know,
I just like didn't know. So one of those were like, I would go watch Uncle Drew, and my older brother was like, dude, did you know Uncle Drew was Kyrie Irving? And I was like, holy shit, really? It was like, I was sick. But like, yeah, I would think. I mean, he's got a ring. Like,
I'm not saying I don't like KD
Like
as
you
a
said,
player. I'm not saying.
One ring.
Yeah, just one. Just one.
But that one ring put an entire asterisk on the quote unquote greatest player of all time.
Facts.
That one ring.
But
Because
like-
LeBron says that is what made him the GOAT. And I'm like, that's an opinion. As a man thinking, so is he. I don't agree.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Yeah. But
and he will always have a thing against Kyrie because he knows that's an asterisk. He knows, like, that is like the big
But are we saying
shadow.
that?
He
Like, are we
knows.
saying that's one? Are we saying that's one asterisk on the other chips he's won? Like, are you saying that
No,
LeBron was
no,
not the
LeBron-
best? Are you saying LeBron was not the best player on the Heat?
No, Wade just had injuries. Wade
You don't think he was the best player on the Lakers?
Yeah, I mean, but who the hell else was on the Lakers?
AD. When they won the chip.
It's a
Stop
fair
it.
argument to say that LeBron was not the best player in that. Because think about it. When they got put out by Dallas, Wade was the best player on the Heat. By far. We know that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The next year, LeBron came with a new mentality and played lights out basketball.
Yeah,
Right?
but also that's after Wade. Wade already had a bunch of injuries. Like I said, if you're talking about D Wade, LeBron, and Melo, Wade is the best player, best IQ, talent, skill.
After a peak.
Not after peak.
LeBron at his peak was
Peak. I'm taking peak Wade. If we're talking about peak Wade and peak LeBron, I'm taking peak Wade because peak Wade had a dog in him. Peak LeBron did not have a dog. Not
it's
without
really
Wade.
hard to argue against a peak LeBron.
I mean,
If you're not
understand-
talking Michael Jordans and Kobe's, it's hard to go against.
I understand that, but like, let's look at peak LeBron. Again, peak LeBron was with Miami for 3 years and with Cavs with 2.
Yeah.
You don't get the same LeBron, peak LeBron.
Say that again.
You don't get the same peak LeBron once he leaves the Cleveland, Miami.
Yeah,
You
you're
get
saying
what I'm
from Miami to Cleveland.
So
Back to Cleveland.
exactly. So who's the asterisk on that? D Wade and Bosh, because both of them had
Yeah, I mean,
dog
Ray
in
Allen
them.
hit an insane three.
And again, his
Without Ray,
his foot was over his foot was over the line. And his foot was over the line. And you played the tape back a million times. Everybody sees his foot was over the line. And without Ray, yeah,
On that three?
yeah. And the league because they went to the chip twice, right?
Miami did.
Miami.
No, they went. They won twice.
Yeah.
But they went
Three.
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 Because Dirk.
There was Dirk had
Dirk,
one,
Dirk,
but they
and
only
Miami.
won. How many
No,
did
they
they
went
win?
4. I'm sorry, they went 4 times.
And there was 2 of those times they shouldn't have
Yeah,
won
because
they
then
cheated
LeBron
Boston.
went again
Exactly.
with Cleveland. Then the next 2 years,
Yeah,
3 years or whatever it was.
No,
No, no. In Miami, he went to the finals 4 times.
but
Yeah.
there was 2 he shouldn't have won. One was with Boston, and another one with Spurs.
Yes.
He should never beat Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals, and they should have never beat the Spurs. There was 2 plays that was like, that's BS.
Huh.
2 major plays. 2 major plays that were BS. Major plays. And
I
then
gotta say, man, LeBron taking Cleveland to the finals against the Spurs where they got swept. I didn't care because that was his performance.
oh
man.
yeah, you talking about when he was younger?
When he was
I
younger.
respected
Oh.
that. Yeah, I respected that.
That was incredible.
I respected that because it's like, dude, how do you take
Okay.
you didn't have anybody on that team.
Okay, but real quick, okay.
Talk to me.
I don't think there's anything more dope though than him going back to Cleveland and winning a chip for the team that drafted him, for a team that was like legitimate dog shit.
Remember they burned his jersey and
Yeah,
they were all mad at him?
exactly.
Oh,
And
man.
again, this is which is just coming from someone
I
who's
don't feel like
an
he won the
Arizona,
chip.
an Arizona sport person. Like, I prayed for Larry Fitzgerald to go somewhere else. I prayed, bro. I wanted that man to go win a chip somewhere else. I'm at the point with Book where I'm like, dude, if we're asked next year, like, just leave. I do not care.
This
Like,
is such a good guy.
go win a chip somewhere else. Go do something else. So, which again is why I think I commend and hold Book so high. Like, yes, I am biased because I'm a Suns fan,
Right.
but he has had the opportunity to go wherever bro wanted. You
So-
could have gone to any team at any point, any
and again,
point.
I don't think LeBron won that chip for Cleveland. Kyrie did.
But they don't win the chip without him.
They
have
don't.
to
They
have-
damn
have
sure
to-
don't win it without Kyrie.
Yeah, but
They were
again,
down 3-1.
but again,
So
the-
they were
it
on.
fairly goes both ways.
Yeah, I think it's one of those like, yes,
I-
they.
numbers.
But I still think there's. I think Kyrie. I think Kyrie's.
To your point,
I think Kyrie would. I think Kyrie, if he was in better situations, gets his chip without LeBron.
Okay, so let me ask you this then.
What's better than
Denzel.
Brooklyn?
Hold on, Denzel.
That
Let me ask
wasn't
you
a
this
good
question.
situation.
Who's the Finals MVP when Cleveland came back 3-1? Who's Finals? I mean, we know LeBron got it, but
Yeah.
Kyrie is. 100%.
see, that's a strong argument.
100% because one of the biggest asterisks on LeBron's entire career was his give up mentality and how he would give up all the time.
His defense was lethal in that series.
Yeah, I mean he has the most iconic block.
I mean, his
Like-
defense.
like
He
maybe,
blocked
yeah.
it with his chin, right?
Yeah,
I mean, but his
the one where he pins it
his
off.
off-ball defense is bar none. I don't think anybody has any better off-ball defense than LeBron. Not even close. Like again, that's Zeus level off-ball defense. But what I'm saying is, LeBron had a reputation of always giving up. Kyrie did not give up that entire series.
Okay. Wait a minute. Klay Thompson in that series made a comment about being up 3-1. And they interviewed LeBron about it the next day. And LeBron laughed at it. And then they came back from 3-1.
Yeah, that's okay, cool.
I think LeBron was pretty set on winning that series.
I'm sure he was. I'm not gonna deny it. But that dog mentality, Kyrie is a silent killer. He's like a Tim Duncan type.
Yeah, not gonna talk a lot of shit. But
If they gave that Finals MVP to Kyrie Irving, I wouldn't have been mad.
I think I would have been mad, but I would have been like,
Statistically, LeBron edged him out with
Yeah.
the blocks and defense, but man, his performance was. he
and
just
again,
gets so
like,
overlooked.
and again, you get Finals MVP because of the like yes, Kyrie has the insane step back, but LeBron has
the blocks, the dunks.
the
Gentlemen, I'm gonna have to-
rebounds.
I'm gonna have to head out.
No worries.
We'll have to do
We'll
this
do it
again.
again. We'll do it again.
We'll have to do this again. It was
But,
definitely fun.
Yeah, so we'll wrap it up. Appreciate everybody for stopping by. Real quick, Denzel and Derek, do you guys want to say anything real quick before you guys head out?
I'll say this, Joe. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, for
this
sure.
was a lot of fun.
It's fun. It's
I can do this all day.
Facts.
Football season is going to be magnificent.
Yeah.
But if you want me back on here for any of these playoff games, please.
Yes, say 100% again, chat. Just so you guys know, I'll be out of town for about a week and a half. I'll be in Vegas and then California. We will be doing a show out in Vegas, I think. I'm gonna see if I can get into some of the sports books and see if I can sneak the camera past them and video us doing, tiny bets. Chat. We're in Vegas. We'll gamble a little bit. I'm not trying to lose a ton of money. But I'll do it for the stream where I'm betting like $10.
That's illegal.
$10. What do you mean? No, I can do it. The
cameras?
trust. Yeah, the cameras are not. That's what I'm saying. I'll have to sneak one into the sports book. Will Jalen get tapped in the nuts? Physical game in the Celtics.
That's typical in Boston.
Yeah, 100%.
They don't call.
100%.
I was surprised. That's
Damn,
why
he
I was
got busted open.
Yeah, blood all over his face.
That's why
It's crazy.
I was surprised that they won the first two games because Boston don't call
go hard.
calls.
No.
Yeah, 100%.
You get all
They
the
let
calls
you
called
butcher
against
it.
you.
Yeah.
They get all the calls against you, but you're not getting no calls.
If you know what,
Not
you
in
know what?
Boston, not in
Mike,
Boston, and not in Indiana, and not in Detroit.
I'll let you know when I'm doing the games too while I'm out there.
Okay.
Because I'll be out there for a while after. I'm going out there
Zoom
for an EDM festival. Yeah.
Okay,
So
sounds
then
fun.
like Monday through Thursday,
Okay.
playoffs will be going. I'll see if I can zoom it. Adios, brother. It was good seeing you. I
appreciate you having me.
Yeah, for sure.
Man.
Thank you, Denzel, for stopping by. Derek will wrap it up
See
too.
you when you get back.
Thank you. I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it. But we'll wrap it up here, chat. We appreciate you guys for stopping by, booing out with us again. Not a super eventful game.
It's okay.
A pretty expected 3-1. We kind of
I
were,
enjoyed it.
we're
though. I
thinking.
really enjoyed the game. It was
yeah.
a solid game.
Yeah, it was fun, and it was fun to see like Pochemski go crazy and have a good game, and see, and obviously have a quiet game with Julius go crazy. So it'll be interesting to see. We've got two of the finalists in the conference finals so far. Waiting on the Nuggets and the Thunder, and then we're waiting on the Celtics and the Knicks to finish their series. Who do you think you're taking in these two series now?
Okay.
Obviously 3-2 both ways. So.
Right. So I want OKC to knock the Nuggets out. We've already seen them get to the promised land. So I want to see.
Yeah, we don't
Shea.
need to see them win another chip.
No, I don't want to see them win another chip. And I want Shea to win MVP. I've never been a New York Knicks fan. However, I love Jalen Brunson. I just love
Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, he's a great point guard. I want New York Knicks to get to the Eastern Conference Finals, but I don't see them getting. New York is scrappy.
Denzel was high on beating the Pacers, bro. I'm pretty on the Pacers train right now, man.
I don't think if I'm betting my money, New York's not beating the Pacers. But I would want them to. I want New York going to the finals.
Yeah, I think the Knicks and Wolves finals would feed families, bro. I think it would feed families, bro. I think it would be like, dude, Ant playing against like Jalen and Mikal Bridges. Oh my God, dude, we've got Julius on OG Anunoby and stuff. Oh my God, the Rudy's playing defense. Oh my God, it would be a sick finals. OKC in the finals too would be sick. I think OKC and
OKC and who you think?
I don't know. I do think OKC's winning a chip.
You think so?
Yeah, I think if they can get past the Nuggets, like no team matches. Like they're so sound.
They're pretty gnarly.
Like they're just like pretty crazy built. Like their whole team plays defense. They have an ASU grad on the team in Lou Dort, so I gotta support the ASU grad.
If Denver gets past OKC, Denver's gonna be a problem.
Play the Wolves. Oh wait, my bad. Say that again.
No, that's right. If Denver gets past
OKC,
I got them going past Minnesota.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I do think again it comes down to pedigree and like just like Jokic is insane right now. Like it is like he is.
His numbers are like comic book cartoons.
Yeah, which again, like I said, like maybe slightly like they'll be inflated just because of the league right now. But like he does put up in like he does everything you want out of the basketball player basically at an insanely efficient rate, and then also lets all of his guys eat as well. Like he's not the only one eating, which is crazy. So one of those where I do think the Nuggets are just like Aaron Gordon's had 2 game winners this year. I love him. The only thing that is tough is like I don't know if the Nuggets can win in OKC because you'd have to win at home, not because they're going back home tomorrow to play at home, and then they're gonna play against if they win that game, play against the Thunder in OKC, and OKC is a pretty gnarly place to play basketball at. But we have seen OKC lose Game 7s before as well.
Yes.
You could see, if you get to Game 7 and the Nuggets get out on an early run and it's 15-6 or something, and you're gonna have OKC fans booing and oh my God, it'll be mayhem for sure.
So the next game is in OKC, right?
Next game is in Denver. It's 3-2. Yeah, Denver's the lower seed, so they get the 6th game because they're in Game 6. So Denver has to win. At home, you have the advantage in a sense. They both now won games. Like the Nuggets won they won the second game, which was in OKC, and then OKC won the second game in Denver.
Let's get back and forth.
So they've split games away, and now if Denver wins this game, they've split games at home. Which again, like I said, like great matchups so far throughout the playoffs. Like it's been pretty impressive to see the matchups. So it'll be interesting to see kind of again how that develops. If they win this next game, I do think it'll be just a crazy finish to that series. Game 7, any Game 7 is always sick. I'm never upset about a Game 7 whatsoever. Again, if the Knicks series goes to Game 7 in Boston, it'll be a crazy Game 7. Oh my God! Yeah, you have to win the next game. You have to win the next game. Yeah, you have to win the game in New York. Which again, like I said, not a gentleman's sweep, but I personally am someone who I do think teams kind of like if you're down by 10, you're like, I can take my foot off the gas. It's fine. We'll win it in New York. It's just, can you back up we can win it in New York, or do you get stuck now on the other end of it of, oh my God, we're fighting for our lives in a Game 7?
The problem with the New York Knicks is Boston looks too good without
the guy. Yeah, they looked real good without JT.
I'm like, wait, he's out like for a hope, and they're playing like hitting on all cylinders.
Yeah, up by 20. They won the game by 20. Like, that's a
problem.
Which again has been an interesting thing because the first 2 games, the Celtics were up by 20 going into the second half, and they lost both games. And the conversation was, look at they won both games in Boston, and it was like, yeah, but you were trailing by 20 both games. Like,
exactly.
are you able to actually win these games? Like, I don't know if you can win these games. Which again, I think is kind of my point I was making to Denzel is like their team is gross. Like the Celtics are an insanely built team, and if they can come back from 3-1, whether we think it's kind of in the system of the NBA or not, if you can come back from 3-1 without your star player,
they can win it all.
Yeah, you're in a back-to-back scenario. I do think they match up fantastically against the Pacers. Like
Boston's beating us. If Boston gets past New York, I would bet my money on New York. I mean on Boston.
Same. Yeah, 100%.
Against the Pacers.
Yeah, if you can beat the Knicks, if you can come back from 3-1 without Jason Tatum, I'm just gonna dude, I'm throwing the money down. Like it just is what it is. Yeah. I'll be in Vegas, bro.
Boston's going to the finals.
Yeah, they're going to the finals, and I would be hard pressed. And then we already saw Jaylen Brown go crazy in the finals last year, win an MVP in the finals. Like if that guy's available in the finals, bro, I'm gonna put my money on him to win the finals MVP.
Jaylen Brown is that dude.
So one of those where I do think if that's the case, I personally think that the Knicks are going to win the series. I don't think they're going to come back from 3-2.
I don't think so either.
I think it would be astonishing if they do.
The Knicks will never have this.
Yeah. This is this could be the 1 year, like the Cinderella story of New York of.
Bro, every celebrity in New York's gonna be at this.
Oh, it's gonna be astonishing. Yeah, it's gonna be astonishing. Dude, every celebrity in New York's gonna be at the Boston game. Like they're gonna fly out to the Boston game if it gets back to Boston. Like
true story.
So one of those
front row. Yeah.
I do. Dude, I don't know. Knicks and Pacers. I don't know who I would take.
Pacers.
I do, and Tyrese is balling right now. If Tyrese stays, I mean, they're getting so much rest because they're gonna play at least one more game.
They're probably in the Maldives, just relaxing.
Yeah, just chilling right now. Took a flight out there, probably sipping on water, low key, just drinking water out there, getting some sun in before they get going. But one of those where I do think I'd probably take the Pacers. I mean, you don't take down the 1 seed in 5 games, like lightly, like. Again, like, and Denzel was saying the Cavs were hurt. It doesn't matter to me personally. Like, you gotta, like, if you're the 1 seed, bro, you don't get to be the 1 seed if you're a team that can't win with injuries. And you going up 5, like I said, Pacers put up 90 on the Cavs and a half on Mother's Day, on Sunday. Put up 90 and a half. It was 90 to 38 and a half.
It's like, am I playing PlayStation?
Yeah. I'm playing 2K numbers, dude.
Right.
Like,
Facts,
absolutely astonishing the level of. Like domination of a 1 seed, like they were the statistically best defense throughout the year. They like Denzel said, they went on a 15-game win. Like were insane stats. So to me, winning that series is pretty astonishing. So I do think I would love to see. I think Pacers in the finals would be kind of crazy too. Like it would be crazy to see. And like I said, last time the Knicks made it to the Eastern Conference Finals was against the Pacers in 2000s, 25 years ago, and the Knicks lost to the Pacers in 6 games. I would think that maybe not in the back of those players' minds, but everyone who's been around long enough to watch. I don't know. They're so far removed. Like I feel like these guys are so far removed from it that
if they get past Boston, that's the conversation.
100%. The Knicks media. And New York media is last time we were in the Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah, last time we were in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Some people weren't even born.
Yeah, we lost to the Pacers in 6 games. Like, there is no other way to spin the story. That is what happened. They'll try and spin it in a direction of look at what we did against the Pacers this year and stuff, which will be interesting. But I do think it'll be Knicks Pacers, and I do think I'm gonna take the Pacers. Honestly, don't know which one, but I would take the Pacers. And then I think on the Western Conference one, dude, it might go 7. That'd be a 6 series, low key. And then West, obviously, we have the Wolves already. We haven't seen crazy stuff from Ant yet. I think he's on. He's due. He's due for at least 1.
He's due.
And if
he's
he can
to take a vacation.
if he's due for at least 1 in the first 2 games, whether that's in OKC or that's in Denver, if they can steal 1, like. Me and my older brother always said it. I think it's the same thing between professionals. Series doesn't start until you win away. Right. And if you can steal one of those on the back of Ant on an insane game, like a 30 point, 10 boards and 9 rebounds for Ant in a game, and you're like, and then Julius has 20, 10, and 2 or something, and it's like, damn, dude, how are we going to stop Julius and Ant? I do think you're in a spot where, like, the Wolves will have momentum. OKC or Denver will have kind of this mentality of like, oh shit, we got to win. We gotta win.
It would be really cool. It'd be like a nice revenge story. Not revenge, but I mean, Randall was New York's guy.
Yeah.
Right? And then for him to go to the finals against New York,
would be sick. And Cat, like that trade being like, oh my God, dude. I mean, like we were saying, like that trade panning out perfectly. Where the next,
it worked out for both of them.
the year that they get traded, they both go to the finals, and now you've got, oh, dude, that would be, it's gotta be Knicks. It's gotta be Knicks and Wolves, bro. I gotta be more excited for Knicks and Wolves, bro.
That would be the biggest draw.
Yeah.
Because OKC's not like, oh, okay, Shay. Not too many people know.
Yeah.
But the Timberwolves and the Knicks after that big trade last year,
it would be insane.
That would be crazy.
It would be insane.
Oh my God.
Well, we'll be back for that. We'll be back for the finals. I think
right.
I have plenty of time for back for the finals because I'll be in California or I'll be in Vegas. Then I'll go to California. I'll be back in Vegas. So one of those where I'll have the opportunity to be back after that to do finals and probably one of the Eastern Conference Finals games, unless they're sweeps. I venture to guess I'm probably back for one because they I know that they do for the conference finals. They don't play the same days. They play one the whole time. So they'll extend at least past a week.
Yeah.
And if either team wins, if it splits at all, we'll have at least one game further past. So and again, we'll do a show. I'll try and figure out how to do calls. I'm not able to do that really, but it'd be kind of fun to do like a 20-minute call-in or 10-minute call-in at halftime and have you hop in and stuff. So, but wait, appreciate you guys for stopping by. Appreciate everybody for hanging out with us. Thank you,
fun,
Derek,
brother.
for coming on.
Anytime.
It'll be entertaining to continue to do. And again, hopefully we can continue to flesh it out, build it out, continue to bring people in and say, if you like football, we've got a lot of plans for football coming up and stuff like that. So appreciate you guys for stopping by. We're gonna head out, get some music going for y'all. Appreciate everybody for stopping by. It's a fun day. It'll be entertaining to see how these continue to build. Thank you everybody for stopping by. It'll be good to see y'all. Good to see y'all in a couple days. Spread the love, spread the joy, and I shall see y'all in the next one. Peace.
I wish you the best of luck, even if you don't give a fuck, 'cause that's just what it means when we've loved.